ပွဲကတော့ရင်လွှင့်ထားလိုက်ကျွန်တော်ပွဲ replay ပဲလွတ်သွားပြီပါညာဆိုတော့ sorry အာမေးကတက်သွားတာဗော marine ကိုချက်ချင်းကိုတန်းပြတော့ပန်းကူလာရ stand နေပြီးဒါမဲ့လည်းနောက် follow က damage ပါမလားကွာနော်သူ stand နေရ first stand ကြီးပဲပန်းကူလာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးအဲ့ချိန်မှာပန်းကူလာထွက်သွားတော့ arena ထဲကိုမိသွားတာ3កောင်ဒါပေမဲ့ mask ပြန်တေသွားတယ်အားမေပြန်ဝင်လာတာ ace nova နဲ့2កောင် damage အောက်ပို့တယ်စောက်ရမ်းများ2ယောက်ပေါင်းကြည့်လိုက်အိုးအဲ့ချိန်မှာပဲပြန် short ရမယ်နော်တောင်း short XG ရလည်းတာသွားတယ်XG ဘက်ကိုလည်းပြန်ပြီးတော့
It covers at least the retreat from XM. Falcons go back to their side of the jungle despite the loss in that mid lane. Not that big of an network lead for Extreme. Still keeping this game very tight at 20 minutes though. Extreme, they want the Tormentor. They're going to smoke up for it. Falcons will do the same, not to smoke, but trying to defend their territory.
Look at the basher. Freshly done on Ame. He got it off that fight. Could be super pivotal at locking down.
Smoke breaks on XXX. Smoke forward.
ဟာရစနေကင်းတကောင်လေးကြံနေခဲ့တာမရတော့စနေကင်းတော့ကိုရောက်ပိတ်ဝင်လာပြီမရတော့ဗျာစပိတ်ရတော့ချောက်ဝင်နေတယ်လေစစ်တွေကပေးပြီးတော့တက်တယ်စနေကင်းမတက်အိုး shit မသေးဝဘူးတဲ့စနေကင်းကငါလုံးကိုရောက်ပိတ် level စစ်ပေးရအောင်မသေးတော့ဘူးဟေ့ရောက်ရင်အဲ့တော့ငါလောက်ခွန်းဘာတော့အဲ့လိုမလုပ်ပါနဲ့ကြီးဘာလို့လဲဘာလို့ငါ့ကိုပြေးမကြည့်ရလဲBut it team is
any losses there. They'll retreat as 4 and Extreme now own the Tormentor.
Such strong early item timings from XG.
Thank you နေနဲ့ခုနကသူ level 6မထောက်လိုက်တာလည်းပါပါတယ်သူထောက်လိုက်ရင်တော့စနေကင်းပြတ်ကောင်းပြတ်သွားတယ်ခုမှလည်းထောက်ပြတ်တယ်ခုတော့မိနစ်20 shot ကတော့ XG ပဲရပါမယ်နော်ဒီ shot မှာပဲထပ်ဖြစ်ကြည့်ရပါအဲ့ဘက်ထဲမှာလည်း XG ပဲထပ်နိုင်သွားတယ်အဲ့တော့ Okay ထင်နေတယ် Why YouTube ပဲကြည့်ရတော့မှာ YouTube ကကြည့်ဆိုလည်းကြည့်ပါမယ်အဲ့လိုတော့ပညာမပြပါနဲ့ဟုတ်တော့ YouTube ကြည့်ဆိုလည်းကြည့်ပါမယ်
Of a casual stomp from X Nova. That's how this Elder Titan gets you. He can throw the spirit out, he can wait for a slight, and then he's going to force you to remnant out where you get stomped, and you don't know what's coming after that stomp. Very little to bail you out of that situation. It's an annoying spell that you can just be sitting under in the middle of the fight.
Falcon ကြိုက်တာတော့ငါ့ကိုပဲတင်းကြိုက်ခဏမီးငါ Falcon ပဲကြိုက်
the most farm hero here for Falcons. He's having quite a good game. Just can't find his mark in these engagements.
Ame's not alone down here, but Falcons know it. Thanks to the deep wards that they were able to place earlier in the game. It's not allowed them to take control of the match. Going back to the Ember Spirit, though, this is a hero that we haven't actually seen too much of here at TI. Why is that?
His early game is still good, but he kind of falls off in that mid game a little bit. He doesn't pack the same punch, and I think players are concerned about his ultra late game scaling sometimes too. Like, yeah, 6 or 7 slots, all these spirit heroes are crazy, but you compare it to things like the Queen of Pain with the sonic wave damage. It's just not the same punch, right? He's kind of an attrition hero. He likes to go in the fight, take the long fight. Feels like a lot of damage off the side of a jump you throw in the nukes, you blow someone up. It's not ever sure to stop right now. Now, his strength can't be set up for some of these long range supports. Great hero to combine with the hoodwinks and snapfires that are in this meta. And I think that's what Falcons do. Just gotta slow down.
Yeah, particularly since they don't actually have a save here on the side of Extreme. There was potential for Slight Chain's kisses to get guaranteed kills, but we didn't see too many of those, and not really on big consequential heroes. And as a result, Ame is up at 13k now.
It's also a hero that takes that mid tower very quickly, and then you kind of collapse the game to that mid lane. You make them fight your Ember when he's really strong. You make their supports engage this hero that they have trouble locking down. XG dodged that pretty well. Falcons didn't get a lot out of that, 5 to 15 minute mark as they wanted to, especially with some of the power runes going to Marine.
Sure, they gave up the mid tower. They didn't actually fight for it. They even denied it themselves, limiting the amount of gold that Falcons got out of it.
They didn't bleed bad kills, which would have snowballed this game, and they won the side. That was a huge component. XXS got off to such a fast start. You could afford to give up something around that mid lane and still feel good about the first 10 minutes here. And now you're cruising into this mid game very even. Still enemies to take in these fights, and Sean's still just sitting there in the pit. very tempting for both teams.
Absolutely.
We even see the X-Nova Spirit scouting it out. I mean, there is some more heroes on XG for Falcons to man up for it if they feel you're on the wrong part of the map.
We are now at that point, by the way, where we're going to get some serious magic resistance problems for Falcons. If Amar is going to build to scale, these supports on the side of Extreme, you've got the combination of maxed out natural order combined with the deconstruction facet. That's already making a lot of this magic damage be pure. And then you're going to have Hoodwink come in. He's buying up a shard really soon. That boomerang is just going to amp up that magic damage even more. The burst damage is going to go crazy.
If you get a latch off this Mars, that hero is just gone. No hard save in this lineup. At least you have some armor differential from the Sven. You have the shield on the Ember. You have a shield on Pango. You can be tanky in these fights. But you are worried about that first point of contact.
They've been struggling to find the initiation. That's what's been causing them so many issues in these early fights. It always seems like XXS is able to hit first before Amar does. So they have BKB
blink on this now. This changes it a lot. Now you can let Skeeter go in. He's not afraid of him dying super fast here. And he has level 3 ulti online. He's hitting a really nice power point. Falcons want to use it.
And if they can get a pick off right now with this smoke, then turn it into Roshan, take that away from an Ursa lineup. Would be a massive boon for Falcons. They do not find the kill though, as Extreme Gaming have already backed up behind their tier 2, commence with their own smoke play.
They feel that Roche was maybe being forced. They're smoking before Ame finishes his BKB, though they did get the Ags on the Queen and the BKB on the Mars. So they have a nice 2-core item timing to try and take this fight.
They're going to get in position here, but Ame's still going to keep farming up. He's so close to his BKB. I'm sure he's calling to his team, don't force it too much. I'm almost there.
Almost a defensive Roche play. We don't want to do it right now. We want to let Ame farm, but we also don't want you doing it.
Yeah. And if they just stick around though, okay, they do find one of the wards. There was 2 different very dangerous wards that Falcons managed to get down. That was one in the triangle, the other one being in that lane, off-lane position. Nobody on Extreme will be caught by that yet. There's a similar ward. Still though, found by Falcons, at least taking away some vision on both sides. It all comes down to this Roche, man, and we're going to have BKB cores on both sides.
Nova, he wants it.
They get the kill on the ward. Amar does not make the jump for it. Skeeter's too far away. Skeeter's just farming away. He doesn't want to fall behind Ame right now in this standoff. Neither carry wants to just fully invest in contesting this Roshan.
They got the finish BKB. They got the double obs without anybody getting punished on that. That's a huge win for XG. That was a big smart move from Falcons to get those wards up and try and use them to take a fight. You let them go down for free. You have one more around this pit top.
And if Falcons isn't going to make the move, then Extreme, maybe they'll be the ones to play on the offensive here. The smoke is going to break on the low ground. Snake King making a break for it with his drums, trying to get far enough ahead. XXS will be arena for him. Nice goals though. That'll dodge a little bit, still hit. Caught by the break, but the heals are so much, they do not still have the burst damage to kill him. They need the Ursa to jump on to Snake King, but he doesn't want to show himself. Synchronized using for Extreme Gaming, they'll back away.
They might lose their last ward up here. XXS, they gave him the Ob Sentry, very smart. Sacrifice your positioning on these backline supports.
Extreme Gaming seem to know
And
Aghanim Scepter is done for Amar though, so another peak for Falcons, perhaps another chance to take matters into their own hands.
Jumps first, and that's why it's so important. You lost all of his wards, whereas actually they have to do a little scouting.
I mean, at this rate, we're going to get 2 or 3 more items on these carries before we actually get a fight around the Roshan pit.
Nobody wants to man up for it first. You get caught.
Already found. Will stop him, and he dodged away from the stomp. XXS has to use a defensive BKB. Double ults from Falcons for a BKB on XXS. I don't think that gives a clear enough advantage either way for these teams to force it.
Nope. Especially if the Mars gets gone on your third initiation is XG. They do buy a gem, which is interesting considering they just killed 3 wards. I mean, how much vision's left on the map? They really want to secure vision for the fight. Line up to X Nova right now. But Falcons are getting a lot of
ကဲ
items.
ပွဲရတော့ကေးရဒီတိုင်းကြီးပဲဘာမှလည်းဆက်မဖြစ်ဘူးစပယ်တွေပြတယ်ပြီးရင်ဖန်ကြရတယ်
This Ember is catching up in this game.
တော့ Russian fight တော့ကြည့်ရမယ်လို့တော့ထင်တာပဲ29 30ရောက်နေပြီ Russian လည်းလုံးလို့ရတယ်ပထမဆုံး Russian ခုထိမထိရသေးဘူးအာစာပါတယ် Russian လုံးနေပြီ
That's why Extreme, they're going to force it onto the bit. And it feels like they just have to. Snake King is trying to keep tabs, though. He's got his creep, checking it out every once in a
Snake
while.
King သူကောင်းလေးနဲ့သူ
This
scout ထားပါ
Roshan
နော်
is about to swap over to the other side. Not only does it sound
Roshan
like
အောက်
you
ကို
think
သွား
that
တော့မယ်
Falcons have
Roshan
got
အောက်
the
ရောက်
better
တော့
of
မယ်
this
ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့
stalemate, but it's also about to flip over to a side where they can play off of buybacks in their outpost.
ဒါတဲ့အောက်မှာဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုရင် Falcon ဘက်ကတာစီရမယ်
XG could have been more aggressive there with how much vision
အာ
they
စာ
brought
ရှိရဘက်
down.
ကတော့ HC ဆိုတော့ကြည့်အောင်ဒါတဲ့အောက်မှာဖြစ်နေ
But now, like you said, that Roche going to the other side, it hurts. Especially if Falcons are willing to commit
Nice,
buybacks here.
yeah,
Just
nice,
keep
yeah.
man up for this is on it. It's way too terrifying.
It's also going to be another Tormentor spawn.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်လေးစိတ်အားဆော့လို့လေ
He didn't spot the ward. XXS saw a sentry, but the ward is on the other side of the tree there.
It's a good one.
ဒီရော
Super valuable as this Roche switches sides.
အဲ့တော့အောက်ကိုရောက်လာ Russian စောင့်နေနေပဲအောက်မှာ battle ဖြစ်ဖို့တော့ရှိရပါတော့
And
Yeah,
while
yeah,
Extreme
too.
have all shuttled
Better
down
do
to
this
this
call
bottom
you
part of the map, Falcons,
yeah,
they're staying
that
split.
better.
Amar's getting a lot of farm out of his top
အာစာ
lane.
ပဲ
Might
လုံးဝမှာ
actually
ဟို
be
ဘက်
able
တင်း
to
ရတော့တိတ်
take
တော့စိတ်
the
မဝင်
tower
တာ
at some
7
point
နဲ့
in
တော့ fan
time.
နေ
As you
အ
said,
မှလည်း fan နေ
Maureen,
ရော
best split pusher in the game at this point on the Ember Spirit, so he's enjoying all the
Yeah,
farm
it's yeah,
getting
two
out of the
pressure and two
situation. It's not
အဲ့တော့
much,
အာ
but
စာ
Falcons
Russian နဲ့
is
စလို့နေ
grinding
ပါနော်
more and
သူ
more
Russian
gold
ပေးမှာပါ best shoot တွေပါရ
into
နေ
their
တော့
favor. Extreme Gaming, they
အဲ့
gotta
တော့
do
သူ
something
Russian နဲ့
about this.
ပေးရ
They're
တော့
gonna
မယ်
force the Roshan and
scan တော့ဖတ်
Falcons
ထားသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
to
ဒီ
have
ဘက်
a
တော့
big
ရှိမနေဘူး
contest.
AC ပဲ Russian ရသွားတော့ပါ
Almost saying that, all right,
Snake
we're
King
delayed
Illusion
for like 6
ဟော
minutes.
ဒီ
You
နေ့
can
ဟို
find
နေ
the
ရ
Abbey.
တော့မရ
It
တော့
is
တော့
only
ကြောက်
the first one, right?
အဲ့တော့
Not super valuable here. It's just to progress towards the later
XG
Roshans.
ဒီ Russian နဲ့ high ground ထိတော့တက်လို့မရဘူးเนาะ
Second
tower
Roche is going to
second
be
tower
around
တွေတော့ push လို့
41
ရမယ်
minutes in.
Very slow for
အဲ့ချိန်မှာ
Roche
Falcon က
lineup.
battle side မှာလားဒါမှမဟုတ်ရှောင်ပြီးပဲ
Still
trade
just
မှာ
tier
လား
one on mid for Falcons.
လိမ့်ပြီးတော့ခုတော့ side
Check
lane တွေ
this
ဆိုရ
out,
တော့ပြန်
playing
push
by
နေတော့
XG
Falcon က
They're working with less map control right now, which is great for Maureen. Means he gets to push these side lanes.
အမှတစ်ဖက်လဲသူ့ရဲ့
Gets a lot of
favorite
vision
place လေးမှာ
control
fan
off the mid lane to help him do it. Enjoying life right now.
ကဲဒီခါတော့31မိနစ်
And a quick Tormentor
တော့လက်
kill.
ရှက်တစ်ခုကိုတော့ Falcon ပြန်ရသွားပြီအဲ့တော့ရှက်ကတော့ဒီပွဲတော့တေးအောက်တစ်ဖက်စီရတယ်ဒီခုစီအဲ့တော့ဟောလဲမှာ Mars
Ex-Nova,
Asa
who is
အဲ့ဒါတိုင်း3កောင်ပေါင်းပြီး
always
တော့
just shadowing Ame everywhere he
စင်
goes.
ကျူကလည်း
He's really not
Dominator
able to
နဲ့
do
အကောင်
anything
လေးနဲ့
else.
push နေတယ်မစ်ကိုရ
And I
အောင်
must apologize, Austin. We do have one Helma
မရှိတော့
Dominator.
ပြနေရအဲ့ဒါလည်းကောင်ကြီးကအောက်ကိုဖြတ်ပြေးသွားတာတွေ့
I
လိုက်တယ်
don't know how we allowed it. I guess Jinku
အဲ
said this game
second
is going
tower
to go late.
ကို push
I'm
လို့ရ
going to
မယ်
start
tower
farming up
first
the
tower
first
ကြီးသွား
wave.
second tower ထပ် push လို့ရသေးတယ်
Dom Hoodwink, are you serious, man?
32မိနစ်တော့ကတော့ region ကိုတော့ခွင့်ပေးရဖို့တော့များပြီ
A lot of
Well,
the
they-
top laners just wanted to accelerate
That
their
one,
game and have
well,
the
we can
helm on
help.
the lane. A second item could wink dominate. I don't think I've ever seen that.
You know what I hate the most
I
is
don't.
that it just kind of makes sense the way that they're
Spade,
likely to
spade,
be
yeah,
redded a
she-
bit.
yeah, but they
Somebody's
cheated,
got to get
ah.
one on Extreme.
အေးအောက်မှာ Armor the Fact Christian သားမလားစောင့်နေပါနော် XXS
And Aghanim
patient
Scepter
patient
done for
ကာရီယာလေး
Maureen.
တော့ဖြတ်ပြန်လာသေးတယ်သူတစ်ချက်ဟိုကောင်လေးစင်းမစားသေးဘူးမတက်ရက်ကြည့်
He's
ကာရီယာ
getting
secret
real
shot
big.
ပို့ထားတယ်အေး Mars တက်မှာ
Considering how bad
မ
his
တက်
game
ဘူး
was,
ဒါပေမဲ့အလေကိုသွား
where
တဲ့
he
ချိန်တော့
just
မှ
kept
ထွက်လာတယ်
getting
ကွက်တီပဲ
caught
လွတ်
by
သွားတယ်
XXS over and
အဲ့
over
တော့
again.
ဒီ mid
This
tower
last
ကိုပဲ
10
ယူဖို့ကြိုးစားနေမှာ
minutes,
နော်
peaceful 10 minutes.
Russian နဲ့အားမေအလေကနေတက်လာ
Feels
ပြီ
like he's actually going to be able to play some Dota. He's going to be able to get to
2009
some
best
game.
shooter
Now we'll
ရတယ်
see how well he scales into that point compared to the
အ
Queen
ပေါ်
of
လမ်းမှာတော့
Pain.
reaction မပေးဘဲနဲ့ပေါ်လမ်းမှာရုပ်တရက်လေးပြန်တက်ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေပါတော့ XM ကိုတော့ skater တို့ဖွဲ့
BKB.
ပြန်ပြေးတော့ပြန်ယူနေနဲ့တွေ့သွားတော့ XM လိုက်တယ်ဗျနှစ်ကောင်နဲ့မှတ်တယ် sneaking မှာပါနေတယ် stand ပြတ်သွားမှလား oh my god ဇင်ကျူဒီစက်ပေးရကြတယ် BKB GB7 ခုတ်တာပြတ်သွားတယ်ဗျာကိုယ်ရောပဲ skater တကောင်တော့ကြံနေခဲ့ဆိုတော့ skater cross run တော့ကြံနေသေးတယ် arena master လွဲသွားတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့3ယောက်1ယောက်ဝိုင်းခုတ်နေ stand မှာပေးပြီး skater ရှောင်ထားသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ ဘလို့မအောင်မရဘူးအာမဲပါဝင်ချလာတယ်နောက်ဆုံးဒီဘက်ကဇင်ကျူ oh my god crit ကိုပြန်ရအောင်ယူသွားသေးတယ်ဟာဇင်ကျူဆိုလိုကေးရပဲ crit ကိုလိုက်ဖန်တာဘာလို့လဲတွေးရလို့နေအာဖက်တီလေးကောင်းနေအဲ့တော့ဗတယ်ကတော့နောက်မှဝင်လာဆိုပဲကိုယ်ကပဲပေးလိုက်ရတယ်7ပြန်ရပါဘူးကယ်ရီပြန်ရပါတယ်Aegis က2မိနစ်ကျန်သေးတယ်သူလည်း tower ကနေပြီးတော့ပြန်ဆင်းလာတဲ့အတွက်အခုတစ်ခါတော့ for tower push မှာဟိုတော့ arena မရှိပါတော့ကိုယ်ကပဲ Sonic Wave ဆိုရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့ Asa Lucian ရော BKB ရောကျန်သေးတယ်အဲ့တော့
huge pickup for XG I mean
ကိုယ်ကပဲတော့ခဏစောင့်လိုက်ပါကိုယ်ကပဲစောင့်ပြီးတော့
he just felt like there was going to be
ပြန်ဆိုင်လို့ရရမယ်
I guess he's right in the end. Very sacrificial.
And if he doesn't get the Yules off on this Sven, like even though he dies, that little bit of delay, it made all the difference for Xnova to get there in time.
Very clutch. These Yules can become Wind Wakers way later in this game.
Yeah, sure.
That's the nice thing about them, and the Wind Waker is amazing against this Falcons lineup.
Still a bit worried though, even though the Sven has died. We've seen in particular.
Mas. Oh, snake ကိုတော့တေးရောအဲ့ဒါလည်းအော်မရဘူးနောက်မှဘာမှပါမလားအခုမိတ်ပါပါလေမလုတ်ချင်ကြဘူးလားလုတ်ချင်တာလားတို့ဆုံးဖြတ်နေသေးရလားစပယ်တွေပေးပါငါလာခွန်ဒီပဲကတော့ကျန်းနေဟဲ့အန်ချန်တွက်ကအိုက်ဆိုလာခရိုနဲ့ US Scepter နဲ့နေရတော့မတက်နဲ့တော့လွတ်ပေးထားတယ်
I guess so.
You should not even waste your time.
စပယ်ကလည်းမလောက်ဘူး physical လည်းထူလို့မရဘူးဟုတ်ကဲ့
It's a quick pick me up. Right?
Of course, yeah.
But Ame doesn't want to commit his time to taking chances off the map.
သူ့တော့စပယ်ကြီးတကွက်လောက်ကိုပေးရဆို
If
ဖြစ်
anything, you just want to threaten Snake.
Snake is over.
Make him think he can die, so he doesn't push.
အပြည့်လည်းဘာလုပ်လဲဆိုအဲ့လို carry out ဖင်ထိုင်ပြီးတော့ဟီးရအောင်7ဆို7တော့မြအဲ့ကုတ်ပေါ်လိုက်ပြီးဟီး
BKB done for XM.
Yeah.
The next time.
အဲ့ဒီနေ့ကမဖြတ်ရင်လည်းမရဘူးဖြတ်မယ်ဆိုတော့စပယ်ကြီးတကွက်လောက်ပေးရ
We'll see if he can.
အဲ့မှာအာဆာဟာဟေ့အောင်မရီယာပြတ်သွားအောင်မလားတော်သေးတာဗောကွာနောက်က stand နောက်ကျသွားလို့ဘယ်ဘက်ရှိပါထပ်ထားပြီးပြတ်သွားတယ်သူဘက်ရှိအကြီးပါသွားအဲ့ဒါခေါင်းခေါက်လိုက်တာโอเคပြင်တော့သူတကားပါနော် switch လာ split တကား
With the pace of the game as it is, they're going to smoke to the other side. Never mind. They're going to go. They're baiting out XM right now.
They want blood right now. Aegis is going to expire, but they finished that Abyssal. They finished Hex on the Mars and the BKB on the Queen. Huge item timing for XG.
Okay, who got night? What got night? Better than that.
This game, both teams hit their item time as they look for a play.
Yeah, Aegis ကတော့ကောင်းသွားပါပြီအဲ့တော့အာဆာတို့စမုတ်ကန်လေးတစ်ခုဖန်တီးပြီးတော့၄ယောက်သားကိုင်းအောင်ပိန်အောင်မပါသေးဘူးနော်လေဘက်ကိုတော့ဖြတ်ပြီးသွားနေတယ် triangle ထဲကိုဝင်ရှာတာဟိုဘက်ကလည်းစမုတ်ကန်ကြတော့ဒီဘက် second ဘက်ကိုလာရှာတာအဲ့မှာလွဲကြီးလွဲနေပဲ high ground ကပြန်တွေ့မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ Falcon အပေါ်ကနေတွေ့မှာနော်ဒီဘက်ကပြန်လာရင် Falcon အပေါ်ကနေတွေ့မှာနော် Falcon တော့ what တွေလည်းရှိမနေဘူး XG အောက်ကနေပြန်ဝင်လာတော့ဟာဆိုင်ရောဘိုင်ပါပြောင်းပြီး mask ကပန်ကိုလာရောက်ထဲနောက်က oh my god splitter တွေပါဝင်လာပြီး X Nova damage တွေနဲ့ oh my god ပန်ကိုလာရပြက်တာရမ်းမြန်တယ်ကွာချက်ကလေးဝက်ကလေးဖြစ်ပြီးတော့ stand တွေထိသွားဟိုလို damage တောက်လျှောက်တန်းပြောဒါတော့ကိုကအပေါ်ကမြင်ရတာစောက်ရင်း
That's all it takes for you to get insta jump from the hex.
သူရင်းမြင်တာအဲ့ mask ကို
But what do you do with
ဘာလုပ်နေလဲပေါ့နော်သူတို့ဘတ်ဘီလို့ထင်ပြီး faint back လေးနဲ့ပြန်စောင့်နေရတာဒါဆိုင်တယ်ပြန်ဆိုင်နေတာလားစပယ်ရကြံသေးရဆိုပေမဲ့ hero က 4 vs 5 arena တော့မရှိတော့ဘူးဩသူ mask ကိုကောက်ချင်တာ arena မရှိတော့ကိုရောပဲစောနေဝေး3ယောက် order UN နဲ့တော့ snapfire အသက်ရှင်နေတဲ့ snake ပြန်ဟင်းထားသေးတယ် XM physical လိုက်ပြနေတဲ့ crit ကို snake နဲ့ physical ပြစ်လို့တော့မရဘူးစပယ်ဒမ်ပဲပေးစပယ်ဒမ်ပဲပေးပါအော်အာဆာ level 6ကောင်းလိုက်တာကောပြတ်သွားပြီနော်နောက်ဆုံး snake ဟိုဝင် level 6နဲ့ပြတ်သွားတယ်အဲ့တော့ mask ကတော့သူ့တည့်ရတယ်ပြန်ဆောက်မိတတ်တာ arena မရှိလို့ဒါပဲလေကံမကောင်းတာပြန်လျှော့တာပေါ့နော် snake ကတော့
The control is going to come through.
Yeah, considering that BKBs didn't have to be used
so
for extreme, this was a very deadly point. No Pango, everything up for extreme.
BKB Harpo, Dallas
Being able to take the Mars off the bat, like you said, there's not really that much initiation for extreme if there is no Mars.
They did get another D word off that though. Falcons are losing a lot of words to make these plays. It's really adding up.
စပူတာထဲမှာတော့ ခရစ်ကနေပို့ပြီးတော့အင်ခံဖို့များတယ်သူကပြတ်ဖို့အရန်လွယ်နေတယ်လို့ဖြစ်နေတက်ကြတော့ပြီးတော့ခုံဝင်လာတဲ့အာဆာတို့ကိုယ်တော်ဘိန်းတို့လည်းရှိနေအဲ့ဒါတိုက်တန်းနေရောဟိုဝင်နေရောမားစီရောသူ့ကိုလိုက်အင်းဖို့ကလည်းချက်တာများအဲ့ Snapfire စစ်တွေက
because really there's no objectives until Roshan is up. They want to take this tier 2.
ရှေ့ကပဲထိန်းပြီးရှင်းဆိုင်ပေးဖို့ကလည်းမားဆိုလို့ကောင်းလို့မဟုတ်အမှန်တဖဲကောပန်ကိုလာရဆိုရှူဝါနေရာတနေရာမှာထိန်းထားလို့မရအောင်
Some hero up here farming up jungle.
I mean, this hoodwink dominance doesn't work. Jin-Q mega.
ဘောကကြလွယ်တော့ arena တွေကိုထဲလိုက်မယ်အဲ့ထဲမှာပဲဆိုင်ရမှာပဲအဲ့ထဲ hero တွေ
I wouldn't say it's the best Lincoln Sphere game. Not really good against the Pango Ember.
damage အရင်ထွက်တယ်အာဆာ damage က တော်လေးများတယ် best to ရောတယ်
XM, maybe even XXS.
Hero တကောင်တိတ်မခုံ
If you block that Sven stun, could be a huge deal in the fight.
အမှန်တဖက်မင်းမှာတော့အိုးကန်ကောဒါကခုံလိုက်တာကွက်တီကိုဘောကခုံသူကအ
I
ထွက်
mean, there's maybe little things like blocking out
ခမတင်သူထပ်ပြီးကြက်ပြောင်းခံရပြီး short တော့မှာ
timing
အကောင်
for an
အဲ့ဒါမှာ
Ursa or something like that.
ကန်ကောင်းတော့ဟာပေါ်တော့ရသွားပြီစိတ်တိုင်းထပ်သွားတာစကေတာလေးနဲ့တူ
Level 25s are right around the corner
ဘယ်
for
ထဲမှာလဲ
both
တက်
of
ရှင်
our
မ
carries.
စိတ်တိုင်းနဲ့ BKB စိတ်တိုင်းနဲ့တလဲကျုံလို့
That's
ရ
going
တာ
to be a bit spooky as Roshan.
အဲ့ရူရှန်တော့
That
ထွက်ပြီလား
potential spawn period, both teams are going to be playing
2
around
မိနစ်
this
လို့ရူ
area.
ရှန်ထွက်ဖို့
High
Top part of the
damage.
pit.
ရူရှန်လေးစောင်းနေတယ်
Carries, like the bird
အားမလဲ
carries,
6ကွက်မြောက် item လေးဖိုင်
ဒီကလေးရန်လို့ဖြစ်လာပြီလား
ဟုတ်တယ်လူသားရဲ့ကြာလာလီရောလီ
Even
ကျန်
if
တော့
the fight goes
Oh,
long,
I
this
got
could be a big problem for
I
Falcons.
got that.
In theory, their answer to a long fight is, Pango Ember, bringing that same sort of attrition, just constant spell spam.
Yeah.
But the way the fight's been going is, it feels like one of those courses getting reversed.
ချတယ်
I think you still want to jump this Sven in to almost give them better
ပြောလိုက်လို့
entry
ဆယ်
into
ကွန်က smoke ကန်ပြန်ပြပြီမချလို့လေ
If you get to a satanic and then Ember
They're going smoke at me.
scale, do you think that flips to the other side at some point?
No.
That longer fights can still work for Falcons?
AC ရဲ့ အောက်တော်လေးတွေဝင်လာ vision web vision ကတော့ရှိမနေဘူး AC အနေနဲ့အဲ့ထဲကိုသွားမှာတော့မဟုတ်ဘူး vision ရှိနေတော့အနည်းဆုံးလမ်းလျှောက်ပြစ်တယ်
fight.
vision မရှိနေတော့
He's trying to go in and burst
ပို့ပြီးတော့မလျှောက်ပြစ်
that
တော့
target while he's
အဲ့ဒါဝက်မ
committed.
ထောင်ပေးတာ
These
ကောင်းတယ်
small
ဆို
things
တော့
like this make all the difference. Can you find support?
အဲ့ Ace Nova Marine တော့တွေ့သွားပြီ
Nova out. You
က level 2လေးနဲ့သူ scout နေတယ် smoke တာမှတော့တိသွားပြီနော်အဲ့တော့အားလုံးပြန်ပတ်ဖို့တော့အခြေအနေများသွားပြီ
Pick off there could have led
အ
to
မေလည်းသူတို့ထုံး
control
လာ
the
နိုင်မ
Roshan
ပတ်
pit.
သေးဘူးထိုင်ဆောင်နေသေး
A
Very
swift
gone.
blink, Ame,
အဲ့တော့
Ursa.
Lucian ထွက်တော့မယ်10မိနစ်ပဲကျန်တော့တယ်
All he needs
အားမ
is
င်းနေတော့ပြာရောက်မှထပ်သွားလိုက်မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ဘလို့မှပြတ်ဖို့မလွယ်တော့ဘူးသူ scan ပြည့်ချင်မှာ
fast one.
ဖြတ်လို့မရတော့အနေထားကိုဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်အဲ့တော့
Falcons just trying to
Chep
control the
down,
vision they have.
Anya.
They have this one ward towards mid. They have a gem up.
အဲ့ Unifier ထည့်လိုက်လို့ရလား
High ground. There's a sneaky radiant ward behind this tree line over
That's
here.
how that-
Could be really pivotal if you scout someone in the
ပြာ
river.
ကြောင် Unifier ကောက်ထည့်ရင်ပြာကြောင်ဖက်ပြောက်လာ
Not an easy off to D-ward.
အာစာ
XG, just wait.
Oh,
They're playing patient right now.
သုံးလို့ရပါအဲ့ ability ကို
Trying to finish up the last few items to go into this next Roshan
I don't
battle.
Unifier item ပိတ်တာဆို
For XM. Something to watch out for. He gets jumped by this Sven. He assembles that disc. The jump is gone.
effective မဖြစ်တော့ဘူးလားအဲ့တခဏကိုအဲ့ level 6
And you pretty much can't afford
Ah,
a
no,
bad jump
yeah.
for this Sven, right? It almost feels like the
အာစာ
fight
ပြာ
is
ကြောင်ဆိုတော့
over
အ
if
ပြာ
he
ကြောင်
jumps
effective
the
မဖြစ်အောင်
wrong person and
Unifier
can't
ထည့်
kill
ပြီး
them.
တော့
Or if he jumps, stuns, goes to hit
By
him,
dip.
Ame jumps up missiles him.
ဟာတွေပဲပိတ်တာလား
That's an easy turnaround.
Sure.
XG, you're going to throw out the Sonic Blade. Arena's going to hit someone in the back.
Unifier အကုန်လုံးအကုန်လုံးပိတ်တာ6ကွက်လုံးပိတ်တာနော်စတယ်
He almost has to, the way the lineup functions.
Has to pick and choose his battles, and he's going to go for XM, but I think they know about the Eontis. They have not jumped after this initiation.
အော်ရင်တော့မဟုတ်တော့ဘူးလား Unifier
What a
မေး
read
တော့
from Falcons, but XM holds off on putting the Eontis
ပြေး
together.
ပြီသူ
TV
ရိုး
went
ပြီးတော့
all
ပြေးတာ
thunder.
TV ထောက်ပြီးဘာမှဆက်မပြရငါပြောအာမသဖကအရင်လောက်ပဲပျောက်တယ်ဒီပန်ကိုကြီးနဲ့ဘာမှမဖြစ်နိုင်ဘူးဖြစ်နေတာအရင်တော့
The ball should not
သူ
put
ဟ
that
တ်စကာဆိုလဲဟတ်စကာမို့လို့ဒုံးဆိုလဲဒုံးလို့မားဆိုလဲမားမို့လို့
just be a Sven
အ
that
ကုန်
one
ကောင်းတယ်ကွာ
shots
မ
you.
င်းနောက်ဆုံးအဲ့ဒါလောက်ကရင်တော့ရိုက်တယ်ကွာငါပြောတာစီတဲ့
He
နှစ်ကို
knows Ame has his back on
အခု
that
က
kind of play.
ဖိုင်းတယ်
Here jumps
I
in,
do it.
pay a big price there.
အဲ့ကမပေးတယ်အာမသဖဟီရိုတွေကိုတော့အာမသဖပန်ကိုမကြောက်လို့ဟိုကောင်တွေကဘန်းလာတော့မှ
Falcons
ရတယ်မင်းပန်ကိုကင်ငါတို့ကထပ်ပန်းပါပဲဟတ်စကာတို့အာမိသွားပြန်မာရီအရီနာထဲမှာအဲရိုထိပြီးတော့အာမေအပြင်ကနေ damage ကောင်းကောင်းကြီးကိုပေးနေဟဲ့အောင်ပြတ်သွား BKB တော့မရှိတော့ဘူး7တကောင်တော့မိနေ7ကိုရောပဲတော့ပြတ်သွားမလားကိုရောပဲအိတ်ဆန်နေနဲ့အိုးအေးဒစ်ကောက်ပွင့်သွားသေးတယ်အဲ့ချိန်လေးတွေမှာပန်ကိုလည်းရိုးပြီးတော့ဝင်လို့မရတော့ဘူးအိုးစနေကင်းဇင်ကျူရဲ့ damage ရမှာပြတ်သွားရင်းနဲ့အာမေပြန်ဝင်လာပြီး7ကိုလိုက်မေးအာမေ BKB မရှိတော့ဆိုရင် damage တော့အသေးပေးနေနောက်ဆုံးဒီကပန်ကိုလည်းတကောင်က mask မိထားနေတယ်အိုး Snapfire ကဲလို့မရတော့ကူကီလေးပါလေးနေတော့မရတော့ဘူးကိုလန်းကိုရှောက်သွားပြီသူတော့ ပြေးပြီပြေးပြီပြေးပြီပြေးပြီဆိုပေမဲ့ experience လေးတော့ရအောင်ယူသွားသေးတယ်
And such clutch hexes from XXS. This guy's
အဲ့တော့
control has been
ဆောင်းဖိရယ်ပွဲစားရဖိရယ် XG အခုဒီလည်းဖိထားတော့မယ်ကြွလို့တော့မရအောင်
such a strong team fight from XG. Their burst damage is just
စင်
insane.
ကြီးတစ်ကောင်လေးနဲ့ကိုဖိထားတာအားလိကလေး first level နဲ့အုံတော့ထိပါ
That ET amps it all up.
ခုဒီတိုင်းစင်ကြီးကဒုက္ခပေးနေတော့
One last bash from the Ursa and you're gone. Nobody to
ဟုတ်ပါ
bail
အဲ့
you
ဒါ
out
လည်း
of
ပါ
that
ဒရပ်
situation.
မှာလည်း
A
ဖေး
deep dive goes wrong for him.
And if Extreme win this game one, I mean, what are you gonna do if you're?
Yeah,
if you're
MI
the coach?
chạy
What are you
vui
gonna
thì
do
không
if you're the
phải, em bảo
drafter?
là
EY2000. Amar, he doesn't want to ban Mars. That's his hero.
You gotta take it away from him.
Yeah, you're gonna be
ဟုတ်
put
တ
in
ယ်
the
အဲ့
corner
ကောင်
where
အဲ့
you
လို
have
မျိုးကြမရ
to
ဘူး
take
တော့
it.
offlane hero ပဲဆော
We
တယ်
may see if Extreme have answers to it, but first
Mid
they
dive,
have
yeah.
to close out this game one to make that happen. And they may have a
သူ
big
ကြည့်လိုက်လည်းဖင်ရတယ်
9,000
လည်းအများ
net
နဲ့
worth,
စိုင်းကင်း
3.5
တော့ဘောင်းနေတော့
minutes
သိ
left
နေ
on the Aegis. Falcons are known to be able to stall out games. XXS.
ဟာရဘက်ရှူကောက်ပြီးတော့စနေကင်းကိုဖျက်လိုက်ပြီးဟေးအောင်ရေးနောက်ဆုံးတော့မသိဘူးဆိုတော့မလာကီရလာအဲ့ကြောင့်ဗီနာလည်းပေးတယ်တက်မှာပဲ
Another 60
တက်မှာပဲ
seconds
အာယုံ
where
တော့တယ်
Falcons
မတက်လို့
will
လည်းမ
have
ရဘူး
all their heroes alive.
MAV
So much gold.
7 ထွက်တော့မယ်
for
သူတို့
XG
ပြန်တော့
in
ပြ
this
တာ
period. I
ပဲ
mean, they can
တာ
start
ဝါတစ်
buying
လုံး
up
နဲ့
some
ဘယ်လိုတစ်ခု
luxury
ဝိုင်း
items now. There's the
Rage
refresher
barrier.
for the Mars. Could be another hex on this hoodwink.
အဲ့
Valorant's
တော့
life is just
မိ
not
ကတော့
getting
မဟုတ်
any
သေးပေ
easier.
မဲ့
It didn't start easy in
တာဝါ
this
တော့
game,
မရှိ
and it
တော့ဘူး
doesn't
အောက်
feel
လ
like
င်းရ
it's
တော့
getting any better. It's just so
ချိန်
much
တော့ဆိုး
control
နေ
for
တယ်
him to play
ဖဲ
through.
ကွန်နေနဲ့
And this is kind of the
လက်ဝ
downside
တ်
of
30
Edward.
ကင်း
He doesn't pack
အေး
a
စီ
big
နဲ့
enough
ပြက်နေ
punch
ပါနော်
to go in and be a threat during his
လေး
BKB
တို့လာ
that
ဟာ
actually can't deal
စာ
with
တန်ဟ
it.
င်းပြန်ဝင်လာတယ်စာတ
So
န်ဟ
you
င်း
have
တက်
to
တာ
play for the long fight. But somebody is getting caught in the control, and nobody is challenging this Ame Ursa
Right,
right
don't
now.
fair.
He is just running a rampage through this game. Ag's done as well.
တော့ဖန်
How do you kill this guy?
မေးလို့
It's
လား
impossible.
Kind of does. I mean, you're gonna have to wait 2.5 minutes because
မင်းငါ့တော့ဖန်
killing him is gonna take some sort of initiation, and I don't think
အဲ့
they'll
တော့
be able to
Aegis
pull
က
that
2 မိနစ်
off
ကျန်သေးရယ် HC နဲ့ high ground အပေါ်လမ်းအောင်တက်လို့လည်းရတယ် second tower
I mean,
ကြီး
they have like
တက်
no
လို့လည်းရတယ်
instant
အဲ့တော့
stuns. The best you have is
Sneaking ကတက်တော့ high ground တစ်ဖက်ကိုကြည့်ရမှာနော် fair ကွန်နေနဲ့ဒီ high ground က
But that-
နောက်ဆုံး
yeah,
ဘက်တည်းလည်း
that
ဖြစ်သွားနိုင်
Thunder,
တယ်
blink
အဲစိတ်တက်ပိုင်းဆိုင်ရာပြိုလဲသွားနိုင်တယ်
cannot
ဒီ
jump
ချိန်မှာ
in.
စောက်ခွက်တွေရိုက်ခံရ
Always
တ
get
ယ်
Ags and Rage off. You have no silence.
သူတို့လည်းအတင်းတင်းတော့ item bash ပေးပါအမတစ်ဖက်မှာရှိရပြီးတော့ diffuser dagger နဲ့ဝင်လို့တော့ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အမတစ်ဖက်ရဲ့ပြီးရ disable နဲ့ထိမိထားတဲ့ကြာချိန်ကဟိုဘက် hero တကောင်ပြက်ပေါ့
So
Snap
their
fire
only
တော့မှာ
option
level
as
6သုံးလို့မရ
Falcons is to make the jump on the Ursa, reset, and
အမကြီးလက်တွေချုပ်ပြီးတော့ကွက်ကြကြနဲ့7 stand နေ hero တကောင်က stand မပြည့်ပဲနဲ့ထိလိုက်နိုင်တယ်တတ်လိုက်နိုင်တယ်ဆိုတော့ပြတ်သွားတယ်ဒါလည်းတကောင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်နှစ်ကောင်
When they do not have a
ဟို
lot
က
of it
ဟီရို
right
တွေက
now, it's
ကြံ
really
နေ
that
ဦးမှာ
ever spirit.
ပို့ဆိုးတာအားစားမပြတ်တော့ဘူးပြ
Sometimes
ကြောင်း
it's
တယ်
enough with the high ground
ဦးကြီးနဲ့မို
positioning.
င်းနဲ့တွေ့တာ
Ideally, you make a jump on
Ah,
somebody,
Ujin and Mang,
you
yeah,
take them
yeah,
down,
yeah.
you reset, and then this Pango can control Ursa a little bit with the basher. The Axe rolls going
อื
through.
ม
It's kind of your hope right now.
Who
that
let me
ATF
pick,
has
yeah?
a monster team fight on this high ground.
ငိုကြည့်ပဲတလိုင်းရရမှာအဲ့ကြအဲ့ချက်ငိုကြည့်ပဲတလိုင်း
ဟိုပဲပါမင်း
well, he said luxury items were
မ
coming
င်း
in.
ထက်တော့တနာပါငါတို့မင်းဦးကြီးပါအားပေးသေးရ
Couple
လား
more
မင်း
heroes.
ဘော
XM with the Shivas.
ဟာသေးပြီပေါ့ကွာအဲ့စနေကင်းမဲ့ arena နဲ့လာတက်ပြီးတော့ယူနေရ
For
မ
yet
စိတ်ရလား
another Enchantress
အားမ
kill.
လုံးလို့မရတော့
No
ဘူး
problem
အဲ့ဝင်ပြီ
skilling
cross threat ဘာလို့မလဲဝင်လေ
Played in the front line.
ဝင်
Peter's
အားမ
gonna
မ
be
ပြတ်သေးဘူး
so-
မပြတ်သေး
something
ဘူး
range on Ame.
Level 6နဲ့ပြန်
Skeeter
ထွက်ထားသေး
not that much out of him. But
okay အဲ့
you
တော့
got that. But you
ဟာ
still
ဟဲ့ရော arena နောက်တစ်ခါ refresher နဲ့7ထပ်သေးသွားပြီဘိုင်းမဲ့နှစ်ကောင်ထုံးသွားရတော့မထုံးရင်တစ်ဖက်လို့မရတော့ဘူး Marine ထပ်မိနေသေးတယ်ကိုရောမေ Sonic ဝေ BKB ကြီးပြီးတော့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ပန်ကိုလာရ roll ထားသေးတယ် Zinju မပြတ်သေးဘူးလို့ Oh Snapfire စစ်ဖတ်တီလေးတော့တည်သွားပြီဖတ်တီလေး short ဘိုင်းမဲ့နှစ်ကောင်ပြန်ပေးထားတယ်ဘက်က8ဆန်ဘုံပေါ်ရောက်နေအာမေကိုတော့ net ချုပ်ထားသေးတယ် root ထားသေးတယ်အာမာတစ်ဖက်8ဆန်ကိုအိမ်နဲ့မှန်တယ်အာမေကိုလွတ်ထားလိုက်ဒါပေမဲ့လည်းစနေကင်းပတ်တော့ပြေးနေ8ဆန် BKB ကြီးပြီးတော့ပန်ကိုလာရတော့ထိန်းကန်ထားတယ်အာမေဒီဘက်ကပြန်ထွက်ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေ8ဆန်လွတ်သွားတယ်အာမေတကောင်ပဲကြံခဲ့တော့ဗျာကျွန်တော်ပန်ကိုလာ level 1လွဲသွားပြီအဲ့ဒါနဲ့နောက်ကနေ stand off ပေးထားသေးတယ်တိုင်းပြီးတော့မရတော့ဗျာโอเคဘိုင်ဘက်3កောင် crit ပါပြီးပြီးတော့ defend တာဗောနော် Falcon နေနဲ့သူတို့မီဂါဒလန်ကိုတော့
The spend one is not going to be the most impactful, but you bought both.
ပေးလိုက်ရဆိုတော့သူတို့ကေးတွေပြန်ရကြတယ်ဗောနော်
For
ဇင်းကြီး
once,
တစ်ကောင်မရ
Valorant
သွားတယ်
does survive
အစင်တော့
the
မ
Hex
ပြေဘူးဒါပေမဲ့
first attempt gets
ဂျန်
BKB
ကြီးတော့တရုတ်
off,
ပြောင်းလာတော့
has
ဒါ
some
လည်း
impact,
ပေးလိုက်ရ
3000
ဘူးချန်
damage,
လည်းမရှိ
but
တော့ဘူး
you can't burst any of these
အဲ့တော့
targets
နောက်တစ်ခါ
down.
လို့ရှန်စောက်မ
You
လား
can't wear through the front
အဲ့တော့
line
ရှက်
here.
လို့မလားတော့လေ
Bear is just too much of a menace right now. You need more sustained. You
ရှက်
need
ကတော့
more
အမေတကောင်လေး
damage.
လုံးလိုက်ပြီအဲ့တော့ mask
There's another great shard
Mask
for
ပဲရ
XG to
သူ
pick up. I think I don't think I've seen a spear miss outside of maybe the one top
damage ပါအောင်
on that open
ဂျာကီ
arena.
လို့မီးလောင်နေတယ်
Just hit every single one. There's another Aeon disc for this Sven to deal
အဲ့
with.
H ဘာနေ solar crab ပါတင်ပြီးလို့ရတယ်တော့သူရဲ့ solar idea အနေနဲ့ပဲ solar crab
Level
ခေါင်းနေ
25 on XXS,
ထောက်ပြီးလို့ရတယ်
180
တော့က
HP
အဲတော့
regen
video လုံးတော့
inside
ပြ
the
ထောက်ပြီး
arena
လို့
of
ရတယ်
blood.
အဲ့တော့အိုးတယောက်တည်းကျိုးလာတဲ့ကောင် refresh တဲ့ဆောင်းတဲ့ Aeonis ပါလာသေးတယ်စောက်ရှက်မရှိဘူးလားမင်းတို့ကောင်နေ BKB Aeonis ဟာဟဲ့မင်းချက်ပြောင်းသူများကလုတ်တယ် mask မိသွားပြီအားမယ်နောက်ကနေ damage တွေပေးနေတယ်မ snake ဘာလို့ပဲ hero hit ပေးနေတယ်မရတော့7ပြောက်သွားပြီနောက်က Mary အိုး mask ကိုတော့ဝင်နေနေဘာမှဆက်ပြဒီဘက်က snake တကောင်မှာအာစာထက်အိန်းနေဟိုဘက်က2ယောက်1ယောက်ဖြစ်နေ2ယောက်ကိုရောပဲ Sony Way အိုး ACS မပြတ်သေးဘူးခင်ဗျာနောက်ဆုံးတော့ပြန်တော့ပြတ်သွားပြီဒီဘက်က7မရှိတော့တဲ့ battle ကိုပြန်ဆိုင်နေတဲ့ Falcon နေနဲ့တော့ပတ်ကိုပြေးနေရတော့တာခင်ဗျာ crit တကောင်ထက်သေးပြီး no ပိုင်ဘက် crit အားမေရရတော့ oh my god ASAM မှာကြာလာပြီးတော့ပဲ crit နေတဲ့သေးဖို့များလာဟိုဘက်မှာလဲ marine ပြန်ကျသွားနေပဲကျွန်တော်တို့ Falcon ကတော့ GG ဝိုင်းတော့ဒီဝိုင်းနေတော့တော်တော်မလွယ်တော့ဘူးနှစ်ကောင်ပဲအသက်ရှင်တော့လဲ no ပိုင်ဘက်3ယောက်တည်နေတယ်
Valorant did
I'm
not
in it.
expect the damage,
Come
but
on.
there's that magic amp combination. Yep,
Come on,
so
mati dulu
nasty
battery.
when he's on top of you.
ဒါမနစ်ခဲ့တဲ့အောင်
Now
4မိနစ်
he gets a free trip to the
14မိနစ်
high
13မိနစ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးက
ground.
လောက်
Says
ခဲ့ရ
thanks
မ
for the
သိဘူး
setup, boys. All clean house.
ခါပဲတည်ရဲ့သူ
Amar broke
Dude,
through. He's
can't make
sitting
all
on the
machine
other
though.
side of
Can't
the
go
map
back.
going, I can't cut all these waves.
7နဲ့ရှင်းမြိုင်းနေ
Extreme Gaming, they're going to get Megas
Skid
out of
time
this.
back.
They should be able to end
အဲ
the
Falcon နေ
game.
နဲ့ဒီပုံစံကြီးတော့လုံးလို့မ
Unless
ရအောင်နောက်ပွဲကို
Falcons, I
Or
mean, I don't
they
even
don't
know what they
have
have to do here. Amar, they do manage to get back to
သူ
a
တို့ကြေးကြတော့မရဘဲ
protection
နဲ့
bomb,
ပွဲကြတော့ရှော့အောင်ဆော့ရ
but the
ဖြစ်
mid
နေ
lane
နော်
is going to push in.
အဲ SG ကို
XM's got that covered.
ရိုက်လိုက်ရင်တော့မှဒီချိန် SG
Unless Amar can get there with the rolling thunder.
SG
He's
နဲ့
not
နိုင်
popping it. He's trying with the swap.
ဟာအေးဘာဖြစ်တော့အာမန်ဒဖက်လမ်းလျှောက်မှားသွားရိုးပြီးတော့ထွက်ပြေးနေရပြီ
See if he can
တော့
kill
စိုး
the
နေပြီ
creep
ဆိုပေ
with
မဲ့
it.
အိုးခွေးရောပဲစောနေဝင်နေရသလားနေတော့ direction ပြောင်းထားသေးတယ်အာမန်ဒဖက်စိတ်ဆိုးသွားပြီတကခုံပြီးရှောက်ပြေးတာခင်ဗျ
He makes a swift
Taka
retreat.
only shot
Did
bia.
he just buy
Ama
Falcons
don't
the
know,
time
yeah.
they needed?
Backdoor should come up here.
SG SG
This will guarantee
Easy.
it. Amar with
Too
some
easy
nice
for
moves on
XG
this
now.
mid lane. Stalls for the
Ah.
other heroes to come back up.
ဟာရရင်ကြာ
Can
နေ
he
လား
get through the backdoor
ဟာဘက်
protection?
တော့ရချက်ပြီဟာရခေါင်းခောက်ခံထားတယ်ဒီဘက်ကဘာသူတို့အာဟေးအောင်ကြီးမရီပြတ်သွားသေးတယ်ဘိုးပိုင်မဲ့123စက္ကန့်
Maybe it doesn't
7ထွက်ကနေမှပြန်သေးွား
matter.
စောက်ရမ်းဆိုးရကွာဘယ်လေးတစ်ခုတော့မကြည့်ရတော့ဘူးလားငါ
He
တို့
seems to be eternal at this point in
အာ
time.
ပတ်ကူလာရအလဲမှာတော့
11
ပြည့်
and
ဖြတ်
10
စားနေ
he
ဆို
will
ပေ
stay
မဲ့
here
ဘက်တော့
as
အ
long
သေး
as
ရို
it
က်
is
နေအားမေး
needed to finish out
ရုပ်
this
တရက်သူ
game.
တကခုံခုံပြီးတော့လေ attack speed နဲ့ back to cover ထက်လိုက်နောက်ကဘာမှ disable မ
Free
လို့
up that last
သူ့
round.
back
Sure,
shoot လေး
we're
ကိုတ
gonna
ကောင်
make us
ရှော့
very shortly here. They know that's a dieback
အာ
on this Ember.
disable ဘာ follow က
A
damage မပါလေ
butterfly coming in
The call
for
in it
him.
long.
All right.
သူဝင်လာ
All
ဘွား
on
ပြက်
ATF here. Refresher delivered for the Pango. Does have the
အဲ့ဒါကို
25
မယ်ဟိုဘက်ကသွားထားတဲ့
He
ကောင်
has
လေး
got
ရှိ
to
ကို
get in
mask က
here and do
aim
some
test
serious damage in the fight.
okay
Falcons, they did their
ဘယ်လိုပဲလဲ aim
shenanigans.
test
But the backdoor protection is going to go down again unless they can jump
ကဲ
the
အာစာထပ်ပြီးကောင်းကောင်းခံမယ် snake in ကောင်းကောင်းနောက်က arena 10ရောက်လာမယ်
This
နော်
is
မင်းစီ
going
ကို
to be Megas. Try and
အဲ့
get
မှာ
something
ဘက်
out
ကို
of
လဲ
it.
roll ပြီးတော့
BKB, there goes
ထိန်းထားသေးတယ်သူပြန်ဖြတ်ဖို့ကြိုးစားအာစာ level 6ကထွက်မှာပဲလေအပြရောင်းကြီးနဲ့မရတော့ဘူးပျော်ကြီးဆိုင်တဲ့ battle တစ်ခုဖြစ်သွားတယ်7 short သွားပြီးတော့ပဲဘောနှစ်ကောင်မရှိတဲ့ battle ကိုတော့ refresher နဲ့အသေးအတန်တွေကိုအလှကြီးပြနေရခင်ဗျာစနေကင်းမပြတ်သေးဘူးဆိုမှဒီဘက်ကတော့အားမယ်ထပ်ဖြတ်ထားနေမဲ့ပန်ကိုလာရတကောင်ပဲကျန်တော့တယ်ခင်ဗျာ
damage you need.
အာမာ the friendly သူ့တော့မတက်ဘူးပေါ့နော်သူကပီဘာလာလိုပဲထားပေးတာ
Take the lead in the series of the team.
သူကအာမာ the friendly မို့လို့
Confident game one victory.
သူ့တော့မတက်ဘူးကျန်တဲ့လေးကောင်တော့တက်ပေးလိုက်တယ်ဟုတ်လား
These guys were feeling themselves. Felt like that entire game.
အဲ့တော့ပထမပွဲလေးက AC ပွဲလေးဖြစ်သွားပါတော့မဲတက်နိုင်တယ်တကယ်လည်းကောင်း
This matchup, they won that top lane in dominant faction. Ame was getting kills bottom with an Ursa. Not
AC
supposed to
at
see that lane phase all the time. They weathered that storm mid with the Ember and then just diced that pickup. So much control from already in this fight. It felt like he did not exist in that mid lane game.
No, he certainly didn't. And there is a lot to go over. It's a best of
Ah,
5 in
good
these
enough, eh,
finals.
good enough, eh.
And the back and forth at the drafting, it's going to be a hard battle to commence.
And we'll see who wins that battle later down the line. Well, the first step has been made by Extreme Gaming. They take that first one of the best of 5 and are in a strong position to move forward in this series. How did they get to this point? That's why we got the experts to talk about it. Tigov, Effie, and Kezu. This game started fairly slow, Kezu.
No, I did, but one thing
Yeah, no,
that surprised
go
me
show
quite a bit was how hard XG won their lanes. This
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
doesn't happen when you play against Falcons. They're very good with like the lane swap, and they did do that again. They put the engine in the off lane, Crit on the Snapfire in the safer, and honestly, it had a very big impact on this game. Crit didn't have a good time there. He got a very late level 6. Jinkyu got a very early earn as well on his Hoodwink. Went around, got a lot of stuff done. So to me, then the mid game slowed down. But yeah, overall, XG, I really feel like they
Win one more, win two, XG9 မှာဆို
I think they identified the fact that Marine needs to be shut
Win
down.
two and duration
Look at
over
Marine's
မတွေ့ဘူး
performances so
လို့
far throughout TI. At the 20-minute mark, he's only ever had like 4 deaths, 3 deaths. But this time, yeah, he has 3 deaths as well. His second most deaths so often is like 1 or 2. Like he's having such a good tournament. But XG, they identified Marine.
duration
they killed
over
3
ခုဘယ်နှမိနစ်ဆော့သွား
times
ခုတော့မှ
and they truly shut him down.
Yeah, we've talked about
Really?
it before.
Over
He
what?
is the rock of this
Huh?
team. They play this early game off of the
အဲ့လောက်ကြာသွားလားအဲ့ပွဲ
shoulders, timing off of his
ကြောက်စရာ
tempo,
ကြီး
and he could
တ
have
ပွဲတပွဲကို
created that game. Extreme Gaming came to win today. They played with such confidence in these lanes. Falcons are a team we're used to seeing win these side lanes, not blunder, not feed, ready for every power rune, ready for every wisdom rune rotation. Usually they're the team bringing 3 heroes to the wisdom shrines. But guess what? They gave up both wisdom shrines this game. Their Sapphire did not have level 6 for a very long time because of that, and they didn't have the damage that they usually need to get their first few kickoffs.
There were also like so many clips that we can see too. There are about so many small things.
Freddy.
Earlier, like bursted Malrine, Atos, Hex, Stunlock. You go this, then you go on X, and he disassembles his AO. Just get proxy, gets loaded by someone else. Then you have a bushback to like save it onwards and onwards. And there's so many things. The Falcons too, like snaking countless times. He lives because he goes in front. He has the right itemization. He uses himself. He delays. But the longer the game goes, at least until Falcons have like 6 on Ember and Pango.
duration မှာတော့ Freddy ကိုလီ
Especially later in the game when what they had to do on Falcons was to play the map, push these side lanes out. How do you do that when this Ursa has a blink Abyssal Blade so early into the game? We'd see a hero show top, instantly get Abyssal. If you're an Ember, you have to Remnant out. If you're a Pango, you have to just roll away. There wasn't a means for you to control the map after that initial aggression.
ပြီးတော့ပေါ်ရောက်သွားတခုကြီးဖြစ်
A lot of the theme of this grand finals would be who can XG just
ဟောဒီမှာ
stay
ဟုတ်တယ်
close to
win 1
the game,
duration
get
ဟော
themselves,
win
just
1 နဲ့
keep
win
fighting
2
right?
ပါဆို
RB
ဝ
being
င်1ကြီးထက်
31
တော့
11. Like the fight
I don't win
selection that
two.
he has is
Win two
incredible.
but do
The
wrong.
execution of the spells from exercise.
45 over 2.9 ကြိုက်တယ်
Over the vision
ထဲ
from
လိုက်
the
တော့
spirit and just opening up the fights. Like everything
like
XG does is
she
based
did.
on the mid-game timing. So
About
I'm really
bad boy,
looking to
boy,
the future
boy.
of this series. How can Falcons try and change up that pacing, not allow them to kind of cruise control to the point where they are happy to take any fight?
And XXS on
Just
this
aesthetic,
Mars,
you know,
we saw it. It was in first pick Mars. They heavily prioritized his hero in this draft, and I would love to see that be recreated in the next game. They didn't even care what kind of matchup they would get, so long as he had a means to take these fights for them, and that he did. He was always finding the key targets in that mid lane fight. They got the kill on Ember. It just made it easy for Almay to come in, clean up, and get his net worth up because of that.
Yeah, and you pointed out it was an overall first pick Mars, and it makes me wonder. I think there's been a lot of TI finals that have like one hero that the series kind of starts revolving around. Could that be the Mars in this case, or will it just be banned from here on out? Because that is also an option.
It could absolutely be Mars. I'm going to expect the same thing in game 2. It's going to be first picked or it's going to be banned. It's already been the hero of a lot of games, and it's going to continue, I think, to be that way. But I want to show a lot of things that also happened that allowed XG to like even get to this stage. They don't have the BKB yet on Ame. They need time. So they go ahead of him. They smoke ahead to make sure they're around the Roche pit and allow him to farm. But look at this top-level D-warding from both teams here. You have X-Nova, they protect their triangle. Falcons are like, okay, the game is about Roche. They D-ward them again. Now, because this D-ward happened, Extreme, they ping on the minimap. They're like, yo, they must have seen me place this ward, so I'm not going to go D-ward your ward that is on the lane. These are the small things that actually, first of all, allow this game to delay. This is 26 minutes. Roche hasn't died yet. 28 minutes. You have another Roche. You have a fourth D-ward coming out from the teams against each other. And in
best
the
of
ultimate last
3
turn,
best
this
of
is now
5 so
30-30.
best of 3
Look
လို့
at
ပြန်
the
ကြည့်ရမှာနော်ကိုယ်
Ame is
Falcon
now
က
down
ရှုံး
bottom, so is Roshan. He's
Yeah,
hiding
but
out.
you're Falcon
He
9
uses
then.
the Fog of War to blink into the pit before Falcons are ready. And this is like 4 to 5 minutes of small macro gameplay that allowed them to take the very first ages of the game. And this is really what then started a bloodbath.
Yeah, up until that point, it kind of felt like the game could have been going either team's way, but vision is incredibly important.
No, it is so critical. And then when you see the dewarding happening from, Kezu's clips, there's another moment in the game where they set up the map in such a beautiful way that they are able to smoke for 1 whole minute and Falcons have no information. Often when you're off map for about a minute, you're going to be identified. But you see here, Crit, he's drawing on the minimap. He's like, guys, they're on the top side. They're even using a scam. But look at the creep waves. Top's hitting the top tier tower for Falcons. Mid is getting shoved in. But XG, sorry, able to utilize the vision that they place. And there is just no good wards on the map for Falcons to truly understand. One's on the bot side, one's on the top rune. Like, the map is getting choked out from the vision game. And when you get to play a slow game, vision is critical. All it takes in Dota is one jump to unlock the next big objective, be it Roshan, Tier 2, High Ground. XG played it flawlessly in the mid game.
Yeah, and why was this a slow game? Because after the draft was done, I was told, Effie, that Falcons was going to have a very scary early game. And in my head, scary kind of coincides with maybe being active and aggressive, but it didn't turn out that way at all.
Well, they lost their lanes really hard. They were bleeding kills like left and right. They couldn't really set up for power runes the way that they are. They couldn't get their wisdom shrines early on, and naturally they're just going to slow down because of that. They hit their tempo based off of how well they played their first 10 minutes, and XG had their number in this one. They were going to play slow because they were just waiting for their Ursa's BKB timing, but after that, even though there weren't a lot of kills, they were playing quickly on the map on Extreme Gaming. They were ready to just jump any target that showed on the side lanes.
Yeah, the early game definitely did not have as much action as maybe we thought initially, but that's okay. And the action that was there was very mechanically skilled, isn't that right, Purge?
That's right. Those early game fights after you lose your towers are so important because they beat back your opponents or stop them from taking more ground. So that's why this fight was so important at the 18-minute mark for Extreme Gaming here. They've got Blink Dagger on the Mars. They're able to jump and spear back Mallory to the tower, and they throw all of their damage into him, basically, almost all of their ultimates. But killing him is important because he's the one that's going to be disabling, staying alive, and stopping their heroes from blinking around. So really good teamfight disruption from the Pangolier. And eventually, with this great hoof stomp that happened here, it basically oops, wrong tool. It sets up a very good stomp and very good arena, which looks like a great opportunity. But Skitter jumps in, and something I want you to look at is look at how much armor he's got here. He's got 8-8 right now. I'm going to do the zoom in one. But as soon as he gets close to the Elder Titan X Nova, this armor number drops down to 0. And this is the exact moment that Ame jumps in with his Battle Fury. And if you take a look over here as well, he forgot to use Warcry, or he chose not to because he needed to jump in immediately to save his teammates. And as a result, he's got -8 armor because of his Mask of Manas, which is why he died so stupidly fast. I mean, they even used the Pavis here to give him some HP, but it doesn't really matter if you got -8 armor. So this was a really sick read by Extreme Gaming to recognize, oh, we're down 2 heroes, but we can still blow you up right now. So they took that opportunity, won that team fight, and that really helped ensure that that laning stage disadvantage that Falcons had didn't get any stronger.
Yeah, very well put there indeed. And of course, both teams are looking forward to seeing what might change in that game number 2. Maybe different pick order, different heroes, definitely as well. And I'm wondering, what can we really learn from a game like this? Because considering it was so slow, do you think either team will try to speed it up, or is that too risky? Because playing that fast does come with risks.
I would say that both teams actually kind of got what they want. Even like Malrine, he has a lot of level 25, level 30 heroes. He didn't have the best game, but I would attribute that more to Extreme Gaming. I think they played very well. They didn't give them many opportunities in the game, so I wouldn't even call this an off game from Falcons. I just think XG, they brought their A game. I don't think you change too much when it comes to the draft. You just gotta bring it in the game.
Agreed. I think Extreme Gaming, they have their momentum from their amazing win yesterday into their energizing win today into this game. They caught Falcons off guard, and now Falcons have to wake up, because if you look at their draft, Skeeter on Sven, ATF on Pango, Malvian on his Ember, Snaking on his Enchantress, Crit on his Snapfire, these are their heroes.
Well, I know 2 people who are great at waking other people up. Slacks and Tsunami.
Hello, everyone. Yes, yes, indeed. Can we tell the future, my friends? This is the Oracle TI, in case you didn't notice, because you're dumb. Anyway, yes. Will we be able to tell the future here today? In fact, we will. You see, in pubs after the International, there's a bit of time until the next patch, and typically, people will pick whatever they picked at the International, making, pro builds into very, very bad pub builds. So, I have gathered the greatest seers in all of the arena, the random people standing behind me, who will make prophecies upon what we will see in your future disgusting pub games. Let us go and speak to other seers. Hello, what do you think we will see after the International in pub games?
I'll probably think of Hoodwink with Helm of Dominator, but just in general, Helm of Dominator on any kind of support. Pulling the lanes, giving us some free tasty last hits on big creeps. It's going to be wonderful.
Absolutely disgusting Helm of the Dominator, pause 4s and pause 5. Write it down, Tsunami. Dark times ahead. Put it on the sacred slate, please.
Slacks, I don't want to do the character. Please don't make me do the voice.
Do the voice, Tsunami. We practiced the voice for 20 minutes in the back. Tsunami, do the voice.
Oh, Sia, I shall write down Hoodwink and Helm of the Dominator.
Don't do the voice anymore, Tsunami. They love it. Keep doing it. What do you think we'll see after the International?
I got a couple of things.
Okay.
First of all, the runes. I've been following the decoding of the runes.
Yes.
Maybe like this Azizoff character.
Let's not spoil the secret runes, young man. Maybe. Don't look at, I don't know shit. You think they tell me anything? I would tell you right now, for fun. But maybe we might see something. What else? Meta-wise. Why? He keeps looking at you, making me uncomfortable. Goodbye, young man. Goodbye. Hello?
Hello. Everybody buys 2 Dominators and switches them in the inventory.
Double Dominator switcheroo.
Everybody, for everybody.
Don't write that down. Oh, he's writing it down. Oh, no. Strange people staring. Yes, indeed. Helm of the Dominator backpack strat could happen. Anyone else have an idea? Hello, what will we see in the future of Dota?
Yeah, I'm just scared to see the Bristleback with Butterfury in my pubs.
Oh, no, gracious. Dark times ahead, Bristleback with Battle Fury. Please, please ban the Bristleback to save yourself. What do you think we'll see?
One team will have full Helm of the Dominator, and the other team will have full Midases to counter it.
Oh my goodness gracious. I don't think that worked. Whatever.
My liege, I missed that one. Say it again, please.
I'm good. No, that doesn't. It's all good. Hello. What do you think we'll see, my friend?
The heroic Meepo carry.
Oh! One person cheers, the one Meepo player in the crowd. 'Tis a good day for you, but terrible for everyone else. What shall you see?
Satanic's Tinker carry.
Oh, God! My heart cannot take it. Foul times are ahead of us, Tsunami. What have you got written down? Last one right here. What do you think?
Maybe Battle Cup Turbo Mode.
Oh, okay, could happen. All right, everyone. Tsunami, do you like our choices?
The choices are sound, my lord, and thou shalt pick Hoodwink and Helm of the Dominator. Strange people will stare at you and make you feel uncomfortable. 2 Dominators, 1 in the backpack and 1 in the inventory. We're gonna keep having Bristleback's grief games. That's just business as usual. Yuma Meepo, any love for the Meepo picks that we had during the road? And okay, now you guys are cheering because I tell you to, but I want you to be real on this one. Do you actually want to see Tinker carry?
May that be the loudest boo I've ever heard on stage while I'm there. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, have some dark days in your pub after the International, but many things might still happen in this grand finals. So keep your eyes open, my friends. Good luck. It's going to be hell out there.
Or happy times, because if all my enemies are doing that, I'm winning with normal things. That's how it goes, team.
No, it doesn't. It's always on your team. Don't be so naive. And you queue for the game, you're happy after TI, and then you get every single idea in one single game.
No.
And then you still win. That's the beauty of Dota.
You see, you still win. Okay, that's all. I
was going to put you down and then bring you back up.
No, we're good. Speaking of winning, Extreme Gaming just won that first game, so there's a lot of talk going on in the back, I would imagine, with both of the teams and how they will adapt TGov. How do you want them to adapt?
Well, I think the easy answer is the respect of Mars in the series, but I think the critical point will be Elder Titan, right? X-Nova, the stand-in, he wasn't on XG until, of course, unfortunately, Paulison fell ill. And Xnova has entered the team with exceptional Elder Titan gameplay, and I feel like every clip we're going to ever see, it will be the buff-ups of the ET, the sleep disengages, everything about this hero makes it a Grand Finals hero.
It is one of his best heroes, it's one of his most played heroes, and I think he used the shard like really well. Other ETs you just see, they stomp and they chill, but when he got the Ember, when he got Amar on the Pango, he went on top of them, he reduced all the armor, so Ame, he just claps you out of the game like immediately. And we must not forget, Xnova just a few months ago had one of the darkest days ever with me in OG. We sucked. There was nothing going on, but this guy, he's incredible. He's making this comeback. He's playing so well. I'm just really happy to see like the two teams playing this well and going up against each other.
He's been sharp the entire tournament, and also the TP cancel on Sven, that was his Earth Splitter early on. If that hadn't happened, they would have not traded the Quap kill for the Sven kill, which tipped a lot of the momentum in XG's favor. And the dewarding clips that you showed us earlier, there was a cool stat that we didn't get to talk about yet, but actually Snaking and Xnova, they're averaging around the same amount of dewards per game. Both of these teams are getting around 8.8 in a game, and he was probably the only one competing with Falcon supports on that. The next one was P-Vision at 70 words.
They have respectful map play. I say that that's like very honest traditional Dota, right? The way that they move, the way they do, they're not utilizing, Helmet Dominators to, shadow push a wave and not have to do it. Like, they're doing it the old-fashioned way, which is why these stats are so similar and why this finals, again, still should be so competitive.
What about that Hoodwink Dominator, though? They were doing a little sneaky.
A little. It was like,
play.
why? I was like, what? I'm referencing the fact that it's not 5 or 4 or 3 compared to other teams. Wink,
Just
wink, nudge,
near
nudge.
one.
One's acceptable. 3, 4, 5. Come on.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the last times that Ame played in the Grand Finals, he ended up losing game 1. And then they ended up winning 2 in a row, and then they ended up, losing the rest. This time, this could be the flip of the switch. You've got the script that's turned upside down.
Pulled the other Grand Finals that Ame lost. He won the first 2, and then lost the second 2 as well. So he has both iterations already.
I mean, at least for, the people that we all love Ame, and there is a reason he is called the uncrowned king. If you look at his top placements, it's first at Riyadh, first WePlay, first at so many countless other lands and other majors, but look at his TIs. TI7, he gets 4th. TI8, he goes to the Grand Finals, gets 2nd, 5 games. TI9, 3rd place, barely misses out. TI10, he goes to the finals again, 5-game nail-biter, loses towards the very end again. TI11, he gets 5th, 6th. So this could really be the one time where he can do it. He's up 1 game. They're looking so strong. I'm really looking for him to maybe do it this time.
I will say, it's so impressive to have played 6 internationals, and all 6 of them, you finished top 6, which even like 2nd and 3rd being the most common one. That is incredible on its own, let alone being able to come so close to taking that Aegis time and time again. And this time, Extreme Gaming definitely on the right track to taking this Grand Finals. But I'm sure Falcons has also done some homework in the meantime. There's one question I still had. When we saw in that previous game, Malrine having such a rough time, you could feel that Extreme Gaming knew to target him. Are we going to see Falcons do something with that in the sense to make him be a little bit more safe, either with more rotations possible or maybe more a hero that he has a win condition on?
They often do pick his hero quite early, right? With the Pangolin pick, that was probably going to be the case, but with that Queen of Pain, they had to find a new solution. And at that point, the bans, Monkey was banned, Earthshaker banned, Beastmaster banned. Like, they already had respected it. So, yeah, you got to slot Marine a little bit earlier in the draft, potentially.
Well, let's see if they do that, as it is time to head into the second game.
Team Falcons versus Extreme Gaming Grand Finals. Game 2.
And we are in the thick of it already. We got Falcons, Radiant, Extreme, Dire, and the first pick is on the board. We have Extreme Gaming this time with the pickup of the Beastmaster. As kind of expected, the Mars was banned out fairly early by Falcons already. They leave the Sniper in for this particular game, and they answer with an Enchantress.
Not just the Mars Sheaves, but they've just put total respect on XXS's heroes pool. They take out his Shaker, they take out his Centaur. They don't want any of his shenanigans this time around.
A lot of the big Marine heroes that we were just referencing are already banned or picked. So, interesting enough, Marine will have to think about a new hero once again that he hasn't relied on to get to this position.
My take on that last game was that the Ember would have looked better if the supports had a better game. Because Ember is a hero that needs to play with the supports, and the Snap didn't get level 6 for a very long time, and they were feeding on these side lanes. Typically with Falcons, Snay and Crit will rotate so early and play with Mallory. This just didn't happen, so the Ember looked,
a little uncomfortable. Like slight change. Some of them he was missing in the mid river when he got ganked by the Hoodwink. Other Ember players would have been able to jump out. He hasn't played it that many times in his career. He did play it once already at the International. It looked really dominant, but compared to his other heroes, it just didn't look to be in the same league.
I like that Falcons don't shy away from the Ench, right? The snaking Ench looked phenomenal in the entire tournament. It looked good last game too. So just because you lose one of it, don't go away from it. You're up against a Beastmaster, but at the same time, XG, they planned out the two best heroes in my mind that Falcons would like to play against the Beastmaster. You've got the weak one. Because Skeeter, unlike other carrier players, cares a lot about having, like his game is like important to him, but it's more important that he slows you down. So they're going to have to look for a replacement that links well with Ench to slow down the Beastmaster themselves.
And it does give permission to XG to buy one Dominator. One Ench equals one Dominator, that's fair, it's honest Dota 2.
I mean, you know it was going to happen anyway with the Beastmaster. But Ench is one of the lane counters as well. Sure, you cannot enchant the Dominator, but you just take a boar on lane and you stick it to Beastmaster.
Falcons want to the way that ATS plays the Bristleback, he's throwing himself into early fights very quickly, and we've already said it many times, pacing is what beats XG. The first two picks from Falcons is what they're going for, but once again, this Elder Titan, 5 games, 100% win rate, it is exactly what you need to survive that early game. It does so much to dismantle any early aggression.
It's the same support duo from XG. They were game 1, you take it, Hoodwink as well against Bristleback, incredibly strong, he's got the break, you get some roar into the charge, but there's a lot of damage coming out if you're Falcons. The good thing for them also, they can flex the Bristleback. Yeah, it is, I would say Amar plays it probably the best out of all the players they have, but it would be a nice answer for you in the lane against the Beastmaster when you play this Bristle and Ench together.
Malrine Primal Beast. If you want to create some chaos in the game, throw in the Primal, throw in the Bristleback, just run through XG. Don't give them time to think about the early game because, yeah, Falcons, they want to fight this time around.
Primal Beast doesn't put XM, it doesn't put Malrine in a position where he gets counter-picked by XM or has to worry about his pick. Last game there was a Queen of Pain. That's a lane-dominating type of hero. He had to go for the Ember. Primal Beast on Malrine, he doesn't even have to lane. He just cuts the waves, drags them behind towers, will pull them into waves, and always make sure he has his farm regardless of whatever pick will come out on 18 here. For XG.
And the Ringmaster, right? We saw Crit play this before. When there is single target jump and that big pickoff.
Ringmaster,
so with the Hoodwink and the Beastmaster in play, I don't mind it at all.
The cool thing about Ringmaster is that it forces your pick that you maybe wanted something different to have to be a hero that builds Nullifier. If they were looking at a different style of carry for Ame, like another repeat of that Ursa, they can't do that comfortably because Ursa doesn't slot a Nullifier into his pool early enough.
Always the way when there's not a lot of lockdown and pucks in the pool, XM's going to want to pick it up.
It's just great against the backline, right? You're going to show them to each other. And ET always, you want not just the physical guy who abuses your physical damage, you want the spirit with the magic damage. XM, it has looked absolutely phenomenal. On Falcons, you have the option of flexing new heroes around. I would say that Amar is the better Bristle and Malrine is the better Primal Beast, but they have options because they have the ultimate last pick off the draft.
Let's see what's getting banned out here. We got the Dragonite already removed from the pool. Looks like both teams want to get the carry for their overall last pick. So we'll see what fits in there. And just for my own personal mental state, we have the Puck versus Primal. Regardless of how that goes, Malrine will always have a game, right? Because his Primal, the way he plays it, he doesn't have to be on the lane. He'll go anywhere else that he needs to.
Primal is one of the best cores in the game that if you have a bad lane, your ability to skip waves, farm, and recover is there. Malrine has also utilized Primal in every game possible, good or bad.
When you look at Primal, what makes him effective in an early game, it's a question of how successful will he be when he's off the map, when he rotates to the side lanes, when they don't see where he is, how afraid will they be? And if you have one Hoodwink on a side lane and an ET on another, you can't really stop this Primal Beast from early rotations, from charging in and trampling over you. They don't have the lockdown to do so against him.
I'm kind of liking potentially Lifestealer, right, for XG. Sure there's a Primal Beast around you, but you can buy Radiance, disassemble it later for the modifier. It gives you ways to eat through Bristleback in the game. You don't really care about Ench. Like, the game kind of secures the scaling for your team.
Yeah, I'm also kind of looking like, is there something else you have to respect from
Yeah,
Falcons?
I
Like, if they do go for some, if they do want to flex the heroes around, is there something you have to really respect? Because Ame, he's also a very versatile player. He can play any type of carry. He has the ET5 in his own lane too to like kind of protect him and like also make it easy.
I will say, this is, I think, a rare case of where we see a team
The Father, the Son,
in the
the Holy Spirit,
overall or in the last big phase with still 2 minutes left in their bonus time. That doesn't happen very often. And for me, that shouts confidence from Extreme Gaming in this draft.
Oh, there, XG ด้วย
And they take out another stun here for Skidder.
And they don't even need their bonus time.
ကဲဗျာ let's pick ကတော့ XG ကတော့ clinch ထုတ်ထားတယ်အဲအားမေ clinch ကိုကြည့်ရမယ် Falcon ဘက်ကတော့ Skitter ရဲ့ carry clinch shot တပွဲပဲကင်မှုတည်ပဲဒါပေမဲ့နိုင်မှာ 100%
It's a really annoying hero to play against.
အားမေ clinch
Aggressively
တိတ်တော့မ
tanky
ကင်ဘူး
with your of course
ဒီပွဲမှာပြန်ကင်တယ်တပွဲပဲကင်ထားသေး
it's
တယ်
just insanely strong.
တပွဲ
First
ကင်
time
နိုင်
it's
ထားတယ်
very strong.
ကြည့်ရအောင်
And
let's pick ငါတို့
he's the
Skitter
nullifier
let's
hero.
go
Clings will
Sally.
apply it so comfortably. It's so important to play against Ringmaster.
It's not the easiest time here to find, in my opinion, the correct pick because you need some type of stun or lockdown. Sure, you have like Bristle and Primal, they are mobile, but Kling's very elusive puck as well. You don't have the best grab. Like right now, you need to blink and grab him.
Okay, let's be.
23 seconds away, gentlemen. Roared, bushwhacked, or ET stomped.
ဘာ carry ထုတ်မှာ
I'm
လဲ
not
သူ
sure if
တို့
they want to take it here into like some off.
clinch ဟိုကထုတ်ပြပြီးသွားပြီ let's pick လည်းရတယ်
Give him the Bristle, put another guy
ခုနလို Amber နဲ့ပြင်မရနဲ့
because
တော့
that's why XG banned those heroes. You have no DK, you have no Sven.
Another option is just a carry that builds the Orchid. Those do happen as well. There's also Faceless Void.
Huh? About it. Okay. I don't.
For Falcons though, they have to
Let's
make
get out of
sure
Baden
that
Sobo, no?
when they make a move, it's a move that is
They don't
their
do
own
to the hero
identity. It
in
cannot
this game
be
alone.
fixing an
Jaga
XG problem when
Private,
they're
Jaga
stepping away and
PB,
playing behind
Jaga
you.
Baden.
Because like Kez already mentioned,
Support
the
our Rima
elusiveness
Sales,
of
Snake
Klink,
in,
Puck, and
and Chance
Hoodwink
I don't
will
that I
pick
shall we
apart
are
any 5-man ball that wants to move down the
Ali.
lane.
You know all of you lot time and
I think normally when you play against heroes, as the game progresses, become very problematic, like Puck, because you lack disable, a 5-man ball can be very effective, especially if you win your lanes. You just make it so that they don't have a net worth advantage, you end the game before they're too strong, and that's another way to play into these pucks and these storms. So if Falcons have a stronger early game, this really works, and Skeeter's Abaddon is one of his comfort heroes. He can also itemize against the Puck, so Radiance Blink into Orchid into Bloodthorn, and that can be their damage plus lockdown.
The thing there is Abaddon still needs those 3 items to then feel like he can truly win the game.
No,
And
fair
is
go,
that
Jai,
enough time for XG to
Sada.
feel like they come online to take that one fight, to take the comeback? Because we're expecting Falcons to have the early game tempo. It's how quickly can they do it?
I mean, to me, it's like why we're here in the grand finals. It's both teams. They have what they want. You have Falcons. They're gonna play together. They're gonna tower dive. They're gonna go on you. But XG2, I love this Klinks. It's like a very OG counter to the Ench as well. You're gonna go through the gate. Klinks is like very nice at protecting himself. You've got the ET as well. So XG for them, it's about time. For Falcons, can they kind of go one step further from last game? Their lanes were not that good, but if they can have good lanes and go into this mid and early game, I think they should absolutely have the lead here.
Because they are all beefy heroes.
Yes, like they're gonna go. If you're Bristol, what do you want? You want a Primal Beast charging, and you want an Abaddon that's helping you. You want a Ringmaster that's coming in with the Wheel of Wonder, saving you, putting you in the box. So for XG, it's about survival. Falcons, speed.
All right, let's see survival versus speed on the main stage. And also on the main stage, it's Zao8 with Flax.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the director himself. Give Tech some noise! Come on! Game 2 coming your way, absolutely. All right, let's talk a little bit about stamina. Famously, coming in from the lower bracket into the uppers, that stamina starts to go down. I could make a wash your face joke here, but that would be immature, and I would not do that right now. Can you tell me, how are you keeping the energy up? How are you keeping these guys fighting?
在 TI 历史中，败者组打上来的队伍会打比较多场，他绝对没有想说洗把脸的这个梗，但是想问一下你，队伍是如何保持集中力还有体力的呢？
那还是洗把脸吧。
Let's just wash your face.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right. You picked that Klinks in less than 3 seconds. You have reserve time. You don't have to go that fast. But you guys were confident. Bam! Locked it in. Why was that? Who was making that call to pick it so quickly?
你们选了克林克斯古弓，3秒就选了，犹豫都没有犹豫的，是谁的决定呢？
其实很早的时候就觉得这把古弓特别好发挥，然后到最后一手大家都相信 M1。
So very early on in the draft, we believed Klinks is really good, and we believe in Ame.
Oh, who doesn't, right? Anybody else believe in Ame? All right. Last question for you. So you guys favor that Elder Titan. Only one other team did in this tournament. It was Paravision, so you've proven to be the superior Elder Titan team. Why does this hero work for you guys and nobody else?
我们看你们选了上古巨神大牛蛮多次的，然后本次比赛当中只有另外一支队伍 PV 选了大牛。你们已经证明自己是更好使用大牛的队伍，你觉得为什么你们的队伍会比较成功呢？使用这个英雄？
一个是选手玩的比较好，我觉得 XNOVA 的大牛玩的特别好，还有感觉对面根本针对不了我们。
Well, one thing is that the player plays it really well. XNOVA's Elder Titan is amazing, and they just have no way to counter us.
All right, well, we'll see about that. Thank you so much, my friend, for an excellent interview. Thank you as well to Helen, our translator. And we'll throw it to game number 2.
Welcome everybody to game number 2 between Extreme Gaming and Falcons. We heard the words from the director himself talking about XNOVA and that Elder Titan. Now you pointed to this hero. You said it was going to be one of the heroes of the tournament. As time goes on, people are going to remember that this hero is a beast in the late game. You agree with his assessment that XNOVA's Elder Titan is just a tier above the rest?
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the OG players on this hero. He has been playing it for years and years. He has a lot of experience on it. And you need that experience because this hero is all about hitting that stun or earth splitter at the exact right moment in the fight. If you mess it up, you're not contributing a whole lot. This is a really nice tool XG has brought out in this series, and one Falcons are going to have to address. They're trying to address it through the laning phase, giving him bad lane matchups, giving him supports that are difficult to interact with, also mid laners that are really mobile. Sometimes the CT can suffer with direct lockdown compared to a lot of other hard stunning supports. That game one though, it did not push through, and we saw some big plays coming out from XNOVA, especially with this Hoodwink ET duo. They get it again here in the game too. Falcons did not deny this combination, so you're going to have that insane spelling, and you have this puck to play off of it. A lot of long-range artillery coming out from this XG lineup.
It really does go to show how amazing a player XNOVA is he wasn't even originally on this roster. Filling in for Pelosin, he's managed to step up. Of course, he's got a history of synergy with Ame. There's no doubt about it that he is a top-tier TI caliber player. But it is amazing that Extreme Gaming have managed to fit him into the lineup so effortlessly.
It's up to Falcons to fight back. Down a game, not out of it yet. They want a strong laning phase here, as the panel mentioned. A lot of fast-paced heroes in this Falcons lineup that can absolutely just end this game going higher than that 25-30-minute mark, particularly with this bad pick of Skier. I think they had a couple options in that last slot.
加油加油卡看下比那卡永远对比卡我发出来赢啊哦多来也扣不了发出来赢啊我啦加油票啊အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော် XG ဖတ်လိုက်ပဲထက်ရပါတယ်ဒီပွဲလေးစင်ကျူကတော့ဒီမှာ3မိနစ်နာလေးမှာလာပိတ်နေစနေကပြန်ထုနေရပါတော့ဒီ1-2ကလည်း damage တော့တက်
And that's quite a turn from game 1 where we saw very early on it was Extreme getting the CS advantage.
I think a lot of that was that Mars. Like that first pick Mars, I think caught him off guard a little. It set the pace straight out of the gate. XXS had a very fast start on that hero. He was just so far ahead out of that lane phase. The beast is going to be a little slower here. Especially into the enchant. It's not a fun lane. You can't abuse the bars as strongly. You have to go the axis build. A bat can shield it off. Not a fun lane for this beast to fight into. And this Bristle can be annoying for the Klinks. It's one of the few melee heroes that can cause you problems because he can chase you down. He can build the stacks up. And Klinks, his tankiness comes online later in the lane. A lot of physical again. Not a lot of damage.
ချက်သေးပြီတစ်ချက် Oh my god ကယ်ရီရောပြန်သေးသွားဆို Ace Nova ကိုရလိုက်ဘူး level 3 ထိအောင်လိုက်သုံးကျင်နေတဲ့ crit ဆန်ဟဲလိုက်နေ level 3လွဲသွားပြီခင်ဗျာမင်း physical light ပြီးတော့ပဲ Ace Nova
He's got another dagger coming up but he still has that whip
level 1ထောက်လို့ရသေးတယ် crit နေတော့တောင်ဘက်ကတော့ပြန်ပြေးဝင်မပေးသေးဘူး Ace Nova လည်း left ရှောက်နေနေပဲ Ace Nova တော့မြင်သွားပြီ crit နောက်ကနေတောက်လျှောက်လိုက်နေတယ် ဘာမှလုံးလို့မရဘူးဟိုက
XG on this
တူး
lane.
ပြန်တော့
You go
လှည့်ရို
all
က်
in
မှာ
with that
ရမ်း
ET,
ကြောက်
you're committed. You got to get something out of that. That was very close.
ဒါမှ
to
သူ
the
ပြောသလို
close.
Ace Nova ရဲ့ Era Titan သူ confidence ရှိရဲ့
XG strike
အ
back.
သင်းရဲ့
Put
hero
Mame back
တင်း
in a
ရဲ့
solid
player ဖြစ်
position,
နေတယ်
finishes the
ဒီ
full
hero
Falcon
နဲ့ဒီ
blade.
player အဲ့တော့နည်းနည်းတော့
Mallory doing
ထဲ
his
ကိုနဲ့
usual
တည်ထားမှ
primal
ရမယ် Era Titan ကိုသူကောင်းကောင်းကြီး
Yes,
စောတယ်
that
တ
is
ည်ပါ
what
တ
you
ယ်
can expect from a Primal
Push
Beast
ကိုယ်
pickup
ကချောင်း
from
သွားတယ်
Falcons. It almost doesn't matter what the matchup is, just because he can always
ဒီ
cut
က
the
ရှောင်းတော့
lanes.
ဒီကောင် Era Titan ဘန်းမှရ
Let's cut between the mid tier 2 and farm up neutrals at the same time.
It's interesting. They put this deep dire jungle ward, almost expecting these primal rotations through that jungle.
Right.
I don't think it's a
ဟု
move.
တ်တယ်ပေါ်မှာ
Mallory
clean လို့
would
hero က
get
တတ်
to
လို့
just
ရ
get
တယ်
vision
ကွာ
on him,
hero
helps
တော့
you play the map a little bit better.
သူ fat နဲ့ပဲထောက်ပေးတာကိုလေ
Expecting the shenanigans, perhaps.
Malrine, as a result, is up in both CS and experience, so he might get to that level 6 first. We'll see what commences if Falcons try and make a play off of him into the mid lane, or if we're going to see Malrine make the rotation.
I think you make the rotation this game. I think that's why you pick Primal. You can rotate these side lanes super successfully. You can just keep pulling waves. You can be off map for a long time. That move can be difficult to read. And you have some pretty decent side lanes to kill. Going in on this Clinks, going in on the Beastmaster, building momentum for your two side laners could be really nice in this style of game.
That was the first thing I thought when I saw a Clinks pickup into the Primal Beast. I was like, okay, that is a bold move, because this Primal Beast is probably going to be trying to hunt down this Clinks non-stop in the first 20, 30 minutes.
It's a great target for Mallory. Connect once or twice. It's going to feel great here. Not a lot of defensive options for Ame. He just gets trampled on.
Be a whole lot easier if they could get a power rune, in particular,
အာ
something
50
like an
over
arcane
ဟို
or
2
haste
point
rune.
ဟာလို့ဘယ်ပွဲမှာအဲ့လို auto ပေါ့လို့ပေးတာ
Will it spawn top for Malrine, or will it go bottom for XM?
နော် oh yes ဆောက်တယ် oh
It's an invis rune for Malrine, so Malrine does get it, but not the biggest power rune in the world in this early game.
I was hoping for something more aggressive there. He'll take it. And he's having a way better start here than he did in that game one. And I think he's on a hero that can just impact the fight a lot more directly. We don't see Ember for a reason, and I think it was odd that Falcons ended up in a position where they were last picking Malrine's hero. Very rare for them in this tournament. If you go back and look at all the games, right, they have been just jamming his hero early. A lot of these mid-melee brawlers. So having this setup probably feels a lot more comfortable for them. They're able to draft accordingly. Lane pressure building up on the safe lane with the Enchantress. As X-Nova trying to threaten that Shrine Steal, but I think it's way too difficult to man up here.
I like that. He pulls the hard camp too early, so it'll be difficult for Crit to be able to re-pull it at the right time for another stack. This bottom lane, though, is being
primary
pushed
side ကိုင်ပေါက်
They're
လို့
just going to run over
စင်
Xingqiu
ပြီးတော့
instead of
ပြတ်သွားတယ်အဲ့ဒါ
the
ကြောက်ဖို့
Wisdom
ကောင်းတယ်
Shrine. That's going to be a double
ဟို
for
စလုံးနေ
Falcons. They got this last
ကလာ
time.
လေးစလှုပ်
Perfect move from Malrine at the exact point.
ကလာလေးလှုပ်မှာပဲဒီပွဲတွေအတက်ဝင်
over
တော့
there.
မှာမဟုတ်ရင်အဲ့
Set
ကေး
that
ရလည်း
kill
မြင်ရ
up.
မှာမဟုတ်
Double
ဘူး
Wisdom Shrine. Due to
Do
XG
that
what
myself,
they did
yeah.
to you last game, with Ame taking it away. Incendiary supports up for success here. Very fast start for this Falcons lineup.
XM will do what he can to pressure the mid tower, but it's just not the same as, say, a Dragon Knight.
ဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါတာဝါတွေပဲယူနေတယ်သူကမှဒီလိုတာဝါလဲမှာတာဝါတွေယူ
The
နေတယ်
Malrine beast, primal beast around the map with the coil. But a move like that's just too fast. There's no ability to react. And you need damage to follow up on your coil to bring him down in this game. He's already up to 1200 HP, 10 armor. Puck cannot kill this hero alone. You need support. Losing Wisdom Shrines means the damage from your support duo is going to come out way
တာဝါတွေက
later.
သူတို့စိတ်ကြိုက်ကိုလိုက်ယူနေနော်အာလီဂိမ်းမှာအကြိုက်
For
ပဲ
a long time, more space, more time for Malrine to just rampage around the map. This could be a free tower last hit.
ဟာ
Secured. Illusion rune for XM, so we're getting a lot of the lesser power runes out of here, which means it's going to be a whole lot more important to get that 10 and 12
level 6 ရ
minute
ပါပြီ
one for either side.
1 minute 2 3 6
Another same
ကျွမ်းသွားတာ
defensive
ပဲသူဆိုလာခရက်နေဆိုင်တ
jungle
န်ထုံးတယ်နဲ့
to
သွားမယ်အ
spot
မ
out
တစ်ဖက်က
these aggressive
first tower
rotations now
second
that
tower
they've
နော်
given
အဲ့
up
လိန်က
the
သူ့တယောက်တ
top
ည်းမောင်းမိုင်း
tower.
စီးတာတော့
Certainly
တော်
gonna
လေး
see
နေ
a
ကျွ
lot
န်းနေ
more
တယ်
heroes
ဘိုကဟီရို
occupying
3အောင်
this
ကြားတဲ့
space.
ညနေအနေထားလောက်ကိုရောက်နေပြီ
Continue to dodge.
ဟိုဒါပေမဲ့ဟိုက
Ultimately,
marine
you're
က
going
တူ
to have
ကော
to
င်း
find something to get
ဟို
levels on your supports.
ကိတန်ကိတန်ပြပြပေးစီ
A little bit behind right
Yeah,
now. and
Xingqiu
it's killing
နဲ့
your
Ace and Mid ကို
offensive
push တယ်
playmaking ability. There's just no threat on these heroes around the
Sneaky.
map. I mean, this Enchantress is
ဘာ
already
မှလုံးလို့မရ
at
ပဲသူ
6.5.
ပတ်ဖြစ်နေတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်
Raindrop,
ဘလို့
full
မှ
on,
ဒီလို
Sister
Enchantress
Shroud,
လို hero မျိုးနဲ့
untouchable, 2
ဘာမှမ
points in
လုပ်
the
ဘူး
heal. He's already unkillable. We saw Stanking become a nuisance late.
စပယ်သုံးမယ်
It's
ပြည့်
kind of
ကြည့်
hard
မယ်
there.
ဒီ
No
level 1
one's
ရ
bringing him down. It's in theory going to be Ame again later on a
ကြည့်
hero.
ရတယ်မင်းဘာလုပ်ပဲမအဲ့ပတ်ကိုမင်းဘာလုပ်ပဲအဲ့ Enchantress ကဘလို့လုပ်
That's a long ways away, so
အာမင်းကောင်ဆန်တော့နဲ့ညှို့ပြီးထူတယ်ပတ်ကိုမင်းလိုက်ထူလေအဲ့ဆန်တော်ကြီးနဲ့
Stomp on Amar. The puck is making its way
အေး
over
အဲ့
here.
ဒါထူလို့ရတဲ့ကောင်ထူအဲ့မှာအမသက်ဖက်ကတော့ဖင်ပြဲတော့မှလားမသိဘူး အားလုံးမှာဟေးရောပပရောက်လာ dream 1မှာကျွေးဖြတ်ပြေးပြီး lotus နဲ့majesty 9 charge ရှိသေးတယ် AC စပယ်တွေပဲစားပါနောက်မှာ rima စားပါရောက်လာလို့ပတ်သွားပြီလားအာယုံတော့ပါဟုတ်ရင်လိုက်
puck just too far away to take advantage of the early bushwhack.
That almost felt like the play call was let's just kick this guy out.
Yeah.
We know we can't really kill him, but we'll get him.
Marine အနေနဲ့ဒီမှာ stat တွေတော့ထုံးတယ်ရတယ်စားတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီတော့300ဒီတော့900လားအမတာဖက်နဲ့ဟိုကနေအဆင်ပြေနေတယ်ဟေးစကစ်တာနဲ့
Spam the triple strength core, build the EHP up, get a pipe behind him.
ဒီ AC ကရင်ပွဲတော့မဖက်ဘူးနော် Mars လောက်တော့လုံးဝမကောင်းကလင်းနေကြုံနေစနေကင်းတော့ like 2 ဒါပေမဲ့မရဘူးစနေကင်း
And this is the aggressiveness that he play with for the first 20 minutes here. He's totally invincible. Just run on the XG side of the map, give vision.
အဲ့တော့ကဲလဲမှာတော့ Marine ကတော့ ရှိရုံလေးယူပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်လဲလင်း
the words in deep places that are going to set
နည်းနည်း
up
ဒါဟို
further
Premier
plays for the team. This is all information that Maureen can play off of. It's all power rooms
နင်းလူသား
being secure from him.
တန်နာရီလာခရီးတော့
presence of this enchantress that nobody wants
နင်း
to
လူသား
deal
များ
with.
လေရလေ share defend နော်ဒီစင်ကျူနှစ်ကောင်နဲ့ပေါ်လန်ကောင် crit ကိုလိုက်ပြီးကြည့်နေတယ် Ace Nova ကိုပြောတာပါဆို crit ကိုကြည့်နေ Ace Nova လိုက်ကြည့်နေ Ace Nova ပြီးရင်တော့လွတ်လွတ်လမ်းတော့မရှိတော့ဘူးဟောလေဆို level 1ဒါပဲလေဒီလိုပါပဲ TV ထောက်လဲအဲ့ level 1လာမှာအဲ့တော့ဒီပြောင်းလေကျိုးလာတော့တောင်းမရှိသေးတယ်
They get an advantage
Yeah,
of
call
playing
it,
phase.
yeah,
Now
the
they're going to start
wide.
building that, and they're going to bully you with that net worth advantage with their strength heroes. I mean, they're already tough to kill, but you get a net worth advantage on top of that. Overwhelming.
This is what they wanted to happen in game 1. They're getting it in game 2, so now they got a
Damn,
chance to
let me
play
out.
their
They want to
style
follow me,
of
so would I
Dota.
time it
Here's
out.
XG up 3k now, so much of that on this bristleback. If ATF is the most farm
Steady,
kill in the game, I
maybe,
think their
be-
chance to win it goes up
But bully, but-
considerably. This is this man in his element. He's the best in the world at playing this carry style off lane.
ကန်ကောင်းတော့ကိုကောင်းကြီးကန်ကောင်းတော့
Missed that. Going first item load is going to be a little early takeability and utility here. Great scaling against the Beastmaster Roars. You're almost
Maybe
always
don't go
gonna
on the
win
map,
the game. Of course, get a little regen to boost up your farm speed. And XG still looking for the supportals here, man. It's just mega delayed.
Yeah, without that, they simply do not have a way to stop this bristleback from farming right in front of their tier 2. They need Jin Q.
Ace Nova တော့သူတို့ဘက်ကဝတ်တီကိုလိုက်ပြီးတော့တင်းနေတော့ဖြတ်နေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့လည်း
damage with the break mechanic. There's so
ဝယ်
many
ရဖို
things
တူ
that
ပဲ
it provides.
Ace ငိမ့်တက်နေတော့မယ်စနေကင်းတော့လည်းလေကိုပြန် push ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေတယ်စင်ကျူးတကောင်နဲ့တစ်ဖက်မှာလားနောက် flash နဲ့ error တွေတော့လာပြီးသူက rim master 3 versus 3ပေါ့နော်တင်းကတော့ tower ပေးရမလား defend ပြစ်သွားမလားကြည့်ရမယ် crit တော့အရင်ရှင်း
Also,
ထားတယ်
again, going straight helm on this hoodwink potentially for Jin Q. They have a helm on the beast. They can have some
I
super
think
stall
you are
next.
1-2-1-2 ဆိုနေ
Right,
crit
get
ရတယ်
these
ကြောက်
items
ကြောက်
up, start pushing the lanes into Falcons, make these
ဒီတော့ AC ဆက်ကသူ crit ရအောင်ပြန်တာ dominator တော့ပြီးသွားပြီနော်အိဆိုင်တယ်ပြချောင်းဗျာပြအောင်လမ်းလျှောက်ဘုံဒီလမ်းလျှောက်ကွက်တွေလာတော့
especially if you can defend this tier 1 mid. Biggest pressure point on the map right now, tier 1 mid for XG. Can you keep this tower alive, protect Ancients for XXS, protect the upper jungle area for Ame as Amar starts to assert his advantage. He finishes this Lotus, you might see that smoke towards mid, especially with the Primal Beast blink.
Have you ever seen a helm Dom creep on a skeleton warrior?
ပြချောင်းကတော့လိုသေးတယ်2400လောက်လိုသေးတယ်
It's going ham. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, not the best play considering it does time
ပွဲက
out.
12မိနစ်
XXS will need a
ကေ
few
က
more seconds
6K
to
ပဲ
grab
ရှိ
another
သေးတယ်
one, but fortunately because of his
ဗတ်တယ်
double stages mass, he
ကောင်း
just
ကောင်းလည်းမ
doesn't
ကြည့်ရ
seem to
ဘူး
run out of mana, so
အဲ့
he's
ဒါ
just
ပြော
throwing
ခုနကလည်း
wild
ဗတ်တယ်ဖြစ်မ
axes
သွား
around
လိုက်
non-stop.
တက်တာအမှ
So
တစ်ဖက်မတည်
despite
တော့
Falcons
ရှိ
getting
လူ
that
တက်ဆော့
early
ပါရပဲ
advantage,
အ
it
မှ
does
တစ်ဖ
seem
က်နေ
like
တယ်အဲ့တော့ roll တွေပါလေ
Extreme are prepared
ဘာညာ
for
ဒီ
this
ဘက်က
kind of grind. They're just playing
အဲ့ဒါ
very
တိုက်တယ်
efficient jungle.
ဖြီလို့ရပြီ
But are you prepared for our
Drink
team
wine, yeah.
like Primal Beast smoking at you on the map?
I'm not sure if anybody is prepared for that much.
This is where Maureen can break
ပတ်အနေနဲ့သူ drink wine တခုအကူလေသူကိုလည်းတော့ဒါကလည်းမရှိဘူး wish play first item ဆိုတော့ပတ်အနေနဲ့လေဒီလေးရှေးလိုက်လို့ပြီးလို့လည်းမကောင်းဖြစ်နေပါတော့မရင်းကတော့လိုက်နေပြီစမုတ်ကန်လေးနဲ့ Ace ကိုတော့တွေ့သွားမှာ Ace လိုတက်ပြီးအော် level အော်မရှိတော့အချိန်ကြီးဝင်ပြီးတော့ level 6ကြီးမှာသုံးသွားတယ် Ace အပိုင်ထိန်းခံလိုက်ရပြီခင်ဗျာအပိုင်ထိန်းခံလိုက်ရပါ level အဖြစ်ပြီးတဲ့အချိန်မှာဝင်လာတယ်ဖြစ်သွားတယ်ရှိနေတော့မလွတ်တော့ဘူးစပယ်
You can see another fast
remaster နဲ့ပေါ့နော်ပတ်ကိုထိန်းသွားကောင်း
I
တယ်
think the funniest part about that
Smoke
is
gun,
that
see,
play is
see,
disguised
see,
by the
see,
fact that
see,
the
see,
Enchantress
see,
is sitting in
see,
your mid tier 2
Smoke
or
gun,
tier
see,
1.
see,
So they're not sure if there's a
They
smoke
need
play
y'all, man.
behind the Enchantress where if somebody shows they're going to get jumped or if they're actually smoking around the map variously.
I mean, look at Saking. He's once again just posting up solo in this triangle, daring XG to come kill him. Knows there is
ကဲ experience တော့စကစ်တာလာလူပါ1နေ level 6တော့မယူထားသေးဘူး majestic 40 charges လို့တဲ့ဆိုအကြီးတစ်ခုတော့ရှိရဆိုတော့ကိုပြန်ပတ်သွား 866 ဘက်ကနေနဲ့ပတ်ကတော့ Ace ပြန်ချလာပြီး Skater စနေကင်းကောင်တော့ line နေတဲ့ Dream Coin တော့မပေးထားသေးဘူးနော်ဗျဒိုမီယာကောင်လေးကပြန်ခေါ်သွားတယ်စနေကင်းနဲ့သူ Ace ပြန်ပုံမှန်ဒီကလိုချင်တာပါဟိုက reaction နေနဲ့မမျောနေတာပဲနဲ့2ယောက်လောက်ရလိုက်တယ်ပေါ့လေလေမှာ Amateur Fat က loader ဆောင်းနဲ့ပြည်ပြန်တော့ lane ကို push နေတယ် Ace side ရတော့ရာရှာဆိုင်ကြီးဟိုမှာ clean တကောင်နဲ့ AC တော့ fan နေ clean နဲ့ဘယ်လောက်ကြည့်အောင်What is that?
This is turning into a very one-sided affair.
But you're about to have both these Radiant supports the same.
ဟာငါတော့ရှိရငါတော့အောက်မှာမလိုက်နိုင်ဘူးတိုင်ပတ်နေတယ်ငါတော့ရှိရတယောက်တည်းနေတယောက်တည်းနေဘာဖြစ်နေအားမယ်လုတ်ပြန်ပြီးခုနအားစားလို့ပဲဒါပေမဲ့ချိန်တိုင်းတော့ရိုက်တယ်ချိန်တိုင်းတော့ရိုက်တယ်ဟာ Dream Coin ဘယ်တော့ပေးလိုက်တာအလဲမှာစနေကင်းကောင်တတ်ဖို့လုံနေကြရင် level 6ထိမှာလားထိတော့ထိသွားသေးအဲ့ဒါတည်း stand ပေးလို့ရနေသေးတယ်လမ်းလျှောက်ဝင်ပါတော့ဆက်မဖြစ်သွားကြဘူးခင်ဗျာAmateur Fat TV back at it.
He is the hardest to kill for the gain you're getting, which is extremely.
စနေကင်းကောင်ဖြတ်ဖို့ဒီခုပွဲတီကိုကြိုးစားနေတယ်ပွဲတာနိုင်နေတော့ TI လာရရင်ရမယ်စနေကင်းကအဲ့လိုတက်လို့ရအောင်မဟုတ်ဘူးတိုင်ပတ်နေတယ် ACR
trying to go with that damage.
Yeah, maybe a little bit later on.
အဲ့ဒါဒီတော့ရသွားပြီနော်အဘာလည်းနင်းကလိန်နေပေါ်မှာနေလို့ပူကောင်းသွားပြီဘာလို့လက်ခံရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီကပြဿနာသူလည်းပဲစစ်
Actually attacking the enchanters or through the shard later on where you could buy.
ဒီပေါ်မှာ Ace လို့ပါဘိုင်1နေလိုက်မင်းနဲ့ Prime Beast အနေနဲ့ Marine မိကအဲ့လိုမျိုးတွေမှာကောင်းတာဒီကောင်အဲ့လို hero တွေပဲပေးလို့ရတယ်ဟိုအမ်းမှာ South Hero သွားပေးဟိုတေးတွေပဲလေ
full control of this game. We're just running around picking off heroes.
Marine နဲ့သူကြိုက်တဲ့ hero တွေ
guerrilla warfare. They're hitting these camps variously and hitting the mid lane.
အဲ့တော့ Drum ပြီးသွားပြီဆိုလာခရမ်ဗီဒီယိုစနေကင်းနေနဲ့သူ Power Trade Drum နဲ့တော့ Lane push
but also this Skeeter bad. He has just been chilling out here the whole time. Nobody can force him off this wave.
Skeeter တော့နေဆိုင်တယ် minus time သွားထားတယ်သူ့အနေနဲ့အေးဟိုဘက်မှာဟုတ်ပါတယ် already back clinch ပါဒီက clinch ပြဿနာဖြေရှင်းရအောင်
probably starts with the puck into the ultimates.
အဲ့ဒါနေကောင်းတယ်ဘက်က smoke gun လေး
Again, this is another tough target to go into with this
နော်
event.
XG ဘက်က smoke gun လေးတစ်ခုတော့ပြန်ကြည့်ရမယ် Skater အောင်လမ်းမှာတော့ fan နေတယ်သူ first tower တော့မရသေးဘူး XG အောင်လမ်းမှာအဲ့တော့ XG အနေနဲ့ tower push တာလား smoke gun လေးကတွဲလောက်တာလားတော့မသိပေမဲ့ back အနေနဲ့ Marine ကတော့ပြန်ကြတယ်နော်
When you make this sort of play, the slower it is, the worse it gets. Mid tier 2 is being pushed. Top tier 2 is being pushed. Nobody on extreme is showing except for
XG အနေနဲ့ smoke gun နဲ့ Skater ကောင်တော့ထိုင်ကြည့်နေ raw ရနေနောက်ကနေ Zing 2 spell level 6ထောက်ရင်တော့ level 6 oh level 6ယူလိုက်တယ်ဗျာဘာလဲရုပ်တရက်ကြီး Remaster B Master ဘာထပ်ထိန်းတာ 2K Falcon နေတော့ပြန်ရရှိသွားပြီဗျာဒီဘက်က Ace မှာတကောင်မှာစနေကင်းလိုက်ပြီးတော့ level 2နဲ့လက်ထိန်းထားသေးတယ်အဲ့ဒါတိုက်တယ်
absolutely nothing in return.
Marine double K နဲ့တူပဲ HD ဘက်ကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ငါလို့ပါတော့ HD ဘက်ကဆက်ကောင်ပြန်ကြလာတယ်
Control of the map from Falcons. This is what they're known for. This is their style of Dota. They just give you nothing. They present an unkillable sight across the map. You want to go on this bristle? Be my guest. You want to go on Enchantress? Good luck. Go on the Abaddon. The place too easy to read.
Why is this game 2 so much different than game 1?
XG နဲ့ချုပ်ဖြစ်နေတဲ့ပုံစံတစ်ခုတော့မြင်ရတယ်။ဘာတွေဖြစ်နေရလဲ
to do with carries, right? Extreme, we're able to run around as 4 and do a lot.
I think it's the wisdom shrine difference, right? Yeah. Supports for
Yeah,
extreme.
ပြဿနာ Amateur Fat ကိုစောင့်ဝင်ပြလိုက်တယ်
Had a faster hero in the offlane to enable it in the bars versus the beast. That just sets everything up.
Amateur Fat ကဂိမ်းဆော့လို့ရရင်
They got the better
ဒီကောင်လေး
They got
တစ်
all
လေ
the shrines. Their supports were able to assert dominance around the map a little quicker.
ပြီးတော့ Bracer ဘက်က second phase မှာထုတ်တာ သူတို့ဘန်းခံမှာကြောက်လို့ကိုပြီးလို့ပြပြီးစော်တာအဲ့ BB ထွက်ထားတာကြာတာကိုမထိန်းနိုင်ရင်တော့
It feels kind of weird because we have seen this trend where these games are going so late. Teams are adjusting.
Amateur Fat အနေနဲ့တော့ Vanguard မှာထက်ရသွားပြီ Power Trade Vanguard Lotus
But it seems like this matchup, it's going to be both about scale and laning phase.
You can't ignore it. And it's a trap. Like, you want to play for the scale because that's what's going to make you feel comfortable.
အဲ့တော့ Russian ဟိုထက်လုံနေပေါ့နော် Falcon နဲ့တာတဲ့နေတာတခုမှာ error တိုက်တယ်တော့ level 2 1နဲ့တော့ထိန်းထားသေးတယ်သူ vision ရှိရဲကြည့်ရဲဆိုတဲ့သဘောပေါ့နော်ဒါလည်းဘာမှစောက်ဖက်မလုပ်ဘူး Crimson ကပါပြီးသွားပြီ Amateur Fat on fire ပဲ network 1000ပြီးတော့ Barden လိုက်တယ် Skater I
don't think there is. Yeah, I think that the most you have is the spirit going in, slowing him down every once in a while, and every single time he does, it comes at a risk. He might get bounced by Maureen at some point.
Items are just way too fast here. I mean, BKB done on Primal Crimson.
Okay, I'm at the fact it is for cow have you. The ball and on a time to that, but we didn't say.
Yeah, you have the Deso to kind of
The shut 2 are matching. Yeah, we're shut 2 jam. Shut 2 shell in it. Like, but a little hoop ship.
Needs more right clicks to get the job done, and this Crimson is just going to completely take you out of the fight. Yeah.
Okay, I'm at the fact. How about
now we're going to see some of this classic Ame Toro clinks where once they pick up the shard, they're going to start bursting down waves and then disappearing off the map.
The shallow was sound. I put my editor in the corner, scope your tiny. I don't editor Balu. I never go to Jai tiny.
On their side of the map to keep them down in net worth.
We are seeing it
Olema, please a Pada and Remasa.
Half the map back in their control.
Shut 2, man.
Gotta start ratting it out of it. No way you can take a head-on fight right now.
Olema, oh, yeah, Shaka alone, editor in the corner, now machine, editor, level 2. Scouted check out a few guys. Boss started. What the fuck?
Elder Titan of all heroes.
We gotta pause right as the spear hits. If I'm crit, I'm like, yo, where the hell is the spirit coming
from? Did you saw boy shout on it? Boss started.
Maybe they just don't care. That's a nice little shard.
Pardon, touching it. Game me on
Do you think they buy an early gem? And just start looking around. I mean, anything to take wards off and find the clinks as Ame's moving around. I feel like that's the only thing that really can stall out the game for Falcons and stall out their progression.
I could see early gem in this game, particularly because you have cores you can give it to that are invincible.
Thank you,
yeah, the Enchantress can always hold it, but if you want to put it on the front line with the Bristle or the Abaddon, maybe even the Primal, there's no risk of losing this gem in your mind. I would love an early gem here. Take the mission control like we saw XG do in game 1. Choke them out on the map, threaten the clinks even more in the team fights. You just have to be able to get those good angles.
Okay.
And what's the timing here for Extreme to actually, take a team fight? Set. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes from now? How long do they have to stall this game before they can finally fight?
Honestly, at this point, if you're not losing a net worth advantage, in other words, if you are trading farm evenly on the map, you do that for as long as possible.
Okay.
You are thinking, you are part of the call it to go to the save you. What he will tell you. To be a chain, we are here, she a clean of your tower. We didn't
do much to interrupt the Tormentor, but he did leave Falcons on a little merry chase. And then after that, his ward spotted out this smoke. So they go through the gate, they try and chase after these heroes, but Extreme are all vacating the area. They're not going to be coming this way. But even Jim breaking more smokes lane underneath the Watcher, very smart.
You cannot lose double shrine again in this game.
Maybe that was sticking around for too long there. Cheeky as always was trying to play inside the trees. Does get found. That is the advantage of the Primal Beast. He can cut through these trees anytime he wants to.
Very nice hero to find these rats around the map. It's scary next to him. It's just so hard to get the lane control. I mean, you have an incredible lineup to split the lanes up, right? Between the puck and the clinks, very elusive, very hard to catch here. You contribute a little bit, especially when he goes to Helmet Dawn build. There's some decent hope if you're XG to just stall the team out and not let that lead build.
NMR? Take some tier 2s. You take that tier 2, you take the outpost, more and more map control. I do almost wonder, like, would Falcons be strong enough to just hit high ground and say, you have to fight us? Yeah. We saw he wasn't scared of the high ground whatsoever. Farmed the creep wave underneath the tier 3, joins his team to the mid tier 2.
The thing is, Falcons can absolutely go high ground. They have built all the early utility. You have sustain from a chance. You have shield from a bat. I think they will make this play. And that is the downside for the rat action from Extreme. You're not going to have time to see this style through. You can keep farming the side lanes. Puck and Beast are on the edge of the map. Your base is dying. You have to take this fight. Somebody's got to kill this mid-wave. And then somebody's got to cut the next wave. No one's in position to do that. No. So the other option is you either concede this mid lane advantage in 22 minutes, or you actually play to fight.
နောက် freeway နဲ့ထက်တန်အောင်မလား
Falcons got what they wanted. Everybody back to the base.
Falcon နဲ့တော့ပြန်ပတ်သွား
Except
ပြီ
for this XXS Beastmaster stayed out. They will try and hunt
ဟုတ်
him,
လဲ
clear
ပြန်
him
တက်
out of the
လာ
map.
လူရှန်10မိနစ်ပဲ
He's
ပြန်
getting
တော့
so close to BKB, and that would be
အမတဖက်တကောင်ကြံနေခဲ့တယ်စနေကဝေးမှာဖြစ်နေအမတဖက်
He's gonna run into crit.
Aegis တော့ရှိနေတယ်ဗျ
Try and roaring.
ဟာဒီမှာတော့ B master ကို crit ကတွေ့သွားတယ်ဗျာ XXS give back သွားတဲ့ရုပ်ကြီးနဲ့မတက်ကြီးရက်နေရပြီဘာလုပ်နေရတော့ဟာ raw ပြီးတော့ပြေးဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားတယ် TV တဲထောင်းနေတယ်ဟာအာ level 1ပြန်လဲပြီးတော့ TV cancel ပြီးတဲ့ crit ကောင်းလိုက်တာကွာမဟုတ်ရင်လွတ်သွားဖို့ရမ်းများတယ် XXS ဒီနေ့တော့ crit ကိုရမ်းဒေါသတွေထွက်နေပြီးတော့ပဲဒီနေ့ကလိုက်ကြိုက်ခိုင်းနေ
still hitting your tier 3s. He's chipped it away just a
TV
bit
က
more.
cancel ပြီးတော့
Now that
crit
there's
ဖမ်း
no
ပေးထားအောင်လို့
Beastmaster, it
စ
feels
ပယ်
like
ကူတော့ပြန်လဲ
the
ပြီး
gates
တော့
are
ပေါက်လိုက်
wide
တယ်
open.
They're trying to stall his damage.
တခါမှက4ယောက်ပဲရှိတယ် AC အနေနဲ့တော့အဲ့တော့
Truly invincible in this front line.
range
Still
barrier
20
ဒီမှာ
seconds
ထိုက်ယူ
for
အောင်
that
အမ
Aegis.
တဖက်
Early
Aegis 20
itemization
second
gives
ပြန်
him
တော့ပတ်သွားတယ်နော်
so much tank ability at this point in the game for the late
အဲ့
game
တော့
flank
later တစ်ခုပဲ
scaling
ရ
comes
သွားတယ်ဒီ
online.
Aegis
And
က
there's the gem at 24
Now
minutes.
what's
Staking
breaking?
buys one.
That's
We'll
a
see if he
minute.
passes it off
Minute
to somebody
don't
else
worry
or
about
if he holds
အ
on
မင်း
to
နေ
it.
တော့ no more လိုက်တော့လိုက်နေတာမဲ့လေသူတို့ fans speed နဲ့တိတ်မရှိဘူး
The Aegis does expire, so Falcons, they won't get a lane of barracks out of this Aegis. Likely to wait out for the second one. That has been Falcons' MO. When they get in a lead like this, we saw it in the road to TI. I mean, they are willing to just build up an absurd net worth lead. Doesn't always work out for them, but it usually does.
စကစ်တာတကရသွားပြီ
I think
စ
this
ကစ်
is
တာက
really
တ
a
ကထက်ရ
little bit of a difficult game to do that.
ဘယ်လိုဆော့ပြမ
Just
လို့
play
တ
the
က
map
play နဲ့
straight
တက
up.
တည်း
If you're constantly forcing XG to respond to something, they're high ground to roll,
Basically like two,
whatever it is,
like,
that's what's going to build you the lead.
အဲကျွန်တော်ကထုံးတယ်
But
နဲ့ဂျန်ဆောင်
you
ထားပါ
haven't seen them catching the big
ဆိုလာ
cores
ခွက်
on
ရ
the
ရင်
sides
ထုံး
of
တယ်
the map.
ဆိုလာ
The
ခွက်နဲ့
Bristle's
ဂျ
not
န်နဲ့
equipped to do it, the
အဲ
Abad's
လိုက်
not
ဖက်မှု
equipped to do it, so you're
မတည်
really
တော့
relying on the Primal Beast, and he also has to keep his farm up to continue scaling here.
အားမနေနေတာပေါ်လမ်းမှာဆိုင်
This is very difficult to
ဒါမှ
catch.
အဲ့ဒါလည်းနှုတ်က
Fucking
နော
the
က်ကနေ
clinks
ကြာ
out
လာ
on the sides.
We get to BKB on the Beastmaster. We get to
Hey,
Nullify.
Becca,
That's going to be the
look,
item choice for Ame. The panel brought
Maria,
this item up as a
BKB.
crucial item in a
Oh my
matchup against some of these Falcons heroes. Does that change the narrative a little bit?
You remove the escape act presence. You remove a lot of the buffs that are going out on these heroes. Does let you more confidently single target focus a hero down with Nullifier plus Primal Lord connecting on somebody.
ဒီဘက်ကအားမတော့တွေ့ထားသေးတယ်သူဘာမှတော့ desktop ပါဘူး TV cancel ဖို့လည်းမရှိဘူးဖြစ်နေပြဿနာအော် physical နှစ်ချက်လောက်ထူတယ်တည်
I
တော့
mean, if you can't threaten him, then the team fight's just out the window anyway, right? So you have to
လည်း
believe
တော့
you
ဖ
have
မ်းဝင်
enough
မရ
single
ဘူးအမှ
target
န်တကယ်က
DPS,
လိမ့်
and
ဖို့
this
မှ
will
တက်လို့
set you up
မရအောင်
to
ထောက်
convert
တာ
that
အားမ
single
တိုင်ပက်
target
နေတာ
DPS
အားမ
into
အိမ်
a
နဲ့ပြန်သွားတယ်
guaranteed kill. I think it is the
Yeah,
correct
yeah,
idea
yeah,
here. There is always going back to
yeah,
X-Nova
yeah,
Hero
yeah,
DT as well.
yeah,
If you need damage, this is the hero that can
Yeah,
give it to you.
Yes.
Now BKBs can be annoying. It's blocking out a lot
I
of
wish
your
I had
aura.
never
You know, you're going to have to get through the Abad life. You're not probably going on the Enchantress, but some of these other heroes, you throw that arrow splitter and you amp them up, you get on top of them with everybody. Sharpshooter
but
through,
I got
break
okay,
the
well,
bristle.
no.
Interactions like this, you can bring a target down in this game.
ရာဒီ
to
ရင်
open
ခံ
up
လိုက်တယ်
that
သူ
fight.
ပြီးကြမှာမန်တာတက okay
Refresher already done on Mallory. He loves this rush refresher build. Yeah. A bit tight on the mana,
Marine
but if you're getting
refresher
every
ပါ
power
လိုက်ပြီ
round,
နော်
you got a couple arcane boots behind you. It absolutely
အကိန်း
is
ကို
worth
က
the
ပြီး
fight.
illusion ဝင်လေးက border ထဲမှာဟာဟဲ့
Extreme
ပြေဆုံး
Gaming,
လိုက်
they bought their own gem, and we're thinking about
Marine
their own push
Marine
outside of
Marine
the base. Maybe to
Small,
catch
small
Falcons
guys
unawares, but
like
Falcons,
that,
they're already
like
kind of
that.
grouped up. They're playing off the smoke of their own and clearing through vision.
ကေးပြန်ရမှာ
Getting
အဲ့မှာ
some
ပေါ်
very
B
good
master တ
high
ကောင်
ground
တော့ fan နေ
vision
နော်
themselves.
B master
Running into the Beastmaster. You see him at a
ပြန်တော့ပတ်သွား
distance.
ပြီနည်းနည်း
XXS
ပြန်
make
ပဲ
a
လွတ်
break
သွားမလားကြည့်ရ
for
မယ်
the base.
အော် crit ကအာ Marine ထိတ်ဆုံးပြေးကြိုက်တာခင်ဗျ BKB ကြည့်ပြီးတော့ XXS ပြေးဖို့ကြိုးစားနေ raw ထားသေးတယ် Aspirator Enchantress ကိုတော့ထိသွားဆိုဘာမှဆက်မဖြစ်ဘူးနော် spell တွေကပြေးလိုက်ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ Aspirator ပြေးလိုက်ရပြီသူတို့က cut drain ဝင်ကြအောင်မယ်
So we can't really rely
Roll
on
up
the
shield,
acorn
so
shot to
defend
plant a tree
him,
and play
high
off of
ground.
that bushwhack.
Very few reliable
အဲ့
stuff
စ
to
ပေး
play with
မရှိ
this
ဘဲနဲ့
game
high ground
outside of that
ကြီးလို့မ
forward.
တည်တော့မယ်စပေး
And of
ပြေး
course,
လိုက်ရတော့
there's Skeeter on the bat. You just run in
အ
and
လေ
shield
ဝဲ
whoever
ပြန်
you
တက်လာ
want.
Okay
Have a good
skater
day.
အနေနဲ့
Now
အလေနဲ့
make
လွ
your
ယ်ဝဲ
base.
ပြန်
All the
တက်
ults
လာ
were
လွယ်ဝဲ
used.
တက်ပြီးတော့
What do you have left in the tank?
မိ
No
ဒီရောက်ပြီး
nullifier
ပါ
yet for Ame.
အဲ့ဒီမှာအောက်မှာပက်ကတယောက်တည်းစိုက်လေးမှာအခုတော့ပြန်လာ
No
ပြီ
BKB for
ဘောတော့မရှိဘူး
XXS. He was your
ကိုယ်
strongest
အာတီ
team
လည်း
fighter.
မရှိဘူး
A lot of his net worth got taken
Drink
off.
wine တော့ရှိရ
Out
drink
off
wine
that
ဘာလို့
goal.
လေ
tank up top. So this is
ဘာ
just
မှ
a
မ
free
ဖြစ်
lane
ဘူး
for
ဗျာ
Falcon.
ကောနှစ်ကောင်
Yeah,
လုံး
this is looking like
ဒီစပယ်တော်
a
တော်
real
အေးပဲ
sad
မနာခွေ
way
ပြန်ဆင်းသွား
to
ပြီ
lose one of your
ထပ်ဖို့
games
ချိုး
in
မ
this
ဖြစ်ဘူး
TI Grand Final.
အဲ့တော့ ACD
or a very comfortable way to
ဘွဲ
win.
လုံးချုပ်လို့
That is
ဆော့သွား
also
ပြီ
true.
ပဲ
Falcons, everything is
29
going to
မိ
be
နစ်ထိကို
undone if they can close out this game from
ပြီး
that.
လို့ကြားတဲ့လူဝင်တိုးတာမမြင်ရသေးဘူးပဲတဲ့
I mean, you're sort of going to feel like you have a potent draft advantage advantage.
ပတ်အနေနဲ့သူ initiate လုပ်ရင်တော့ပြတ်မဲ့ဟီးရိုကဘယ်မှာလဲလို့မေးပြီးတော့အနေထားဖြစ်နေတယ်ပတ်တော့ဆိုအိုးပြီးတော့မိမတော်
They could have chained that with crit the whip. Would have been
ဒါဆိုတော့
beautiful.
သူ Christian နဲ့ defend နေပါ
There's going to be plenty more
အဲ့လို
opportunities
ဆိုနေ
like
ကြီးက
that. You
2k ပဲရ
don't
သေး
have
တယ်
to
ဒီ
rush
လိုနေ
things
တာ
too much here.
level 40k
XM did get to Lincoln.
30ရောက်တော့
Is worth pointing out here in case you commit some
That
big,
malo
big
male.
spell on
That
him.
got Jan
Sure,
Kai
a little
Kai.
defensive capability.
which play
I mean, there's already an Orchid for Skeeter. He's immediately trying to answer it, put more threat onto this puck, and there's your ticket higher on second. Roshan.
second Roshan တော့လုံနေပြီဟုတ်တယ် Falcon နေနဲ့တော့
This will prompt the smoke from
that got
XG.
okay
They feel like
man
they have
that
a better shot contesting this.
ဘယ်လိုလဲလာဆိုင်ရင်လည်းပုံတော့ရှိနေ AC နေတော့ပြန် smoke ထားသေးတယ်အဲ့တော့ Roshan ကိုဆက်မလုပ်ဘဲနဲ့ကို Falcon နဲ့ပြန်ထွက်ပြီးကိုဆိုင်မှာပဲတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီနားလောက်မှမရှိဘူးလို့ထင်နေတော့မင်းမှားသွားမယ်နော် Falcon ကရောက်နေပြီနော်မင်းနားကို Roshan မဟုတ်ဘူးနော် Roshan မဟုတ်ဘူးနော်
You may just have
ပြော
to
နေတဲ့ man ကျိုး
accept that this is a GG call.
အဲ့တော့အပါဒန်နေနဲ့ scout ထားတယ်ဗောနော်သူ Cree တွေတော့
Both teams aware.
ရှင်းထားနေပဲ Snake ကောင်တော့ support တော့ပေါ်သွားပြီ Snake နောက်ကနေလိုက်တဲ့ Snake တေးဖို့ရမ်းများနဲ့လက်ချုပ်တာလွဲသွားပြီ Marine ဝေးလိုက်နဲ့ကိုက်လို့မရလိုက်ဘူး Marine ထိန်းထားခံတယ် Aspida ပါခံထားနေ BKB Marine နေနဲ့တော့နောက်တစ်ခါထပ်ကိုက်နိုင်အောင်မလားဘာလဲတော့ level 6ပွင့်သွားပြီဆိုတော့မှတော့ဘာလဲဘာမှဆက်ဖြစ်နေ hero ကြီးဒါပေမဲ့ level 6တွေမရှိတော့အမှတစ်ဖက်ဝိုးချိုးတာတွေဒွေးကွန်1 man ကြီးဖြစ်နေ2 man မဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့ဘာလဲမသေးသေးပဲနဲ့ဒီကပြောင်းလဲ Marine ထပ်ကိုက်ပြီးတော့ Oh my god ပြီးမှစားတကောင်တော့ပြတ်ဖို့များသွားပြီ level 6တွေပါ army တကောင်ကိုထပ်ပြီးနေဆို channel လေးလုံးနေတာ army လက်ချုပ်တွေကြတဲ့ physical ပြန်ပေးနေ army သေသွားသေးတယ်ခင်ဗျ XM နေနဲ့ live ပွဲအနေနဲ့ထပ်ပါသွားပြီးတော့ 3k ကော3ကောင် XG ဘက်ကကျသွားပြီးတော့ oh shit 90k နောက်ဝလေတော့ကွာဝါဒီဘက်ကဟာ TV ထောက်တာဘာလို့လောက်ကြာနေရလဲ Oh my god စင်ကျူးလေးအိပ်ပျော်နေလို့နေတယ် TV ကြာပြီးတော့ပွဲတော့ပြတ်သွားပြီ XG ကတော့ဒီပွဲတော့ပေးခြင်းနဲ့ပေးရတော့မှာမင်းတို့နောက်ပွဲမှာဆော့တော့ဒါကြီးကအရင်တရားလုံသွားပြီ 5k တောင်မပြည့်ဘူးကော3ကောင်ရှိတယ်တယောက်1k တောင်မရဘူး XG နဲ့တော်တော်ကြီးပြတ်တယ် draft ကြောက်မယ်လားအမှန်တဖက်ကိုကျွန်တော်ပြောလို့ ဆော့လို့ရ hero ပေးလိုက်ရင်အဲ့လိုပဲဖြစ်မှာဇက်လက်အမှန်တဖက်ကို game ပေးမယ်ဆိုတော့ရမှာ စနေကတော့သူမတိရထားလိုက်သူကသူမတိလဲချိန်တန်ပြန်သွားတယ်အဲ့ဒါပြဿနာအမှန်တဖက်အဲ့ကောင် game ပေးဆိုတော့အဲ့လိုဖြစ်တာအပေါ်လဲစပေါက်တော့ low test တွေခွင့်ဆိုင်ကတ်တွေနဲ့စပြီးတခြားလိမ့်နေပတ်တယောက်တည်းတောင်းဝါတွေယူအများကြီးလုပ်တော့
Roshan is open for the taking now.
You also just finished up pipe on Enchantress, limiting that
Oh,
ET
yeah,
presence,
that's so neat. Damn.
limiting that hoodwink magical burst damage.
အမှန်တဖက် hero ရတယ်မလောက်ဘူးဘန်းမှာပြောမယ်အဲ time face ပေးထားတဲ့စလုံးတော့မလောက်
Disgusting Falcon setup that
ဒီရတဲ့သူ့ရဲ့ mega offlane hero ကလိုက်ကန်သေးတယ်စန်ကင်းကန်နေအကူအေးပေးရတာပန်ကူကန်
across the board.
အဲ့တော့ offlane နေများပြီးတော့
If they fail, the game just ends.
ဒီကောင်ဘန်းလာလို့မလဲပါ
The scan reads what's coming from Extreme. A desperate 5-man smoke to get to the pit in time, but Falcons ever
ဒီ
patient.
ကအားမဲ့ပူပြီးကောင်းတယ်ဒီပွဲတယ်
Back away from the Roshan pit.
အဲ့ကောင်အာစာကြီးစောက်ရမ်း
And
ချက်
force Extreme into this uncomfortable position
second Roshan
where they watch as the mid lane and the bottom lane push into their base. They want to contest Roshan, but how long can they just hold this position to do so?
They cannot hold it forever. Meanwhile, Falcons, they will sit on this one until something happens. They are in no rush right now. They know they have a significant 5-on-5 advantage.
Safe ရအောင်ရင်စောင့်တယ်
They
အမှန်
have
တ
the
ဖက်နေရ
Horus
ရသ
in
လား
this
stat တွေ
early
နဲ့
game. They have the tanky frontliners that XG have to jump.
လုပ်တယ်လုပ်နော် Roshan နဲ့
Just put ATF on the
ကဲ
front line
ASS
and
ကတော့
dare
ကြာ
XG
ကြောင်း
to jump him.
BKB အဲ့ဒါကြီးကြာပြီဒိုမီနီတာဆိုတော့ BKB ထပ်ပြီးထားရရှိတယ်
Extreme definitely going to be put to the test
ASS အနေနဲ့လည်း
of
စင်မ
that
ပြေနေ
bend
ပေါ့နော်
don't break style.
တိုင်ပတ်ကောင်တော့ 2k ပဲရတာ
Practically doubled over.
20လောက်ပြက်အဲ့မှာစကစ်တာဘလို့ခုန်တက်လာတာရုပ်ပြက်ကြီးငါလုံးဝလန့်လာလိုတက်စ်ပါတော့ကဖြတ်တင်ပေးတာဟာဟေ့အောင်စကစ်တာတော့လိုက်နေဦးမယ်အေးစိတ်ဆက်ပြေးနေစလူးနေအာမီစနေကင်းဖြစ်တာ2-2လောက်တော့ကျိုးတာဒွင်းကွာစနေကင်းဖြစ်ပြီး level 6စနေကင်းတကောင်2နဲ့စေးပေးထားသေးအစပီတာပတိဝါဦးစနေကင်းအဲ့တော့ဒီဘက်ကစပဲတွေတော့အကုန်ပေးလိုက်ရပြီဟီးရိုးတကောင်ကတော့မပြတ်ဘူးကျွန်တော်ပြောလို့9ယောက်လုံးကအတောင်ကြီးကျန်နေတော့မယ်ပြန်ဟီးထားသေးတယ်လိုရှင်အေးစိတ်လုံးလေအဓိကစပဲတောင်းတယ်စပဲတောင်းလို့လိုရှင်လုံးမယ်ဒီမှာ high ground တော့ high ground တက်ခံနေတယ်စပဲတစ်ခေါက်တောင်းတယ်ပြီး high ground တက် high ground မှာစပဲနဲ့ဆိုင်တာလို့လည်းမရှိဘူးလိုရှင်မှာစပဲနဲ့ဆိုင်တာလို့လည်းမရှိဘူးแต่တော့ဆိုင်တယ်စပဲထွက်တာကိုကြည့်လိုက်ရပြီးရင်သူကလုတ်ချင်တယ်
The sad part
Dude,
is
I'm a
it's just
bit
getting worse
of-
and worse. They might be dealing
Poor
more
first hour,
damage,
yeah,
but they're
but I'm
dealing
gonna
less
wadi.
when it comes to the percentage of Falcon's
first hour,
HP pools. It just looks like
Tawari
they are
first
tankier
hour
than
they
ever.
do hua karo Mika. Beat high one.
Sage could be a killing blow in this game.
Yeah, man, he picked up a Chrysalis, but I mean, it feels like you need a Daedalus and another item to even come close, but
Divine Rapier at this point.
yeah.
He's
cut
Prima Beast
best he can. Amar playing totally isolated because he can. Because even if they could kill him once, he's the one with the Aegis. And by the time they threaten him a second time, feels like his team will probably be able to make the move to support him.
I mean, I love they gave him Aegis here twice, right? Just let him go ham on the front line. He has the seam right. He's going to deal a crap ton of physical damage. He can threaten the tower.
And
that's it, right?
There is no threat.
You don't have it on the front lines and play that weird game where it's like, oh, they got borrowed time out of us. Now we have to reset a little bit. No, just let the Bristleback do his thing.
There's Enchantress passing a core. I feel like we would see it at some point in this series. Well, Snake King plays the hero.
Okay,
Quite sad for XXS, who has had a wonderful tournament. But this is a rough game for Extreme Gaming as a whole, and that final push is going to be coming their way. 3.5 minutes to take one lane of barracks. Falcons. This looks free. I mean, how does Extreme, can you even come up with a scenario where they actually win this team fight?
He's a very good one.
It's definitely doable here.
Okay, I mean, I defend. Oh, a lemon thing will be the big guy later. How here to get the water air right there. Damn it, low is no one machine by my beam. As the die, she be thin in room. To that was okay by my piano. 5 hours, 5 pians, and human natural die never go away. I'm at the first bottom, you skid out of wimpy. I'm a power. Damn it, I'm going by my weekend send on in a way. At same name, I'm at the Falcon. That's what linking of either.
There's the banner drop.
I'm at the fan in there. Alone.
Quite a bit, actually.
Shiva, we could even this is yeah, something going to save you.
Whittling it down won't cut
that's
it,
though. That's something linking Pishiro.
They're going to need to do a whole lot more because the damage that Amar is doing right now, it's about to become permanent. You can't handle Megas this early into the game.
No shot. You have to take the fight here. Have to find some sort of crazy jump.
Down, Shin-Q finally does take away that banner, but who cares about the creeps? Amar, he is more than enough. He doesn't need behind. The buildings are almost gone, and Extreme have yet to make a move. They're just going to concede this to Megas.
There's no move to make. There is no target to jump. You see a bristle with Aegis, you see an Enchantress, you can't kill. And there's an Abaddon sitting behind everybody. The move just does not exist in this game.
And I feel like it's almost insulting. Amar's just gone back for a 36-minute late mail.
That's it. I mean, is there even any damage going
in?
I guess he's saying at some point in time, this Ame Clinks will have to try and all in him. And if he does, he'll have the blade mail to respond.
I think you just get the Shivas up on here and hope for that Kimendi push. You're not going to need anything past that.
What do you even talk about if you're Extreme? You're sure you're holding on to the game, but you all know that you've lost it. You're just talking about plans for the next one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Adjustments. Gotta plan something out to deal with these heroes, right? It was going to be an issue in this series. The Tempo Falcons can set the lane phase they have is a lot stronger than what I actually have shown. They get the upper hand. It's scary. You can rat it out. You can stall that game. We've seen XG do a tremendous job of coming back from these situations. This game is just impenetrable.
They just bristle back. He's already here.
I'm at the friendly no.
Alright,
even me no why Joe no you share 35 seconds ကျန်တော့ဒီကောင်40တော့ပေးတာ35 second အတွင်းမှာ tower နှလုံးယူနိုင်မလားအမဆိုရင်ပြန်ဖြတ်သေးပါဘူးလားအမတဖက်အသေးသေးတော့ရိုက်နေပြီတင်းတင်းပြီးတဲ့စိတ်ကြီးနဲ့ပဲ raw ပေးရသေးဘူး oh တွင်းကွာဝင်ကြိုက်တာ B master raw လို့မရသေးဘူးကြိုက်ခံထားတယ်နှစ်ခါကြိုက်တာဟဲ့ aspida နဲ့ခွဲထားသေးတယ် B master ရှောင်ထားတဲ့ raw လို့ရနေတဲ့ B master oh my god B master level 2လိုက်နေပဲ primer beast ကဟို sorry primer beast က B master ပြတ်သွားတယ်ငါလုံးကဆောက်ရမ်းများတော့ damage ရ
They fight out to
နှစ်
pretty
ခါ
much
ကြို
the
က်တာ
bitter
ဒါတော့
end, but they
Aspida
will
တား
call
လို့
it quits, and we have a tie series
လုံးဝ
now.
မရဘူးဒီဘောဆောက်ရင်းပြတ်တယ်ဆောက်ရင်းပြတ်တယ်
It has been some time without
They're going out.
a 3-0.
ခုနကပြောမယ်ဆိုခုနကပွဲဖက်ကွန်ရှုံးတာဒီလောက်ရုံမပြော
And this should be quite the entertaining series because you have to expect that XG are
XG
going to make some
ဆောက်ရင်းရုံပြတ်
adjustments going into the next game.
သူတို့ရှုံး
They
သွား
will
ဒီ
not want to
XG
give
ပြတ်ရှုံး
Falcons
ဝင်
this
ပို
kind of
ရုံ
start
ပြတ်
with these kind of heroes that just become so
Falcon
tanky
နေနေတာ
so
ပြောရရင်
fast. They take you out of the game
ခုနက
completely.
ပွဲတော့မေးပ
It
လိုက်လို့
doesn't
ရ
matter
ဒီပွဲ
how
နဲ့
good your team fight execution is if there is no team fight to
Now,
take.
go on, yeah,
There was
that's
not
an
a single opening to exploit for XG.
ဒီအိုင်နဲ့ခါရအောင်
A complete strategic victory for Falcons.
ကဲစင်ယူအိတ်နေပြန်မျက်နှာတက်ငါကောင်မျက်နှာတက်မျက်နှာတက်
Dota fans, you love to see in a tight series in a grand
အဲ့ကောင်မျက်နှာ
final.
တက်ခိုင်းကြည့်သူကိုချ်ကရှုံးဝင်မျက်နှာတက်ခိုင်း
4 games in this one, although if you're an Extreme Gaming fan, this one
ကဲ
might
ဖက်
have
ကွန်
been
ဝ
a
င်းသွားပါ
little
လေ
bit
Game 2 ကတော့အဲ့တော့ Game 3
one-sided
စောင့်မယ်
for your
Best of 3
liking
series လို့ဖြစ်
T-Gov.
သွားမယ်
This was
ငါးပွဲလုံးခက်မတင်ကြည့်ရ
This
မယ်
was the
နှစ်ပွဲပြီး
methodical
တော့
beatdown that I'm expecting to see at least once in this series
Ayo,
from Falcons.
ayo.
And of course, XG probably going to learn about how it happened. But yeah, the snaking and challenges, the way that they just break this map is so scary. Marine Primal Beast as well. Incredible game from them.
When Falcons
ဘာ
woke
မှ
up
လုံးလို့ဒီ
in
မှာ
this
လဲ
game,
စကစ်တာကြီးကိုဝင်တာဟုတ်တယ်
first
သူ
thing
တို့
that
ဝင်
I
တော့
wanna
ဝင်လိုက်သေးတယ်
start
နော်
talking
အဲ့
about
တော့
really is that the
level 6
sidelines
ကြီးတန်းယူ
were
ပြီးတော့
better.
မပြတ်သွား
That
တာ
offlane from Amar and Crit, they completely
အဲ့လိုကြီး
beat
ဖြစ်
down
သွားတာ
on
အဲ့
the
ဒါကြီး
things. Like, it wasn't on screen very often, but the
Marine
lane
တော့မ
was
တက်လိုက်သေးစကစ်
constantly
တောင်
pushed into
Ace
their
over
tower,
တွေမှာမ
and
ထူး
the
သက်တွေ
Clinks
ခင်း
could not walk up. He
အဲ့တော့
couldn't
သူတို့ရဲ့
contest
အားထား
for
ဆုံး
any of this wave
Ace
or
over တို့
go to the big camp that was
ဟိုဟာတို့
constantly getting
Ace
pulled
တို့ပျောက်
because
သွား
Malvin was off map so
ဒါ
often
ဒီ
too.
တပတ်တည်းကတော့
So
ပြောမ
Clinks
နေနဲ့
got
နက်
off
တွေ
to
ပါ
a good
လွဲ
start on the side.
Primal
This
V
was
ကြိုက်တာ
Falcons
ခံလိုက်ရတယ်ပြီးတော့ BKB နဲ့
able
အစစ်တာလည်း
to come
damage တိတ်
through,
မဝင်
able to go to the shrines. And Malvin, of course, rotation
စင်
after
ကျူက
rotation,
ရှော
he
မှာ
nailed it.
ပြီးတော့ပြဿနာ
Like
ငို
honestly,
င်းမိ
they
သွား
just
တယ်
played really
ထပ်
well.
ကြိုက်
I
ခံ
like
လို
what
က်ရ
you're
တာ
saying because Crit in game 1, it looked a little bit shaky. So not just, you know, getting this win, making it easier for your
ထပ်
team,
ကြိုက်
but
ခံ
also
လိုက်ရ
to
တာစောက်ပြဿ
boost
နာ
your
Refresh
confidence,
ထပ်
get
နှိ
that
ပ်ပြီးတော့
momentum for yourself. Feel good
Primal
about the game because they did nearly
အေး
everything
ငါ
from
ပြောတယ်
start
Primal
to
Beast
finish.
ကြည့်နေတာ
His speed
Refresh
at
နှိပ်
that,
ပြီး
this
ခဲ့အဲ့
is
ကောင်
his
စောကြီးခဲ့
type
အဲ့
of
ကောင်
carry. He helps his
သူကြိုက်တာ
helps
သူ
Malvin
အဲ့တကောင်ပဲ
helps
ကြိုက်တယ်
Amar
သူ
today.
ကန်ဆယ်မဲ့
Go
ကောင်တ
into
ကောင်
the
ပဲ
fight, make it happen.
အဲ့ဒီမှာ
Snaking
initiator
again,
မရှိရ
back to back,
8စီကဘ
flawless
လို့မှ
game from him,
defend မှုလည်း
perfect
မရတော့
optimization. If you're Extreme
ဒီ
Gaming,
ကြတဲ့
you
အဲ့
have to find a
TV
way
ထောက်တာ
to
ကြာသွား
slow
သေးဟို
down
ဝင်ရ
this
သေးဦးမအဲ့
Falcons
နားလေး
train
မှာ
that's hitting you in the later stage of the
အဲ့
lane.
Primal League က
His
ဝင်
first
လာရင်
moves
ဟိုဝင်
around
သေး
minute
ရော
10, around minute 12. Because they're like this
Oh.
Beastmaster and like playing into the edge. I didn't really feel
အဲ့လိုပဲ
XXS
ဒီ
in
လို
this
နဲ့
game,
ပြ
to
က်
be
ပြက်နဲ့
honest.
နှာခေါင်းသေးထွက်ပြီးတော့
It's
ပွဲ
like
တော်
complete
တော်လေး
map
ကို
freak
ပြက်
Falcons, right? Like
လုံး
every
ဝ
single
လုံးလို့
highlight, you see the map progression. You go from one clip to next. It's the tier 1 towers are fallen. Marines ganking the map. When Marines ganking, you got Crit behind him or Snaking's there. You've got Abba farming one
Game
side.
3
Amar literally didn't care.
Game
At
3
any
ကို
point in this game, he's just
နိုင်
chilling.
မယ်
The
ဆိုရ
fact
င်
that there was zero pressure,
ကျွန်တော်ထင်တယ်
even if
XG က
XG
ပြန်မ
went
လာ
for a
တော့တော့
smoke, they optimistically tried to go on a
31
bad
နဲ့ခံ
map,
လာ
tier
တာ
1 tower,
Ha, ha,
trying
ha,
to
ha.
layer the break in the science, but it just didn't work. It's,
Ah,
yeah,
no.
it's you gotta, you
Oh,
cannot
no,
allow
James Gay
Falcons
by
to
it.
do this.
Oh my gosh, look at that score.
Yeah,
line as
just
well. I
gave
mean, I
back.
know, of course, that Extreme Gaming
Don't
only
do
got
that.
the 2 kills, but to see it like this in writing is just bad.
It looks bad.
ကိုမကိုမနေပဲအဲ့ချိန်
I
ကို
feel
မ
like
နေ
this has
ကြီး
never
ရ
happened before. You've lost
ကိုမ
like
နေ
On
ကို
the
နေ
main
ပြောတယ်
stage and TI
At
finals?
TI Grand Final, you have 3 players who did
Go
they
land,
weren't
why? Go
involved in a
land.
single kill. They're like 0-4-2, 0-2-0. It's not pretty. So absolutely, Falcons full beatdown start to finish, and
အဲ့
they've
Game
got the
3ကို
heroes.
ဆက်
They
ကြည့်ရ
didn't
မယ်
have this in
ခု
game
တော့
1 too,
1-1
but
ဖြစ်
I
နေ
would
တယ်
say
ခ
the
ဏ sorry
execution wasn't
1-1
there,
ဆိုတာ
but in
လောက်ရ
game 2,
မယ်
they do
wait
it
wait wait
nicely. They come in clean.
1-1 Falcon 1
And Malvin
XG
on his
1
Primal Beast, I think.
He was so good.
Okay.
I mean, this is why every team playing against Falcons
Marine
is
ကောင်းတယ်
trying to shut
Primal
him
Beast
down, is
တ
trying
ကယ်
to
refresh ရ
shut
တဲ့
mid,
နှစ်ခါ
ban
ရှာ
his
ထုတ်ပြီး
heroes,
ကြိုက်
put him in unfavorable matchups. Because if he gets off to a good start, Falcons
And
look
then, oh,
unstoppable.
10-0
He is
Oh my
always
god
ganking these side lanes early
Sound
on,
gone.
always going to the wisdom Wisdom Rune battles. He got it this time, giving Falcons a double Wisdom Rune.
And
he's just a threat on the map, making it so that Extreme Gaming, who wanted to draft for a later timing with their carry Clinks, could not reach it at all.
Yeah, they just didn't have the damage, and we thought it was going to be okay, but I guess the advantage that Falcons got in the start T up, it was way too much.
And we're going to look at some clips here about how they kind of set it up, because Falcons, when they make moves on the map, they always make sure that the one guy making the move, someone comes in behind to ensure that you're not really wasting any time. You know, Maori, he comes to bot lane, he pressures the hoodwink, Skitters here, they're securing the but Enchantress after taking the Wisdom Rune, also stays here for a little bit longer, farm that additional camp, apply that additional pressure, and critically, Maureen, he's actually going to go for the Twin Gate eventually to go back through top to then apply pressure to the top tower. And then snaking, he's going to take mid tower. So every single move they make within about a minute or two, it's just constant, just take the XP, take the farm, whittle down your opponent, don't over waste your resources, because Maureen's taking towers, Snaking's leeching the XP that Maureen's sacrificing, but because of Maureen going to bottom, both supports got the double wisdoms. So everything is getting injected into Falcons, and it's only a 1k lead there, but the double wisdom, breaking the tier 1 tower, giving Snaking mid XP, free farm on Skidder, that is the recipe to snowballing a game.
Yeah, and they
okay.
definitely did a good job at that, which we can also see a little bit later down the line, Kazu.
Yeah, because we have to compare, what happened with the net worth and how did, some heroes do against the other, because I want to highlight Amar. Amar versus Ame. The story of the game is a lot of the time, but how much damage can the carry actually deal? But we already touched on the laning stage. Amar and Crit did incredibly well. And if we look at the itemization, at this point in the game, 22 minutes in, Amar already has Crimson Guard. He's playing this against a Desolator Klings and a Dragonlance and a Beastmaster. These two heroes basically deal about 0 damage. Not only that, he has a Lotus Orb to protect himself, protect his team. So there's so much pressure on XG, on Ame to try and carry. And yeah, sure, they try to get to this Nullifier timing later on, but now snaking. He has a pipe. They have more Lotus Orbs. They've got more HP. You can't kill them, and this is one of the big reasons why XG, they end the game with 2 kills.
I mean, that Cling Strike, while it is cool on paper versus Enchantress, really did not work out in this game. Like, you saw the pressure that was going to come out of this Primal Beast, this Enchantress, and you think to yourself, you need a carry that can build this Nullifier because Ringmaster caught them off guard. There weren't many left in the pool. Sure, he could have picked a more lane-dominating hero like the Ursa, but then they would have suffered versus the Ringmaster. So XG chalked this one up to a bad draft. Go next, but don't reconsider the Clinks unless it looks like a perfect Clinks game.
Now, we have already touched upon the Enchantress a couple times from snaking, but it's time to do a deep dive on Enchantress Purge.
Thanks, Shiver. It's one of the keys to the Falcon strategy consistently throughout their games because it controls the map so effectively. But there's other pieces of the puzzle that really tied together and made this game so great for Falcons. I love their double ganking combo, the Primal Beast, as well as the Ringmaster that's putting crit on a high damage disable layering hero so that they can do these crazy side lane ganks deep into enemy territory. Because if they do these quick, nobody's going to be able to respond to this. And at the same time, they end up going bottom afterwards using the Twin Gate. This is when they contested the Wisdom Shrine here at 14 minutes. They basically scare their opponents away from it, guaranteeing even more level advantage on their heroes. And then Snake King continues to play aggressive on the Enchantress here. Amar takes the mid tower, and then basically this is just going to be Snake King's space. Now this might look a little weird. He's running into enemy territory. He's not here to ward. He's here to look at his opponents and make them think that his teammates could be behind him. And eventually they ping and they say, this guy's by himself, we gotta kill him. So they try to force a gank. He pops heal. 2 TPs, only 1 completed. That basically just creates space and hurts XG because now they rotated heroes to try to kill a guy that's really, really difficult to kill. In the previous game, a lot easier because they had an Ursa which can max out his attack speed very easily, and their lanes went well. So because Falcons had a better laning stage, he just gets to park himself in the mid lane. It's either him or Amar, the Bristleback, both very difficult to kill heroes, and everybody else is giga farming or setting up kills. So what this basically looks like to them, this kill especially, Mallory rotates here, he's jungling, he's waiting for an opportunity, and now he's got a great matchup against the Elder Titan. He doesn't have to worry about this hero at all. The hero can't stop him from getting this kill. So let's look what this, see what this looks like from the XG side. Their map is basically pushed in all the time. So their safety border is kind of like this, less than half of the map, so they're getting less resources, and they don't see where their opponents are. They sometimes see heroes when they get ganked. They are usually going to see where the Enchantress is, but the Enchantress is really hard to kill in defending the most vulnerable part of the map while still getting good farm. They can't really gank the Abba very well either, so their options just feel kind of limited. They eventually try to kill the Abba. They rotate almost all their heroes. They approach this very wisely. They don't smoke the Beastmaster necessarily. And as they approach and dive in, the reaction is almost instant. The Primal Beast has already been rotating or TPing. They end up running into a bad team fight, which takes their disadvantage to a whole new level, just because of the way the Falcons have been playing the map and sitting that Enchantress in the mid lane. It's one of the big values of the hero that a lot of teams don't exploit enough.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm expecting Extreme to maybe address in the next game as well. I mean, there were a couple of issues to address in the next game. We also have talked a lot about how XXS, especially in that game 1, was the shining star, and he was definitely not able to do so in this game. It just was a rough lane for him, rough game for the whole team as a squad, of course. But if we are talking about offlaners for a little while, why not find out who people thought was the best offlaner of all time?
Hello and welcome to the International Hall of Fame. This year we asked every single one of the 80 players competing at our event to rate the very best TI winners in history by position. So we've got your carry, we've got your mid, we've got your offlaner, we've got the hard support, and we've got the support. Now it's time for offlane. Gentlemen, which TI winning offlane player do you think deserves to be numero uno in the Hall of Fame? Who would you choose?
Okay, may I guess one of them? Sure. I'm guessing one of them's 3-3.
No.
All right, you're crazy.
Okay.
Continue.
I've got Collapse.
That was my other one.
Faith Beyond.
Okay.
Collapse.
Reasons?
Not even close. That's my reason. Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close.
In what regard?
It's just he's here and the other people are here. It's not close.
I think at various points in that TI, you have a team that has one of the widest gulfs in skill between them and any other team at that particular time. And you have an individual player on that team that was the best player on that team. So that's my argument for Faith Beyond, and still relevant nowadays.
I think Faith Beyond makes a very strong argument for being #1 in the off lane. He may not have won TI 2 times in a row, but I think he had a similar gap actually between the rest of the off laners.
My argument for 3-3 is that I feel like he did things that no one else could replicate based on heroes, builds, and team strategy all coming to like collective victory on 2 separate teams.
I'll spoil it for you now. Collapse is #1. Of course. Why Collapse? What do you see him do that makes him not even close?
I feel like I've already explained
No, you
this.
just said not even close. I'm going to press you for an answer. Give me an
Okay.
example of something he did that makes him not even close. You can't just say not even close. Give
Have
me
you seen
one
his
moment.
Magnus?
Yes, of course I have.
So you understand that no other player
You're not
is
argu-
performing
I-
on Magnus close to his performances
I
on Magnus.
agree. I agree. I'm with you. I just want
Yeah.
you to give me an example.
He can skewer somebody.
Okay.
They're not even close to their team. You understand?
Yeah.
The man plays Mars. He goes and he spears somebody. They are not even close to their team anymore. You understand what's happening?
Wait, Mortos again! They got Sumail. They don't have Chrono afterwards, but they might not need it. Mira continuing to control, looking for another round of this. RP gonna get off the mark and collapse. Falls him back in. What in the hell? Sumail has a Ghost Scepter now inside the Fountain. I don't know if he fought that or not, but Finger of Death out. Usually when OG is in the Fountain, it's good. Not this time, as they pull him back down again. No Tail dies.
Probably Collapse standout player for me at TI10, and then Yatoro for TI12.
Right.
So they've sort of juggled that back and forth between them, but I don't think you can hate anybody saying Collapse is their #1.
No, I agree.
But I mean, Collapse is incredible. Yeah, completely fair enough, deserved. He simply outplayed his opponents.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
we're
I mean,
back
especially
here,
I think
man,
anytime
cool.
a player is able to
Well,
make
we're
a particular
meticulous,
hero their signature hero and win TI with it, you sort of think, that's got to be solidified. You know what I mean? Like, all right, like Collapse Magnus is just too good. So we're happy with Collapse.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, who do you think was second and third?
I mean, it should
I
be
know
Faith
who's
Beyond.
second.
Faith Beyond is not in the top
He's not
three.
even top 3. He's not even top 3. I already knew that. You know who's #2? I'll tell you. I'll tell you 2 and 3. I'm not sure about the order.
Okay, give me 2 and 3.
Seb
Yes, he's in there.
and Mind Control.
No.
Wait, let's clap that. I think #3 is Seb.
Yes.
And I'll tell you who #2 is.
Go on.
It's Universe.
It is not Universe, no.
#2.
33.
Yes.
33.
Yes.
33.
It's 33. Well done. You can cut that together, and Avery will look like a genius. I'd like it if it jumped around all over the place at
Yes,
the end.
thank
as
you.
well. So that was Offlane. Well done, pros.
If there was a Hall of Fame, Collapse would be in there, right next to John Whipples, of course, well deserved. And of course, Avery knew that the whole time round he was just playing Kazim.
Yeah, he knows everything. But I will say a cool name they also mentioned, you know, like Universe, like taking it down, like Memory Lane. There's also other people, like maybe, you know, you have to put like Amar in there or XXS. You can mention Zai. A lot of legendary players in Dota 2.
Yeah, a lot of legendary players. We got 10 of them on stage right now. And one team on the side of Falcons, we are going to get a little listen in from them during one of the fights in the previous game.
ဘာလို့ပြောကြလဲသူ
No cliff, by the way. Oh, this is so good.
BT cliff.
Look, I wanna go, guys. Oh, I that's cancel. I'm fine. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine.
Crimson, you're Crimson, you're
I'll
Crimson.
purge you after
You're Licky Lotus, he wrote himself.
Oh, the aura, yeah.
I love that, especially the
Yeah,
team's so
very true,
quiet,
yeah.
Tika, but then you know that they're just focused. So then the release of when the GG comes out is just right there.
You know what's even cool for me as well is Elder Titan's innate is one of the most
Same,
looked
yeah,
over
it tells
innates,
you,
right?
yeah.
Additional damage during glyph. Did you hear the comms there? They went strong glyph. The fact that even talking about the types of glyph and also the energy, of course, that you're mentioning, I don't know. I just got excited when I heard them say strong glyph because they're respecting something that probably 99% of people in Dota. Fog loves this innate, by the way. Valve never removed this innate. Fog loves it. The fact they're talking about that shows how much they're thinking about every little thing in the game to make sure that they can win.
The best part was just Mallory yelling, and then a few seconds after, before the clip cuts off, you hear Snaking go, someone's feeding.
Okay. I mean, what I like about their comms is so it was very cool and calm, but everything they said, it allows someone to be more aggressive. I have Crimson, I have Lotus, I'm shielding you, I'm fine, don't worry about me. And then at the end, Malvine with his Primal Beast cosplay with a little roar. I like it. Like get immersed in your hero.
It was good energy coming out then, and I'm sure that all the 10 players are filled with energy again for the third game. Now that the series is tied, we have seen both teams taking one game. I will say that previous game probably definitely left Extreme wondering where they will go next, and I will ask you guys the same question because we wanted the teams to play a little faster potentially, and it seemed that Falcons really understood the assignment with dominating the lanes from the get-go. Effie, how is Extreme going to answer this?
I mean, Extreme have to build stronger lanes for themselves the same way they did in that game 1, but they also need to be more attentive of these Malrine rotations. Like, the reason why this Primal Beast looked so scary was because if you look at the supports in either side lane, they don't stop him. If he runs up their lane, they're gonna die. If you have an ET on one side lane and a Hoodwink on the other, these heroes are food for a hero like Primal Beast. Like, they don't have a means to shut down this hero. So either change one up in your support duo, or be more mindful that a hero like Primal Beast could come out later in the draft.
And absolutely, one of the big things that we did see in game 1, and also another way where I've seen Falcons lose games, is where Marine doesn't have a good game, or he's forced to gank his safe lane as opposed to the off lane. In game 1, they have the XM Quap, he slows him down in the mid lane, they play through it. In game 2, this didn't really happen. You don't pressure the Primal in lane, and yeah, you can match him, but also, that didn't really happen too. But for me, what's really important is going into this game, as we see a little sleeper man in the crowd, is the people that have the experience, what are they saying to their teammates? He's back.
He's back. Yeah, a little catnap in between games. This might be a very long night we got coming here.
Another important thing to look at here is that Falcons target banned XXS in that first phase. They did not care for anything else. They took out his Centaur, they took out his Mars, they took out his Earthshaker. XG have been making magic happen with these blink initiation type of heroes on XXS. And sure, Beastmaster has a stun, but it doesn't function in the same way as one of these initiation type heroes. It's a great hero to rally behind, but it requires for you to have won those laning stages and won that early game. So they've identified a big problem here on Falcons, and I feel like they're going to keep target banning him for the rest of the series, unfortunately.
And that's where, as you already mentioned, if Malrine has a good game, then it kind of compounds, right? Because if you have a bad off lane for XSS and XM is kind of getting shut out because Malrine's playing quicker on the map, I really want to see either XM or XSS have a priority where they know their matchup to have a better lane. Because I feel like either of these players has the potential to grab XG and kind of throw them into the game. But when they're both shut out, there's no way Army's going to find the farm. You need one other core to make time, make space for you.
There's also, Falcons are very, they understand heroes very well. They may not play Beastmaster as much on Amar themselves, but Skeeter's hero pool is very tailored to, stop you from what you want. And Beastmaster is an incredibly tempo-reliant hero. So when you open that hero and there's going to be the snaking Eng because, well, you're going to take out his gen, the Eng is coming. In my mind, try to take those two out. Maybe just prepare yourself for a Pugner. Look at an SD or something else, whatever you want. Take him away from these heroes that make your game incredibly hard to play.
Because the Ench actually was killable in game 1, right? You had Queen of Pain, you had Ursa, you had the Hoodwink, Mars. Any way when you step up, put two of those heroes I just mentioned together, Snaking dies, their information gatherer disappears, and then the fights can get harder. In the second game, Snaking kind of ran around for free, right? I'm not saying we need to rush to ban the Enchantress, but you need to respect that it's probably going to come out in the draft, and you need ways to stop him, because from the Purge clips, he had complete freedom. He was tanking coils, tanking camps, kind of doing everything he could to make the game super easy for all of his team to farm.
Yeah, I think that Enchantress also looked exceptionally good because she was playing into a Beastmaster. And I think that hero, now that I was thinking backstage, if you're countering all three of XXS's playmakers, and then you are leaving a Beastmaster in the pool, and your carry plays Abaddon, you're just going to pick Abaddon every time into this Beastmaster offlane, and you're not concerned whatsoever. If you're going to pick Enchantress every time the Beastmaster potentially comes out, you're not concerned at all. And it felt like XG thought they solved Enchantress with Klings. You know, he has that attack speed from Strafe. He's going to kill her regardless. He had a bad lane. He couldn't do anything. You can't just have your carry be the hero that kills. You need all of your draft to function so that the hero doesn't snowball.
Well, let's see how functioning the drafts will be in the next game.
Team Falcons versus Extreme Gaming Grand Finals Game 3.
For the third game in a row, we will have Extreme Gaming getting that first pick, meaning Falcons get second pick and also overall last. We do have Extreme Gaming back on the Radiant side where they were on that first game as well, with Falcons taking Dire. And so far, Extreme Gaming, since they only get 3 bans every single time so far, they have been banning the Chen, the Monkey King, and the Sand King, but they changed it up this time around, respecting that Enchantress we talked so much about already.
I like this quite a lot. I think going into this, so the teams prefer the stage that they're in, like the pick order, right? So you take out the Chen and the End. The next most played hero from Snake King is the Pugner. You give yourself the first pick Shadow Demon. You're quite happy about this. And I will say, if there's one guy that knows how to cook after losing a game in Grand Finals, it's Jawed. Both of these coaches, they know what's up. They're going to tell their team what they need to hear. Go into the next game clean.
Yeah, take out the 2 tempo supports, and then you pick the Shadow Demon to prevent the initiation of the jump that Maori but that's often with, Sand King lane. It disrupts the break that completely. Pangolier, you don't really care. Hero gets disrupted, continue searching for the next hero. You're not locked into the fight around that disrupted hero.
Falcon
Gaming are just going to do the all-in on the maybe something like a Snapfire Nova with how effective he was at saving They want to go for late game. They want to build a draft that lets them go to late game. Having a Beastmaster that forces them to play tempo that they can't do.
Yeah, what I also like just now on the cancel, look at XG, they're having a good time. They're smiling. They have, you go into the game, with your new strat, you try to scrape up, the last 2 games, whatever didn't happen. It's a BO3 now. You have this idea, go in, have some fun. I do like the response, though, like you already mentioned. You save it, well, 2.5-3 seconds later, I'm still rolling on it. So it doesn't really matter, but it's a lot about how do these 2 teams continue to build on top of this.
And the offlaners are still getting banned out, right? So a lot of bans being thrown out towards both the
and still the Ursa ban maybe indicating more tanky heroes to come out for Falcons once more.
Yeah, for sure. It could be the tanky heroes, it could be the... Generally speaking, Skeeter likes his melee carries, his melee strength, right? Your DK, your Sven. I mean, you saw Ame absolutely destroy them game 1 with this matchup, so could be setting up for this as well.
It might sound stupid. It could also be a vibes thing. Maori and Mar, when they jump a hero, they want to lock them down. They want to be, the showman of the game. You're trying to jump at Ursa when you're playing Pangolier. You're not doing anything, right, the entire time. So I think it really rallies the team knowing that Ame isn't going to be on this hyper-elusive hero.
I also think maybe their read is that if they don't have Ursa on the safe lane, they will lose that lane, most likely. And they just want to snowball off the lane, just
So this is kind of interesting because SD is generally considered a counter to Pugna because, well, your SD ult and the Crab won't come out, but very likely they will just play it on, it's still one of the best laners. The other heroes are out. You can still heal the guy, of course, that's getting, damage over time. One hero that Extreme could have, so there's a Bane that's overall kind of cool against Pango, and other games it was banned. And in other games, they've also shown us the Mirana. They are the only team that have played the SD Mirana combo in this tournament.
But it fills the void of creating information, right? A Chen and Ench, they want to hit towers, they want to run around the map, they don't care if they get jumped. Same thing for Pugna. When you leave your safe lane and Skidder doesn't need help, he'll be poking mid tower. He'll then move bottom, never blast here. He gets jumped. There's a decrep, life drain. There's so many annoying things that XG. If you try to go on the Pugna, you're probably wasting 30-40 seconds not going on another hero.
A second save support comes out here for XG with the Nightmare. To me, this is just screaming that they want to build around Ame. They're trying to hold out for the late game. They're going to just get wave clear through their 2 cores and hope that Ame on a hyper carry can take it to late game.
That is what they play for in most of their games, right? And we saw just now on screen too, X Nova 5-0 with Bane. hasn't lost yet. Now the question for them is, what do you answer? Because this is a hard pick in this stage. You double pick, you see one Pango.
Oh, Sheriffy.
That was going to be one of the questions. Do you just lock in your mid?
Okay,
Maybe you can find a flex. You can go mid lane. You can go safe lane against the Pango. I like this actually very much.
And it gives a lot of life to XSS, right? We want him to have a game. We don't want him to be sacrificed if XG are to be competitive. And the way that Zhao Weight's drafting right now is they're giving him so much information to find the right hero.
I mean, I'm thinking about Falcons, like, because you still have like these two supports you have to respect. You have SD Bane, they need to be respected when it comes to jumping them in the backline, making them play against something like this too. Is incredibly annoying for these two.
It's going to be off-lane Pangolin, mid Beastmaster most likely. Sure, they can flex it, but based on how they've been playing it so far, are we worried for XG not having the damage to deal with the early game tempo that Falcon showed us in game 2? Shadow Fiend does need Yasha Kai and Blink Dagger, the correct position for Requiem. Both of the supports in XG need other heroes to be doing the job for them, to frontline, to kill. The next two picks from XG need to respect that Falcons will sweep across the map.
If you're worried about that, maybe you can just go back to Road to TI and run an Axe again. I know Axe kind of fell out of favor here on the main stage, but that's an option.
I mean, I wonder too where Falcons want to take this, because a lot of the fours that Crit plays, they're okay against SD Bane. Like, sure, like if you have some, is Snapfire still in? No. So they go for the ring, and I feel like this is another hero that SD covers kind of well. You've got the Purge against the box. You have overall, I think, good laning. You can stack for your SF or whatever other offlaner you go for. So I think this is just Falcons. They care more about their comfort than what they care about whether you counter them or not.
But also it flips its way towards the Bane, right? Now Bane was in a grip. You get escape pack, right? It's back and forth, saves on both sides. The Slaughter, we've seen it obviously mid to off lane, but yeah. Minus armor.
Yeah, minus armor looking pretty strong, making the spend maybe a little bit stronger. Are we not at all surprised to see the Ringmaster come out when both Snap and also the Hoodwink are both still in the pool?
Save is good.
Save is good.
A little bit. I mean, the reason it surprises me is because the save isn't as good in this game with like the SD, so there must be something where they value, they don't care as much about damage, they care more about staying alive themselves, so they feel like they can like outpace or like outlive their opponents, which is a very interesting approach.
I think that Escape Act completely counters Steam. It makes it so that you have to go on this Ringmaster first in each fight, or wait till your carry has a nullifier. They were in a similar position last game where they had to get a nullifier carry, and it didn't look so good. So this Ringmaster, so long as he's not getting caught, he's saving in script, the team fight is going to be so easy to take from Falcons. Compared to XG, who are going to only want to go on Ringmaster and Pugna, they have their pick of the litter who to go on.
A key problem still is XG is locked behind items, right? All of their heroes, again, all their core heroes need items to play the game. When I say that out loud and how Falcons are playing, it does invoke quite a lot of fear in me. I am scared to, like, do they have enough map to actually get these items?
I mean, one thing that I like a lot from XG is that you have the SF Slaughter combo. Like when you play into these saves, you don't want like hard commit. Like if you corrosive face someone and hit 2 times with SF, like you better respond or you're dead. Like you don't have to like go with this big spell. And like it also gives you an Aegis. It also helps you when Pango rolls in. You amp him with Slaughter, you point your finger, SF starts hitting him with his aura, and he has to be really afraid for his life.
I want to see Ghost Scepters and Falcons. They have carry hero ban hai, the armor hero Terrorblade di, Asari ban hai. And now I got
SD can't hold
also animation ban hai through. Come on, animation got also Falcon by the time ban animation ban hai. Because she was standing here today. Come she. Wow, she. But like a low machine. Slide off he ended the boost.
Where do we want them to take this? Because I feel like XG, honestly, their setup is quite strong. Like SF Slaughter is absolutely no joke.
Just get a hero, let's get a hero through the pen. True all over, man. Key got a moment. Let's get out. Yeah, out the carry machine. AC, I do get out the armor.
How about Slaughter off lane, SF mid, go like Alchemist carry.
Sneaking.
Super tempo, you get early blink, you push your wave so you don't really have any problems. You then overwhelm your opponent. Such is life. They go for
all 7 total. 10 total. To send that video. Oh, AC, 10 total. Oh, AC, told them I'm going to leave 10 total. 9 mile.
I really like what's happening so far, and now it also depends for Falcons. What pick can
7 you
must send out a really good band, not just for Slaughter, but to spend as well in the troll.
I just hope for the sake of fans, XG can get this game to like 35-40 minutes. The amount of explosive damage they have, be it with the combinations that we've mentioned, the Fiend's Grip into a Requiem or the Slaughter with the Sven jump, like it is so explosive. But I have have to keep repeating it. It is items, items, items. They are not a level-based team. They need to find the farms. Maybe Falcons can find a hero to keep trying to undercut them. Maybe some Speeder Medusa. I feel like they would have liked TV themselves, so I don't. Maybe even XG, you know, they went like one step ahead. They could think, you know, they want Sven, we're gonna take it, but it's really good with them too. Now you have minus armor, you also have bonus armor yourself against these, against partner. I like
both straps.
Normally in this position,
the game 9 is there, the boy 9 is
the
feeling
way
to
you go early butterfly, you push your team out, and yeah, they do go for the
Guy got that.
I kind of feel like they need to have lane presence in the safe lane. You like buying butterfly, even man to 7 yeah, I like the dark pick. It is a safe that they are willing to sacrifice a little bit to bring the fight to them.
I don't see Shadow Fiend taking on a Beastmaster in the mid lane very frequently. We talked a lot about the mid lane already, so I would love to continue that. How do you guys feel this matchup will play?
Switch up.
I mean, it's always going to be support rotation based, right?
The switch up, very powerful.
Set up for some 2-3 raids.
Did you want switch up? Yeah, they bang
I think supports will play the key role in that matchup.
Yeah, I will say SF, he pressures you early. Beast with
okay,
levels,
but
XG supports don't really like playing into Beast.
Falcon I mean, it's you and I vision. I was going to say the child.
Whether
now, boy, my liar, case I'm shit. If I go, yeah, it's a man. 3-1 ဖြစ်သွားမှာ
This is like bread and butter Falcons.
နိုင်လဲကျွန်တော်ဖိစားပြီဖဲကုံမဲအပိမယ်ဖဲကုံတရားရအောင်ကြည့်မှာဒီနေ့ည
They're going to hit the same timing that we did last game. This is going to be about XG weathering the storm and whether or not we're going to see XXL.
နောက်ကကောင်တာလား
For starter to work,
That's
you
cool.
want his
Okay,
lane
yeah,
to go well.
ဒါတော့ကိုဟိုနဲ့ကိုအားပေးရမှာတင်းနေရတကယ်လည်း fan favorite တွေလည်းမဟုတ်ခဲ့ဖဲကုံမနဲ့တော်သေး AC ဆိုရင်
Okay, so you
China
and
favorite
both
လို့ပြောလို့
mentioned
ရ
Extreme Gaming has to weather the storm. We saw them unable to
အားမ
do
ရ
so
တော့
in
fan
the previous
favorite ပါ
game. Is
အား
the
မရ
storm
တ
going
ကယ်
to be
တရား
as
တစ်ခု
strong
လုံးမှာ
as previous game?
ဘူးဒီဆက်မှာကြည့်တိုင်းဘူးကြည့်လည်းမရှိတော့ဂျေးတို့ပါညာပြန်မရနိုင်တော့တဲ့ကောင်တွေထွက်သွားတယ်
Maybe at least Beastmaster could be a little bit slower for the mid lane as opposed to Primal.
ကြားစီချင်
So
တယ်
XG, it should be a little bit easier this
စနစ်
game.
ကျော်တော့ဆော့
Okay, let's find out who's going to take the lead in this best of 5 series with game number 3. First, though, we're heading to the stage with Tsunami and AUI 2000.
Thank you very much.
They're going
I
to
am
get
joined
Yazzie
now
Shima.
for game
Could
number
have
3
a
with
pop.
AUI 2000
Could
of
have a-
Falcons. I've been noticing a
Could have
trend.
been.
Every single game this series, you've been opting for last pick. I was wondering why.
For us, we're pretty comfortable on first pick and second pick, first extreme. So they have like 20 games on second pick and like 5 games on first pick, so we just thought we would take it from them.
All right, trying to throw him off of balance. And I'm also noticing that in the first phase, in game number 1, you first phase Pango, but you also first phase banned Bane. This time, you didn't opt to do it, didn't ban Bane at all, and they picked it up. What do you feel?
I mean, Bane's a good hero for them. It's a hero that we're actually concerned about, but we just thought that we had to ban something. I actually don't even remember what we banned on 12, but we thought it was better to ban that instead, I guess.
They have a lot of heroes, I don't blame you. And last, I was wondering if you could give some praise to Amar, because he has been captaining this team this entire TI, and we saw how spent he was. That elimination game during the road against Spirit, he was on the desk, completely washed out, and now this is one of the highest pressure situations that any esports player could ever be in. How's he handling it?
No, I mean, Amar, honestly, he always surprises me, like, for his age, just a level of maturity, and he has, like, some online persona he does, but as a teammate, he's been great, and he's really come into his own in this role. It's just really, honestly, admirable.
Words of praise for the captain, the young captain of Falcons. And now let's see how his draft does as we get into game number 3.
And the fact that Amar stepped it up after what could have been a devastating Game 1 loss, but they strike right back in Game 2, and now it feels like Falcons have the overall strategy advantage.
Potentially they do. I mean, it goes back to Joey to kind of bring the team back in this Game 3, reset the mentality, give them a new direction. He definitely took a new direction to try and counter that tempo that we saw Falcons put into Game 2. I don't know even what you call this. This is the hyper demon draft. I mean, he just went for all the scary heroes, line them up, put the minus armor into them, and absolutely chunk face. This lineup scales like an absolute beast. Like, this is not a lineup Gyro is going to be able to stand
Marine
against. You have double BKB piercing supports. You have an insane amount of physical burst damage. You have Sarter to amp it all up. If I'm Falcons, I don't want to find myself in that position. I want a game like Game 2, where I have a strong laning phase, my cores get ahead, I deny some experience from the supports, maybe even contest some stacks, and never give a chance for this hyper-scaling lineup to come on.
I guess I'm wondering, like, that wasn't the problem in Game 2, so why did Extreme put so much scale when the problem in Game 2 was they just got ran over in lanes?
I think they have been run into a corner a little bit on XXS's hero. Like, we saw how much Falcons were target banning him. They took his 3 best offlaners out in that first phase. He's running out of heroes a little bit. He probably didn't want to pick the Batrider we saw play earlier into the Pugna. Didn't feel like the game was good enough for him. So then what else are you playing to give that jump stun that XG really need? It's clear they want him on that archetype of hero, but maybe they were struggling to find it. If you ended up wanting to go the route with the Slardar, then you have to build the lineup around him, and this is just kind of where it ended up.
Fair enough. There was certain things that they did have to give up as a concession to Extreme Gaming. We heard from AY2000 himself, they are a very good Bane team. What is it about this hero that feels so good right now?
The scale, right? Being able to BKB Pierce lock down a carry in the middle of the fight, it's just such a huge threat for a lot of these cores that want to jump in, pop that debuff on top of it. The sleep save can be super influential, and just the catch around the map. Like, he's one of the better cores at setting stuff up with the sleep into the ult. Not a lot of heroes are going to survive that. This hero just feels good at almost every point in the game outside of the very early laning phase, which we have not seen go punished too hard this event. I mean, there's certain games like last where you get run over, but even that Game 2 was not a game that was one off the lanes, it was one off the trap.
As this duo, the Bane and Sven, are trying to keep the Pango from getting out of control. That Bane is also a big counter to the Pango, but we have seen Amar, his item choices, he is really loving the early Lotus Orb pickup. I was going to ask you about this in Game 2. Why did Lotus Orb become this first item pickup? This is typically an item you're looking at second, third, fourth item. Why are we getting it so early?
Well, this man's been doing it for a long time, so maybe other people are behind it. It's just strong. If you get it up online early and you're leading the pack in net worth, it prevents a lot of all-ins from certain heroes in the meta like the Beastmaster. It's great scaling for your carry later in the game. It gives you early armor, gives you early regen. Kind of a super farm item or a resource item to stay out on the map. You just have to get it up fast enough. Get a delayed Lotus, it's not going to feel great. If you're leading the pack with Lotus, it can feel amazing. And ATF likes these kind of builds. We could easily see some sort of build this game, just so he can roll in and block some of the Slardar Amp, the Bane Grip. Demonic Purge, also very influential spell in this game. Off the Shadow Demon first pick version. Amazing Purge game. Burst the Pugna, burst some of the buffs, burst the escape back from this The panel was talking about Nullifier. They might not need a Nullifier as fast as they normally would because they have Jingu on the Shadow Demon that can provide that constant dispel for the first target you are trying to burst down. That first point of contact in the fights is going to be everything for both these teams because of how XG have built their line.
That's fair enough. I think it's also worth mentioning Lotus Orb did kind of get a buff recently. It's just a little bit harder to see than he used to be.
I mean, maybe I'm just old. I always complain about the visual changes, but you know, you can't complain about it now. You've seen it before. You played against it. This is a grand final. Step up or go home.
And X-Nova almost kills Crit off of it. Two-man stun into a two-man blood grenade. Not too bad. Damage being dealt doesn't find the first blood. That is still on the table.
Don't want to get baited by this Ringmaster in the lane phase, though. This hero's very strong on the lane. You can always bait you in with stick charges, Lotus, potential strongman tonic will be cushion action.
Yeah, the last thing you want to give him is a kill in lane, and then he
starts
snowballing.
You just want to make sure he doesn't get anything out of it. If it goes even, you're pretty happy against this hero, particularly with the Bane. This is a good matchup for Ringmaster. Crit's going to do a little stacking on top of it as well.
Yeah, speaking of going even, it does look like the laning phase as a whole is going even, which is a good sign for Extreme. Last thing they want is to be at such a disadvantage to give up the win. Teleport is coming in, and now it's the control and damage to Sneak in like Shadow Demon. He can never pop that poison.
ကောင်းလေ 2K စကေတာအတွက်ယူပေးတော့နော် supporter အနေနဲ့
turns it around. That's a tough fight without the support
သတိမိပါသတိမိပါ
his extra DPS. Big turnaround for the gyro on
သ
this
တိမိ
lane.
ပါသားငါ
That's a lane that
ငါ
could
တော့
have swung either way
သူက
off that
မင်း
kill
မေပြီးငါ
attempt.
ကင်မရာ
Instead
လေး
it
ကို
goes
စစ်ကြ
Falcon's
ကြနေ
way.
ထိုင်မိနေတယ်သူ
Skeeter
ကရှောင်းရှောင်း
very
လေးထိုင်
happy about that experience. He'll get to go to base and come back now.
Would you back camera?
He'll be back to base a little bit
ငါလည်း
quicker,
ရော
but
စဲကန်နေ
It does mean that the Falcons won't be able to min-max the
That's a
advantage they
cool
got
one.
off of those kills. The Slardar
ကဲအဲ့တော့
able to play
6 မိနစ်ကိုလူပြန်ပြီခင်ဗျာ
solo
ရော
for a
ပြီးတော့
little
ထိန်းထား
bit.
သေးတယ်ရောကတော့ပေါ်မှာတော့ပေါ်နေတဲ့
Don't get the power rune.
အဲ့
So
ဆိုပါတော့
instead,
ကောင်
get
ပြန်
the
ပေး
kill.
လိုက်ရပါတော့ဒါပေမဲ့လည်း
Brains
ဒီကံ
have
ရော
no sleep.
ရှေ့ဖီးတဲ့
Rex
စ
over
ကီးက
there.
ဖြစ်သွားတယ်
Just
ဘာ
take
ညာ
it down from the high ground.
အဲ့တော့
Secure the rune.
3Z.
For XM, but how much can he do with the regen? Have to see. If I'm XG, I don't want to fall
3C
behind
နေ
in
တယ်
economy
ဦးဆောင်နေ
again.
တ
I
ယ်
don't
ဖဲ
want to
ကွန်
let
ရ
these
ဘလောက်
heroes
တော့
become
ထိထားသေးတယ်သူ
unkillable,
တို့
which
အားမေ
means
တော့အ
getting
ရင်
some
ကြီး
stacks up,
တွန်း
making
လို့မရ
sure
ဘူးဆို
Sven
ပေ
and
မဲ့
SF are having
အ
a
မ
very
သာဖက်
good
တ
lane
ကောင်လေး
phase
တော့စကောက်
into
ခိုင်း
that
ချုပ်ပြီးအမိုက်ဝမ်း
acceleration.
နေအများနဲ့သူတို့ဝမ်းဝမ်းထိန်းကြ
Potentially making some
ချိန်
plays
တိုင်းအမသာဖက်ကလိုက်ရရောအားမေ
through the Slardar, through the
Okay,
bait,
Ace
setting some
and
stuff
Rado.
up on the map. You do have
ပ
this
ထမ
bait
ဆုံးအနေ
SF
နဲ့ဒါပထ
combo
မ
where
ဆုံး
you
အ
kind
ချိန်
of
အနေ
sleep
နဲ့
people
ဖဲ
in
ကွန်မဟုတ်ပဲ
directly,
Ace
and
and
you really want to play
HG
around
ကနေ
that.
စပြီးတော့
And XM, he did really well in this mid lane.
Savio.
He's just laying into this
Push
tower.
now,
Another great
Churro,
keyword.
Churro.
They are controlling the vision around this area.
သူတို့မှရပါတယ်ဝင်လာတဲ့
See
စပယ်တွေ
XG
ထောက်နေကောင်
prioritizing
ရှိရ
it, and I don't think they're going to want to lose Wisdom Shrines this time around.
အ
I
ဓိ
think
က
that
ထောက်ပြီး
was
တော့
a
ရင်ကျွန်တော်
huge
စပယ်ကူ
factor
တော့
in
နေ
that
ရမ်း
game
ကြောက်
too.
Absolutely.
You have to prioritize it a little bit here.
Yeah, Falcons are certainly
အဲ့
not
တော့
in a
XM အနေနဲ့တော့
position
stat ဥတွေ
to
တော့ကြ
get
ည့်နေရပါတော့
aggressive
သူ
in
တစ်ချက်
that regard.
ဘာတွေလုံးနေလဲ
In fact, it's gonna
stat
be
တွေကသူမြင်တော့မြင်သွားပြီပေါ့နော်နှစ်ကောင်လုံးအဲ့မှာစားပြီခင်ဗျာစားပြီးတော့သူများ stat ဥတွေကို
That was the
XM
one
အနေနဲ့
point
စောက်လူကောင်းဝင်သွားနေပြီ
saying,
ပေါ့
okay,
နော်
they've got a little bit of network lead, but if they also
အဲ့
have
မှာ
the
Ace က
stack
ဘေးက
advantage,
ထောက်ပေးထားတယ်
that
Marine
could
ရောက်
really
လာနောက်
build
ကျ
up
သွား
into
ပြီနှစ်ကောင်ပဲ
something.
ကျန်
But
တော့
most of those stacks have just been
ရ
raw.
ပါတယ်မတ
This
န်
is
နိုင်
really nice play. This is getting
ငိုက်
value
မိ
out
ရ
of
ဒီ
that
ဘက်က
regen rune, right? Not only a
Luma
6-minute
just
power
have
rune
night
that you
and
can use
light.
too aggressively. Here, beautiful usage
Right
of it. Go steal some
Get a
stacks,
goal,
slow
get a
down
goal,
the
one already
base,
hit me,
accelerate the
though.
effort, and he's still
ဘော
gonna
တော့
get
ချက်တ
some
ကူတွေ
resources
ဖြစ်
out
နေ
of
ပြီ
between races.
ဟွာတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးဒိန်းအောင်တော့မဟုတ်
Puts
ဘူး
himself in a very solid position.
Right.
This is one of his signature heroes. I mean,
အဲ့တော့
people
ပေး
think
လိုက်ရ
of
ရ
the
ပါနော်
XM
ဒီက
sniper.
stat ဥလေးသူတို့ stat ဥလေးကြမယ်
He's
တ
also
သိန်း
been
ထ
playing
သိ
this
န်း
shadow
လာ
feed
လုံးဝ
for
သာ
a
ကဆောင်း
long
ထပ်ပြီး
time.
ပြန်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ stat ဥကြမကြွေးဘူးကဲပေါ်ထက်တဲ့နဲ့ပကနနဲ့တွေ့တော့မှာနှစ်ကောင်လုံးဟဲ့ပကနာတွေ့ဥလိုက်ပြီသူစီတော့လို့နဲ့လွတ်မှာမဟုတ်ရေစီးချောင်းနဲ့ပြေးရေစီးချောင်းနဲ့ပြေး
Decrepify that's good enough.
You
They
see,
can
don't-
run for it, but they should just be
Look
able to tail
down,
him. Nobody
Gowley.
around to help him out. The gyrocopter's not going to join
တို့
in
ပြော
on
နေတဲ့
this.
လွတ်အောင်မလားဒီစနေက
Especially if XM, they do have the beast fans that are trying to sandwich this right now.
အဲ့မှာတော့ back at Marine ပြန်ကြတယ် raw တော့ရှိနေသေးတယ် Marine
Marine just running in
သူ
for the
XM ကို
war.
ထပ်မလိုက်တော့
Keep
ဘူး
going on XM there. He's way too strong. And you have to think about the saves.
XM
that
ရှိ
actually
လို့
have
သူမ
to
လိုက်တော့ဘူးနော်
Marine here. Like,
Marine
keep
ရဲ့
going
စိတ်
at
ထဲ
war
နဲ့
target.
raw တော့
That
ရှိနေ
target
သေး
gets
တယ် AC
disrupted.
ပဲ
That
ခီး
target
တွေပြန်
gets
မ
left.
ပြရတော့ပြီ
Your team fight presence is going to be
Come
mitigated
again,
for a while, so he has to make sure his game is good. He's continuing to scale. Don't take too many bad early fights into the saves here.
Yeah, there are actually so many interactions here that Extreme have the answer to, right? The Rolling Thunder is going to come in. They have Fiend Script for that. If there is the single target stuns coming out, they have Disruption or Nightmare. Then you've got the Demonic Purge countering the saves from Staking and from Crit, right? You have Escape Act as well as Decrepify that's going to be countered. There is high potential for Extreme to be able to outplay Falcons, but are they going to be able to get there? It's an early game. Does seem to favor Falcons for now.
Got some decent support levels, a lot of playmaking available. Their lineup does seem a little more straightforward to execute if it gets rolling. It's kind of the one upside for them, particularly if the gyro can join fights and have a higher impact before the Sven comes online.
ဒီကသူက speed ပေးရမယ့်ကောင်7ဖြစ်နေတယ်နော်သူက Cherokee ကိုကောင်ကြီးနဲ့ speed လိုက်ယူပြီးတော့လိုက်လုပ်ပြီးတော့လေ
I'll just make sure there's no deny here. Big towers claimed by Extreme and the SF. He's free to move around the map. He'll light on Ace Nova to get the sleep, but he doesn't. Oh, he does get in range.
He just got level 5
Cherokee
low,
7 နှစ်ကောင်မှကြာလာပြီ
extra range. They're going to run
ဘယ်လိုလဲ Ruby ထွက်လာတယ်က Ru ကယူမထားသေးဘူး level 1နဲ့တော့ပြေးလို့ရသေးအမတဖက်
Where was the stun from on it?
နောက်က bucket တွေကိုကြောက်ပြီးချက်ချင်းပဲပြန်ဖတ်ပါ
absolutely bring that Pangolier
အဲ့စီနေနေ hero game မရရင်လည်းမပေးချင်တဲ့အနေအထားကြီးဖြစ်တယ်နှစ်သိန်းလုံးကတော့
What a misexecution on XG off a beautiful setup from
ဘယ်
that.
အိတ်ဖို့ထိုင်ပြဖို့တဲ့သူကကောက်ကြအောင်
now being on cooldown and a bit of the surprise spoiled Falcons. They'll bring numbers to this bottom lane push in
ဒါ
extreme.
အရင်အိတ်ပြီးဖမ်းလိုက်ရတယ်လို့ဖြစ်ပါ
They're likely just to give
သူ
this
ရောက်မှ
one
အိတ်တာမ
away.
ဟုတ်သူလာဖို့
XXS
အိတ်
is
ပေးထားတာ
having,
လို့ဖြစ်
you know, a fair time at the top lane. He's playing solo right now and chipping away at a tower.
ဘင်းက
So
ဘာ
there's
7 မှမရှိ
really
တော့ဘူး
no
အဲ့ချိန်မှာ
need to
7
risk
နဲ့
fighting
Shadow
at
Feed တော့
bottom
7
lane.
တစ်ခွက်ပဲပါလိနှစ်ကောင်ပေါင်းပါ
The early portion of that lane was rough for XG, but they eventually kicked Skeeter out. Now he's the poorest core out of this
အေး
lane.
အေး
He's
သူ
just
တော့
trying
ရ
to
တာအဲ့ကြောင့်အဲ့နေရာကြီး
found almost nothing in terms of fighting, and after we saw that double kill that crit TP'd into.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any ancient stacks to fall back on when he does get the farm for it. Now there's still plenty of time before that comes to fruition. But
ကိုကောင်လေးက
this is
level
great for XXS.
level 4
He was struggling, now he gets a free lane. And XM, another
ဒီ
ancient
ပွဲ
stack going in the shadow.
အိတ်ဆန်ကတော့တခုခုလောက်ပြမှရ
This
တော့
is
ဘာ
one of
လို့
the best shadow feed starts we've seen.
Yeah, this is actually just disgusting.
သူရရှာသွားတာမန်တာလားဘာလားတော့မသိဘူးမန်တာသွားလဲမမအောင်
allows him to go into the triangle and he's a
ပန်ကိုလာရိုးတွေပါတယ်
That
ပြီး
just
တော့
means
Rima
he's
Star
going to be
RC ရော
playing
ဂါယု
both
ကော်တာ
sides of these
ဒုံး
triangles.
ကြီးတွေရော
Very influential tower
ပကနာ
losers
2C
in
တုတ်တာရော
with the
ကို
Beast, who wants to protect those ancient
ဟောရရှာ
stacks.
ကာယ okay ဒီဘက်က7တော့ free ဟုတ်ပါ free မဟုတ်ပါဘူး
We are not seeing that same
7တော့ချက်ကို
I think there
တ
were
ချက်ကို
probably
ထင်
some
တယ်
concerns
သွား
that
နေ
Falcon's
တယ်
just gonna do a replay of that game.
Yeah.
And just run it back all the way to an Aegis. The answer seems to be no. Yeah,
Good boy,
running
Neo.
through a wall here will not find the same momentum. Doesn't mean they can't still build it if they start getting some good team fights going their way, but it's getting
အမသာဖက်က level 6ခုထိတော့စစ်မှယူမလားသေးဘူးသူအလုံးလေးအမကိုဝင်1 2 only နဲ့3တောင်တစ်စစ်မှမယူပဲစော့နေအမသာဖက်နဲ့ spell damage နဲ့ lane နဲ့ push မဲ့ tower ယူမဲ့ဒါမျိုးသူတွေးထားတဲ့အနေထားပါနော်သူတို့ကိုယ်လည်းပဲတဲ့ဆိုင်ကြည့်လို့မရဘူးဟိုဘက်ကအရင်စိတ်စော့နေထားတယ်သူအလုံးယူထားတဲ့ဘယ်မှဖြစ်ဘူးဆို
Because so much of it,
ခုချိန်ကြီးအမ
faster
သာဖ
tempo
က်
is played around Malrine.
level
If he's
9
playing Primal Beast, he wants to run around, get kills. He's playing Beastmaster, he's going to play far more to controls a slower game. He wants to get his aggro scepter first before he risks too much. And we're seeing the
အဲ့မှာ
impact
Shadow
of
Feed
that.
6300အဲ့ဒါတကွက်စာတော့ကွာနေတယ်အဲ့မှာ Shadow Feed ကျိုးနေတာ show ခွဲဝဲထိုးသား roll လိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာ soul ချက်ချင်းပြန် soul လိုက်တယ်ညက်နေတာအမညက်နေတာချစ်သူညက်နေဒွင်းနေတေးပြီးအမအတီးကြီးပြသွားတယ်ဆိုတော့ Shadow Feed ကေးလေးရတဲ့ရတယ်မရတော့ဘူး
To make sure his mid laner
Yeah,
does
Shadow
not
Feed
go
တေးလို့ရ
down.
တယ်
That
အဲ့
was
မှာ
the
roll လိုက်
most
တယ်
farmed core in this game. And Falcons, they should have had that kill.
not the place or time to get
ဟုတ်
stuck
တယ်
on the
သူ
ping.
ဘာလို့အဲ့ပြက်ကိုင်းမှမသိဘူးဘင်းကိုင်းလိုက်လို့ပြန်ပြီးကေးပြန်ရအောင်
again later. That's a botch kill.
Ace over အဲ့ဒါလည်းမရနဲ့မစော့တတ်တော့ဘူး
Might have
ကို
been
ဝေး
able to
လို့
bail
ပြော
him out even if that Pingo didn't get stuck. That's very close though.
ဘန်လိုက်တာ
You do
အဲ့ဒါ
not
လည်း
want
တဲ့
that on XM here.
သူတို့တော့ရှစ်
He is
ဟွာ
so
ဖက်
far for
စ
him
နေ
to
က
go
င်
down.
အန်ချန်တို့ကဘန်သေးရပဲ
That presence on the map. That
အေး
would
ပြောရင်ဆိုရင်
be
လမ်းလျှောက်လာ
for
ပြန်ပြီ
XG.
ဘူး
That's
ကတော့
why
ဆောက်လည်းမ
Falcons
လို့
were
နဲ့
prioritizing
ရှိတော့
him.
မရှိသေးဘူးဘင်း
Yeah, with this Kaya Yasha, he doesn't need a blink tag to set up these Requiems, right? He's got X Nova and he's got. I mean, both a Nightmare and a Disruption are probably good enough for him to get off a Fiend Script.
Ace
Or a Requiem
sorry,
Souls
Fable
that
better.
leads into a double or triple raise. Anybody's going to die.
HG ရဲ့ HG ရဲ့ဆောင်းပုံဆောင်းပေါက်ကအရန်ကို save ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့တက်လို့မရလို့ Falcon ကိုယ်တိုင်လည်းမတက်တဲ့စပယ်ယူပြီးသူလည်းအဲ့တိုင်းပြန်ဆော့ reaction ပြန်ပြီးဒီချိန်သူဆောက်ပွဲတွေလိုက်ဖန်နေပြီ
around the map. Falcons
If you're in
play a little bit more cluttered than
နေ
they
က
were
တိုင်းရ
able to
ထော
do
င်ထား
in
တ
the
ယ်
past.
စလာတော့ဝင်လာတာသူမြင်နေမန်နာတော့မရှိတော့စနေက Magic 11 charges နဲ့ဒိုးတက်တော့ရှိရသူအိတ်ဆန်တော့မြင်သွားပြီဘာလို့မှလဲဟို share ဒီမှာပုံထားပြီးတော့ဘိန်းအိတ်တာလေးရှိစနေကတော့ပြတ်သွားပါဘူးပေါ်လန်တာဝါတော့ပထမဆုံးအနေနဲ့
As he wants it faster, looks like
HG
Shard is the build up for him
ဒီ
next.
မှာ
So
တော့
he
first hour
wants to be
တော့
the tank he
ဒီ
won in
ပေါ့
this
နော်
game.
အောက်က fake 1ရပြီးလာတာဆိုတော့တာဝါတစ်ဖက်တစ်လုံးစီနဲ့ပဲနောက်ဘောကလေ
That's true.
အဲ့ဒါ
Yeah,
1k
he's
လောက်
still
ပဲရှိရ
around
ဆို
the
တော့တိတ်ကွာကြီးမ
Enchantress.
ဟုတ်ဘူး
It's like
ဒီ
this
က
is
သူက Shadow Feed က
how taken by is supposed to
9400
feel.
ဘယ်ကိုလာရမမတဲ့ဖက်ကတော့ပြောတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ skater ထက်ကိုနောက်ဝက်လိုက်
I love this. Look at
အဲ့လိုပဲသူ
XXS
offlane
is
က
hiding
စိ
his
တ်ချတယ်
blink deck.
အဲ့လိုပဲလိုက်စော့
It's sitting on this courier, just hiding in the trees.
မင်းရှုံးတယ်
We get some value on this. There's that
Very nice.
ward up there, right scouted, but
ဩ
Yeah.
1
I do wonder if it saw the courier at any
မ
point
င်း
in
1
time,
နဲ့ရှုံး
or
နေ
if
ပါ
it
လေ Man
sees him.
City ကိုငါလုံးမှာ
that's a
He backs
way
away.
better start for XG though. Game even for them out of lane.
But a minute,
I feel
though.
like that's a slight victory for them.
Do you think that
Sorry,
that
Mo.
favors them draft-wise?
I
Not
don't
as a
know,
team, but
I-
draft-wise, do you feel like this is a
15
draft that as long as you come out even, you're actually
ကဲ
favored?
ခုတော့ first smoke ကလေးတော့တွေ့ရပြီ AC ဘက်ကစလုပ်တယ်ဆိုတော့သူရောသူတို့ဗတ်ဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်မှာဒီကသူတို့ suspect ဖြစ်နေတာဒီကောင်တွေ Russian လုံနေလို့ suspect ဖြစ်နေတာပေါ့နော်တကယ်တည်းလုံနေကြတာလေအဲ့ဒီမှာ portal နဲ့ဟိုဘက်ကဝင်ပဲနောက်ကနေပြန်ဝင်တော့ကတော့လှတယ် HD အလုပ်ဖြစ်သွားမလားဆိုတော့ကြည့်ရအောင်နော် Shadow Feed နေတော့
And they're
အော်ဒီမှာ Remaster
crit, they're going to chase
အိုး
after
တော့ရှာတဲ့ level 6ထောက်ထားလို့ရတယ် Remaster နဲ့ဘာလို့မှလဲဝမ်းပြန်ထောက်ပြီးတော့အသေးခံသွားတယ်ဗျာ Russian တော့ပြသွားပြီဆိုနေမှာ Russian နဲ့ရသွားတော့အာဒီတဲ့ကြံပြီးတော့ပြန်ထွက်တာနဲ့တော့
Extreme had literally just gone
ကျွန်တော်တို့
for their okay, we're strong enough to
ဖေ
go
ကွန်
for
နေ
a
နဲ့တော့
smoke, any
fast
sort of
push
pick
ပြန်
off
တွေး
of
လို့ရ
Victor
ပြီ
Roshan.
လူ
They
ရှန်
were
လေး
ready
နဲ့
for
second
that
tower push ရမှာပေါ့
move,
နော်
but Falcons one
ဝဲ
step
ရီကလ
ahead
ည်း
of them and
second
taken
tower
away
push ဖို့
a
လူရှန်
critical
US နေဖြစ်
objective.
That was very clutch on the timing. They got the beast map drags. They go in the pit. They read the map.
Marine
absolutely on point.
Aegisတော့ကောက်တာတဲ့ Dominator နဲ့
And if you don't run interference there with the ringmaster, there's a chance that smoke just goes in the pit and you just jump it when it pops, right?
Yep.
4 minutes on the clock here for Maureen. You can now push a little more aggressively. Have a lot more presence in the team fight. Work towards his scaling with that BKB. Try and create some space on the map for this gyro to recover. You're still looking at Skeeter as the poorest core here. Not a great sign on this hero, especially when he's up against so much debuff piercing.
ဒီမှာသူ Shadow Field လို့ကောင်းမျိုးနဲ့ Slada လို့ကောင်းမျိုးရှင်ခုတ်ဖို့သူ့မှာဂုံတီးရဲ့ကြာကြောင်းလိုရတယ်ဘေးစစ်နေ
You can absolutely recover very quickly here.
ကျန်တဲ့စပယ်မထွက် mana ကုန်နေတော့မှသူထိုင်ခုတ်နေလို့ရတယ်ဒီပုံစံနဲ့ Marine ကောင်းပါကြာကြောင်းဖက်တာအဲ့မှာ Slada ဝင်လိုက် Slada 2နောက်က Crit ကထောက်ပေးထားသေးတယ်မစီသေးဘူးစီးလို့ရသေးတယ်ဆိုမှ Crit
Yeah,
it's see even though Snakeပြန်ဟီးပြီးတာဗောနော် Marine နေတော့ဘာမှဖြစ်မတော့ဘူးဒီကအဲ့လိုပေါ့နော်နောက်က back က support နဲ့ကောင် Marine မရှင် carry မဖြတ်ရဲဘူးစပယ်မပေးရဲဘူးပြဿနာ
See, heroes, no reason to fight into this.
I said back on that.
That's not the target you want to go on with your single burst lineup.
So I'm at the fair. He's from there.
Hunt this Pango, sure. Hunt this gyro, absolutely.
He's from
They're eyeing him up. Look at X Nova on the back.
He's Nova line it.
Can he get him off
base though?
Oh, he's so close to the blink away. Out of range and now out of sight.
That was some sick positioning. That is not a move I think Amar expected. He doesn't have pace. He goes down there for sure. You just get slept into Requiem.
Well, we haven't even mentioned the two carries too much in this game. Amang is certainly getting the better of the situation. 9,300 net worth on him. Axe is cutting down, chasing after him.
That's so awkward with the tumbler toy.
ပေါ်လန်ဒီကတော့ full တောင်းတယ် Lucian 3 minutes Lucian 3 minutes
little river cliffs causing Falcon's problems.
Okay Marine နဲ့နေဆိုင်တဲ့ BKB ဆိုရင်တော့ Slada တော့ဘာလို့လဲကြောက်စရာမလိုဘူး
It's funny this changes that they got for themselves. They almost got it too early. Just because they won't actually have it when the Tormentor spawns.
I mean, this was not an Aegis they take for their lineup. This is an Aegis you take away from XG. But it does mean you'll have to contest the faster Roshan cycle in this game.
Got the Nightmare on him. Team is teleporting in.
Sneaking, she only 20 2 up on the yard. What's right there? The Bugani. Slada, stand you, Loyal. Don't like the Kamia. Ace.
Bungled the stun there that should have gotten them the
extra
kill.
Sudden Loyal. Oh,
shit. It really was. He had to walk away from his blink. Whoopsies.
Extra life for Falcons to play with here.
It's still a good rebuttal.
XG, you bring Ame into the fight, just decimate the Pugga. Gotta feel good about that. This Sven is
Cascade out of fan of Fanny. I mean, two normally, Sabudari Tama, sheep.
I mean, just look at the levels, right?
Fagon, I look at you, finally.
Level 12 on the gyro. XG have the two highest level cores in this game.
I'm going to tell you. I stand running, yeah, I think I go with it. Oh! Slada ပြတ်သွားပြီတကယ်ကောင်းနေ off lane လို့ကျွန်တော်ပြောတယ် off lane နဲ့ Marine မိကတော့နှစ်ခုပိုကောင်းနေတယ်စကတာထက်တော့အဲ့တော့ Tuesday တက်ကဟိုလာရရှက်တော့ပါသေးတယ်
So good call for Falcons.
XG
didn't expect him to linger up here this much. They had 2 wards up on that top lane.
In theory, a lot of people were playing for most of it.
They waited for him to show, and they want to take that tower down and occupy this part of the map because you are looking towards that 20-minute Tormentor. Another easy objective for XG to take if you don't take it first. Control this part of the map. Could set that fight up a lot easier, and we're still seeing Maureen just camp this area. He does not want to give this corner to XG while he has Aegis for another minute.
Second tower ရောထိလိုက်ရအောင်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်က Ace Nova ကျွန်းနေရအိတ်ထားသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့တေဖို့အရင်များတယ်မလေးလိုက်နေနေတယ်
and Maureen does not have to roar to get the kill. He just casually runs it down. 40 seconds left on the Aegis, 20 seconds left on his roar.
Absolute
Tormentor control here for Falcons. Playing the objective as well, giving up a little more farm to XG to do it. But they're okay making that trade if they can continue to slow down the Slardar's game progression.
I like this though. XM, he's reading the positioning of Falcons around the map and is trying to take objectives where he can as a result. If he can pull some heroes down here, then maybe that means Extreme get the better control of the Tormentor.
You also just
trying to get as much XP off the map right now because if you can get to the level 18 on your 2 cores that are really high level, level 3 Requiem, level 3 God Strength would go a long way, especially when you're amping a lot of this damage up.
That's true. I mean, he gets the BKB. Blink BKB Requiem. I don't know if Maureen can be fast enough to Primal Roar to stop it. If he can't do it, nobody else can.
That's your only option when this guy goes in.
BKB.
Ramp damage.
BKB
I
တော့
mean,
မရ
he had
သေး
an
ဘူး ဒါပေ
arcane
မဲ့
root
သူ
before.
DD တော့ရပါ
I
ပြီ
was wondering if they were going to make a play with that, but as you said, he's just trying to farm up as quick as possible right
ဒါပေမဲ့
now.
damage နဲ့ smoke ကိုကြည့်ရမှာဒါမှမဟုတ်ဒီမှာ shot okay shot ပဲတည်းကြည့်ရ
that they
တော့
are not
ဒါ
willing
ပေမဲ့
to
ဒီ
play
ကအရင်
for
လုံးလို့ပြီးဖို့
Tormentor,
များ
but
တယ်
this will be Falcons.
များတော့ဗောဒီက shot ရင်
I mean,
ပြီးသွား
Falcons
တယ်
did a tremendous job controlling this portion of the map and
XG
eliminating
နေ
the
တော့
vision.
ဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရတော့
This was their tormentor to
ဘူး
take.
တကယ်တော့
And
ဘော်
kind
တယ်
of a tough
DD လည်းရှိတယ်
high ground to fight into against the Penguin
fight
and
တော့
the
ဖြစ်ရှင်တယ်
Beastmaster.
တင်း fight ဒါပေမဲ့လည်းမီတော့ဒီကောင်ဆက်တက်လာမလားကြည့်ရပါနော်ကျွန်လာပြီးတက်လာရင်
Got a little spotlight action, so we'll see
စပယ်ပေးပြီးတော့
30% miss chance. I mean, when you have a bunch of physical damage and minus armor.
Yeah, very true. Could be influential here.
Missing a single hit could make you
တန်
miss
ကို
the
လာရနဲ့
closing
အေးစိတ်ဆက်စရာတွေ့ပြီခင်ဗျအိုး
They both blink back in terror. Neither certain of their position in that one. Never mind, indeed. BKB. Done for the Beastmaster. I mean, we got to be coming to a point where these teams are going to come to a clash. I feel like we're getting all the critical items for both sides.
ပြကြောင်းလိုက်ပုံမယ်နောက်ကပန်ကို stand နေနဲ့ဂါကိုစပယ်နေနဲ့
Sure.
ဖေကွန်ဘက်ကတော့ပဲဆိုင်လို့ကောင်းနေပြီဒီဘက်ကပြဿနာ BKB လိုနေတဲ့ share fee ခုတော့ BKB ရပြီလားဟော BKB တစ်ထက်ရောက်သွားအဲသူကလည်းတက BKB တကနဲ့ so far ရပြီစလာဒါလိုဝဲတယ်ဗျအဲဒါလည်းပါလာပြီ thank you
And you're still looking at this gyro, who's supposed to be your main carrier, main damage dealer in the fight.
ပြန်မြုပ်ပြီးတော့ဆေးလို့ရသွားခဝဝေး
He's
အထိ
so far behind. And he can just die.
ပြကြောင်း
in
ထပ်
3
သွား
hits.
တယ်
If
ဗျ
this
ရှယ်
gyro
ဖီ
gets
နဲ့ပြကြောင်း
amped
နဲ့
into
သူ
spend damage or SF damage, you're gone.
တက်ရှင်နေဗျ
There's
ပြ
level
ကြောင်း
18 for
က
XM. They want to smoke it up. Try and use something with the back end of this amp damage room. Absolutely devastating if you can connect.
Double
BKB ကျုံနေရ
XXS may not have his.
ကောဆွဲအော်ဘီ2နဲ့ပြန်စိတာ crit ကိုရလိုက်မိတယ်ပဲ snake ကပြတ်ဖို့များတော့
The finishing
ကျွန်
blow.
တော်အားမေကောဆွဲရှိတိုင်းမှာအဲ့တိုင်ကာနဲ့ snake ကိုဖြတ်နေတယ်ဘယ်လိုပဲသူစီတော့တော့အဲ့ဆယ်တော့ဘာမှမဟုတ်
Did he just get arcane into amp damage into arcane?
ဒီ3ထိုင်းနေမှာအာကိန်းတို့မှာထပ်ပြီးပေါ်တယ်ဒါသိ share fee
That really is. I mean, he's farming so fast that I feel like we're just coming down to, oh, he got his BKB, but maybe we wait for another item. As Aghanim Scepter is next up, and he already has 1,400 gold saved up for it.
share fee နဲ့ကီးရရတယ်
See when
နော်
this
နောက်
Roche
ခုတင်
launches.
ပေါ်
If
တော့
it's
မှာ
a
ပဲ
late Roche, he could absolutely have another item by then.
Roche နဲ့
Very
ထွက်ဖို့
concerning
16
for
စက္ကန့်
Falcons, the rate he's progressing.
ဟောထွက်တော့မထွက်သေးဘူးရှင်
You almost want a faster Roche here.
ကောင်းတော့တစ်ချက်ကြည့်ရ
More online.
They have kept the net worth even, though. And it may not be the
စကစ်တာ
gyrocopter, but
ကြာ
these
ကြောင်းတော့
other
ပြီးသွားပြီ
cores
ဖက်ကွန်မလေး
are pretty
ကြာကြောင်း
fun. Beastmaster and the Pango.
စကစ်တာလည်းပြအောင်ရကျွန်တော်တက်လို့ရပါတယ် Russian မတက်မလားခုပဲ smoke ကန်တက်မလားပေါ်ကတော့ smoke ကန်နဲ့လာနေ Ace Nova ကိုတွေ့ဖို့များနေပြီ Marine တော့မတော်သေးဘူးခင်ဗျအိတ်ထားတဲ့ Ace Nova ကမတက်နိုင်ဘူးနောက်ဆုံးသူ့ယူနေတဲ့သူအိတ်တာဖြင်းနေပဲ Marine
Once again, runs in
ကောင်းတာ
X
ဗျအဲ့ဒါ
Nova.
သူ့ယူနေတဲ့သူအိတ်တာဖြင်းတာပဲဖတ်ပြေးရပြီပြေးရနေခဲ့လို့မရ
Continue
ဘူး
to just dodge around the map.
အဲ့ဒါ
They're content
ဘိန်း
with
တို့ hero
farm.
မျိုးကမရှိရင်လည်း
They
သူ
are
ပဲဆိုင်
scaling here.
လို့မ
They're
ရ
confident in
ပြဿ
their
နာ
overwhelming
စ
physical
ပူတာတွေ
damage
လိုအပ်နေ
eventually winning out for them.
I
ဖ
can't
က်
say
ကွန်
I
ကစနေ
blame
က
them.
မရှိတယ်ပဲ
I
လေခု
mean,
ဆိုင်
especially
နေ
the
လို့
triple BKB timing. What are you going to do as Falcons? What's the game plan? If we get to a triple BKB timing, you can roar one of these heroes. But the others are just going to
ကြာ
run
ကြောင်း
at
တော့
you.
တောင်းနေ crit ဘက်ကဘာလို့မတက်
Your target should be XM. Roar this
Okay,
shadow
maybe
fiend,
at the
poke that
canal,
down with
like
gyro
we do
committing, and let the roll through cover on the backside. Try and disrupt some of the saves from coming through, right?
Yeah. You'll still have kiting mechanisms for the Sven, so you don't
အဲ့
have to
ဘိ
worry
န်း
so
က
much
သူက
about him.
solar crit တော့
You have to worry about him. You got to pick your
ပေါ်
poison
ကနေ
here.
high ground နေပြောင်း
There's a
သွား
lot of
သူ
physical
ကြည့်နေ
damage
ရ
dealers.
ဘေးလိုက်ဝင်မှာနောက်မှာဆလာလာကြောက်နေသူတိတာတော့မတိတာမစမုတ်ထားတယ်သူကလည်းကျိုးဆောင်နေ Shadow View ကိုပြပြီးတော့နောက်ကနေ 7 နေပါရှိနေနဲ့ smoke ကန်ပြန်ကန်နဲ့ light မိတာဘသူ့ကိုတွေ့သွားလဲဟာ Rain Master ကိုတန်းတွေ့သွားတာ
He is not playing games.
AC
He is
နေရ
not
တော့
being
အဲ့လို
coy. He
စပူတာ
just
တွေ
goes
boss နဲ့
straight to
ကောက်
the
တဲ့တ
sport,
ဘောကတော့
takes the
ကောင်း
kill
တယ်
that he can't get out of
တဲတန်
it.
တွေကို
Use
လိုက်
the
ရှာ
God strength for that. Unfortunately for him, it is a
ဘယ်မှာ
late
ရှိနေ Russian လည်း
Roshan
ထွက်မနေသေး
spawn.
တော
So
င်းနေကြော
Roshan
ကျန်နေ
is
သေးတယ်
not up for them to take.
အဲ့တော့ Rain Master မရှိသေး
Extreme
Russian
Gaming
လုံးလို့မ
will
ရ
still
ဘူး
have
ကိ
to
စ္စ
play
စမုတ်တော့
a 5 on
ဒီတစ်ခု
5
ရတ
to
ယ်
control the pit.
Russian ကို secure
I
မ
think they
ဖြစ်
would have
သေး
just
ဘူး
manned up for it there if it had spawned.
Rain Master
Certainly.
Russian
We'll have to wait
ပဲ
another minute, but they will have
ပြန်
God strength up for it when it
ဒါမှမ
spawns.
ဟုတ် smoke ကန်တစ်ခု
So
ပြန်လုပ်
Falcons want to try and sneak that away
အဲ့မှာ
a
ဒီ Russian
second
XG တော့
time.
ဒီမှာမဟုတ်
They
XG ရ
absolutely
Russian
will
ဘာကြီး
contest
လဲ
it.
ဟိုမှာ guy တွေရော Rain Master တွေရော
And Skeeter just has to get BKB here
You're
and
back in
pray
now.
he can survive in the fights.
Oh
Timely
shit
decrep
ဘာ
could
မ
bail
ဖြစ်
him
တော့
out.
ကြောက်နေ Russian နဲ့တော့ဆိုင်
Escape escape back to
Allora,
do the
AC nella
same,
fine,
but
dove
if
smoke
Demonic
hanno
can't
allora,
purge
sempre
lands on this
fattigata.
gyro, all those options go away. He's just on his own, and he does not have the armor to survive the physical. So
Picchievi
that
gli andava, no?
connection,
Perché
pivotal
se
for
capito
XG
materiale ti vai
as you
toma la
look towards
palla.
this next Roche fight.
ပြကြောင်းပြီးလိုက် power trade
And now that SFX.
ကေတာအနေနဲ့ Nawa တော့
တောင်း real fast here.
ပေါ်ထဲမှာတော့ तू ကစလာတာပေါ်မှာပဲရှိတယ်စိတ်တော့ carry မဆန်ဘူးကွာ तू တကယ်ကောင်း fan နေရဗျဟုတ်ဘာလုံးအဲ့တော့
Falcons put into position where they're just going to have faith in the outplay capabilities. I mean, the funny part is they have saves on both sides. All four supports in this game have options for saves, so the initiation, it's going to be messy. You never know if that jump is actually good or if you're just going to be playing into the enemy's hands.
But that's where the Shadow comes in. He's that balance breaker. Throw Demonic Purge on the target you jump. Falcon saves don't do it.
Yeah, but that also requires the Shadow Demon to play forward enough that, you know, maybe he just gets jumped by the Rolling Thunder hit and 100-0'd by Amar.
Definitely a possibility. It's Pango. He has Lotus done. He can go in verse.
He
doesn't know the board is scouting out for him.
He cannot go in too deep. The Lotus will buy him sometime against the grip, but it's not infinite right now. If Nova's positioning is really good, then you get grip deep in enemy lines. You're going to really sacrifice your team's formation here.
Level 20. Aghanim Scepter Shadow Fiend.
He's just a straight monster right now. You have to tag this guy in the fight.
I feel like we've been hyping up this Requiem for like 15 minutes. And it's just getting better and better, but Win is extreme and they're going to pull the trigger on him.
This is at the point where you have the beacon on the Sora, you have everything you need to fight. Puts you in a position you have to just force the Roche if Falcons don't want to give you that final fight. If they want to buy time for Skeeter, you do it incredibly fast. They got scouted on that again, I think.
Yep.
Falcons. တွေ့မှာပန်းဦးလာရောက်တွေ့မှာငါလုံးမကလားလေးတော့ကြွားပြီဟဲ့အောင်ကြီးအေး
take away this big initiator.
ရှောက်တာလေးတွေကလည်း
could threaten the Bane and the Shadow Demon in these fights, but they do not break.
Oh my god စမိုးတော့တဝက်ကြံသေးတယ်ဘာဆက်လုံးမယ်လူရှန်မဲ့မဆက်ပြလိုက်တယ်မင်းတို့အဲ့လူရှန်ဆိုင်ကြွားမှာနော်
They think this will give them enough time to do the Roshan. We'll see if Falcons can test.
ဆောက်ပေါ်တယ်လူရှန်မတော့ပဲဘာလုပ်နော်အေးလူရှန်မလုပ်ပါဘူး
They kill the boars, they know Falcons are going to respond. They'd rather take the fight than get low in the pit.
နေလုံးလို့မရအောင်နော်ဟာပြန်တက်သွားပြီ
Trying to see anything for the jump, but XG they take the high ground. It's going to have to be blind here from
Seeing some heroes.
တီတော့တီတယ်မီဘူးမီတော့မီတယ်မတီဘူး
Mar holds off on
ပြဿနာတက်နေပြီသူထိုင်ခဲ့ရောက်နေသူတီးပါမလား
Nova making some moves on the left. Blind looking for
Salada win on 2 1 set. Oh, I'm at the fucking 2 I'm at the fat. Remaster Zero ရနေတယ်ဝင်နေထောက်တော့ BKB ကြီးတာပြီ I'm at the fat. ဆိုခွဲပြီခင်ဗျာ Shadow V စတေးကကောင်တော့ပြတ်ဖို့အရင်များနေပြီ Oh my god Salada BKB တော့ပြီးတော့ဒီကောင် BKB ပြီးတော့ roll လို့မရတော့ဒီက Shadow ဒီမဦးတဲ့စိတ်ထားသေးတယ်ငါလုံးမအဲ့မဲ့မပြတ်တော့ Ghost နဲ့ပြန်ရနေ Marine ပြန်ပြတ်သွားပြီ Oh my god ခိုင်ကောက်တာ damage ကဘလောက်သေးဘူးဗျဘိန်းဖြတ်ကိုက်ထားသေးရဲ့ကြားရပန်းကိုပါပြန်ထိပ်ပြီး Guy ကိုပါပြန်ကြ9ကောင်လုံး Oh my god Falcon နေနေတော့တကယ်ကောင်းတယ်သူတို့ပြောတယ်ဒါတည်းအဲ့ဒါပဲလူရှန်နားမှာသူတို့မဆိုင်ဘူးလူရှန်နားမှာမဆိုင်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါကိုအားမေကိုဖြတ်ကြည့်တာအားမေကမပြတ်ဘူးတို့ဒီမှာဥပေးလိုက်တာရှင်းတယ်
Take a 6K lead to put an Aegis on this Ven, and now they are cruising in this game. That is the one team fight they needed to break this one wide open.
အဲ့ Falcon တော်အမအကြီးတစ်ခုလုံးတော့သူတို့
And that
no
Red
one
wasn't even the best it could have been. It was almost a zoning run to break the fight up.
ပြီးလိုက်တယ်ဒီကောင်2-3လို့ရတယ်မသုံးဘူးအမဒါဖက်ကရှက်ပဲသုံးပြီးထွက်သွားတာပြီးတော့သူ့ဘာသူ level 7သုံးတယ်ပြီးစနေကင်းပြတ်သွားတယ်အဲ့မှာဘက်လိုက်လို့ရပြီအမေ Marine ဝင်နေတဲ့အတွက်ဒီဘက်မှာပြန်ဝင်ပေးလိုက်တယ် level 7သုံးတယ် level 7လည်းကွန်သွားပြီအားမပြန်ထွက်လာတယ် Ghost နဲ့ BKB ပြန်ရိုက်တယ်ဘင်းကဖြတ်ပြီးတော့ကိုက်လိုက်တယ်ခရစ်သေးသွားပြီလောကစလာတာ
He got like 5 hits in 3 crits, 1600 damage apiece.
Yeah, sit back and relax. It's going to be a long series.
ဟေးအောင်ကိုရီမင်းသားကြော်ဟင်းကလှုပ်နေပြီ
This game is just not the same as that game too. You do not have
ကဲအဲ့တော့ Skater နေနဲ့ carry တမ်းပြီးပြမရမယ်ဟိုကောင်လက်ပန်းကျနေပြီအမသာဖက်လေး carry ရတာရင်း carry လားငါ carry လားမသိတော့ဘူးလေအဲ့တော့ပြော
Rushing down the lanes. Maureen trying to hunt for some farm and pull back. He was running into 3 of Extreme though.
This beast has to do some heavy lifting here. It's still going to be time before Skeeter can deliver a punch equal to what this lineup's doing, which means you have to rely on this master. He does a significant amount of damage to Ame. If he has one more item there, you might just be able to bring him down. The save came out a little slow because no one was really looking at that part of the fight.
Okay. 我想压比说呢，偏上到跟 AC 你那种。
back to the Satanic rather than completing the Daedalus.
我要压到也是要ပြန်俾他啲咧 ，Skater 你呢都 Satanic ကိုရင်တွားနေတယ်。
You can stay alive, that means you get a second flash off, right? That's kind of the damage you're looking for, but you're never going to have the same burst punch as the second one.
No, never. Extreme second tormentor of the game, and now we have a demonic cleanse on top of a demonic purge.
A little bit of extra sustain.
ဟာဟဲ့ဒီမှာစနေကဘာလေးလမ်းလျှောက်သွားနေတယ်မျိုးစီတော့ပြီးတယ်မင်းမလို့တော့ဘူးကောင်းလေးအာရှစ်
Gets there on just the last
half
second,
like a bang ace over အဲ့ဒါတိုင်းလည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးဘိန်းနဲ့ဒုက္ခပေးနေ
So he was
okay, now we're being team mala. Now
4,000 HP. And you're just not even talking about the extra armor and regen he's going to get out of sitting in these pools.
If he is in a puddle when you go on him, it feels like you lost the fight, right? Especially if you commit big ults onto him. Especially with the status resistance on top of that.
They have a scan on him. Ame. Not worried about it. He says this kill isn't even worth me chasing. You guys can have at it though.
Time back because level 1နဲ့တော့ပြောရရင် level 1တော့ရှောင်သွားသေးတယ် crit ဒါဆိုလောကမရတော့ crit ကြတဲ့ဖြတ်တိုးနေ XM ပဲ
So nice.
keep ပြီးတော့အိုး dodge သွားသေးတယ်သူ့ရဲ့ talent လေး
Nova will end up taking the kill.
ဟိုလေးပွားပြီးတော့ dodge ကြတော့လောက်သွားတယ်
He doesn't have time for it. He's got better things to do here.
Yeah, he's got 2 minutes on the clock for this Aegis.
2 minutes ကျန်သေးတယ် high ground ဒီမှာ push နေတဲ့သဘောပဲအားမရတော့ဒါပေမဲ့ boss က84 seconds ဆိုတော့ရတော့မရအောင် high ground push ဖို့တော့
He is so far ahead of Skeeter on this gyro. It's not even funny.
အဲ့တော့
It's just not
boss ရရချင်း
It's not.
Russian ကျန်တဲ့အချိန်နဲ့ထပ်တက်လာဒါမှမဟုတ် second တော့ပါပဲ
network lead on the opposing carry. It's ridiculous.
This was an important game for XG to strike back in, especially with this draft, because again, you're trying to answer the problem, which is Falcon saying he's banned all of XXS's heroes. We took out all his tempo makers, his jump stunners. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to pick? Their reply was the Slardar. If you win a game with this, you might have to change up a lot of your bans. Maybe you can't target him as much. Zero's been pretty effective in this game so far. Forcing awkward moves out of Falcons, especially around that Roshan, because of the threat on objectives it gives you, and now you're getting into the part where it's going to give you benefit from scaling.
I would also point to the big matchup, right? XM having this Shadow Fiend. This will do wonders for them in this matchup because most of Malrain's heroes are these melee mids. If he keeps on being abused by a Shadow Fiend that takes his tower so early and still continues to keep up by farming neutrals as well, you've got a bit of a problem.
ခုတော့တဲ့အောက်မှာလည်း hero လေးကောင်အောက်ရောက်နေပြီအပေါ်မှာ hero လေးကောင်ပေါ်ရောက်နေတယ်တော့မရှိရဘူး
Now they're on the back foot.
second လောက်တွေကို life force
The lead is continuing to grow.
ရှင်30 second လောက်ပဲကျန်တော့
This was a beneficial Aegis period for XG. Ame still on the hunt.
ဒီတော့ဘေးက eta လည်းမပါဘဲနေကိုစော့နေပဲဒီလို first side နဲ့ solar ခွက်ပဲသွားတယ်ဘက်က TV တဲထောက်ပြီးတော့လွတ်လွတ်သွားတယ်
Falcons in dodge mode and dodging successfully.
life ဖန်တော့ဖန်တယ်မဟုတ်တကောင်မှတော့မမိသေးဘူးအခုချိန်ထိအာမတာဖက်တကောင်တော့ကျန်နေသေးတယ်
Gonna have to make a lot of moves like that and
ချိန်ရောမလားရိုးပြီးတော့ထောက်လို့ရမလားကြည့်မယ်တီးပြီးတော့ထောက်လို့ရတယ်အာမာဒဖက်တီးပြီးတော့ဒဲထောက်သွားပြီးဆိုတော့အာမာဒဖက်လို့ဝါဒီဒီကဘိမ်းမှာတကားသူမို့အဲ့ဒါလည်းပါရင်တော့ဖြစ်ကောင်းဖြစ်နေတယ်လွယ်တော့မလွယ်ဘူး
XXS didn't have the numbers for it yet. But in the future,
quick game top look for the hero farming the other side of the map. Actually just playing really aggressive right now.
XM နေတော့ double damage body လေးပါရတာ
XM almost level 25 himself. Lincoln Sphere done.
Lincoln မှာပါ
Can't even go in and roar this guy easily anymore.
အဲ့တော့ဟိုဘက်က roar တာကြီးပါလေ
it's just flat out a guaranteed ultimate.
ဒါဒီဘက်ကဘာရှိသေးဩ Gaio Copter ဒီကတော့ Gaio Copter 2ထောက်တာ
Oh boy, Falcons.
ပကနာစုပ်တာအကုန်ပေါ့နော်
Well, Satanic's done. Back to the Daedalus for Skeeter. Stall. Maybe Skeeter gets to a point he can get a divine rapier. The